friends and family watching at home.
Welcome to TCH Live. We are here in Austin, Texas. I am Kyle Frisbee, joined by Uncle T today. We have a private game today. Uncle T, tell us what we have in store for tonight's game.
Well, you'll recognize C4, but otherwise these would be fairly new players to you. They're going to start off with the bomb pot, and they're going to play a 7-deuce game. And
A lot of fun.
Potentially net game. $10 going from each player to the winner of the 7-deuce game and the net game. Low stakes game, 1-2 with bomb pots. $300 max buy-in.
Yeah, so typically we have the 5-5 game tonight, but this will be, we'll call it real stakes poker. Pretty much any poker room in America, you're going to find a game around this size. So if anything, you can kind of learn from what we see tonight, what the majority of your opponents may be doing. Starting off with the bomb pot, as Uncle T said. Get the equities pulled up here.
Just a naked 9 for DeQuavius Pork.
I think DeQuavius was just trying to hard on us today. Maybe?
Yes, he was, but
Yeah.
I can do that. I can do DeQuavius.
Actually, as it came out of my mouth, I was like, that's not that bad, actually.
Paul, seat 1.
So it looks like, indeed, DeQuavius and JT have the most equity here. JT does have the king-high flush draw.
And that's for JT on the top with a redraw to the second nut spades. Don't think we'll see much other than that, unless he can push the 9s off, because they did not connect with their off cards.
Yeah, and SPR around 1, so
no big surprise with
An
a
all-in.
low buy-in. It's an all-in and a call.
Bear 9 on the bottom.
I see ace 10 for 2 pair
Ace
up
10 up
top.
top. I have a screen on top.
I see Jack King for Broadway up top, and then I see
Yeah, he hated that jack in the end, because
got the nine.
anybody with 2
Yeah.
Broadway cards just and a king
the chips in front of
would
you back if you've got
three
them.
would quarter him, but not a problem.
yeah, that's a good point. You never really fall in love with straights in bomb pots, but certainly when that run out occurs, you're so likely you could be even just getting a third of one half
Guys, don't let us know.
at times.
Yeah, I always say that about 08, which I like to play. 08, when you got ace deuce. There was a hand that a friend of mine, Callie, got off Colette, played where he got half the pot and 1/6 of the other pot. The other 2 players got a tiny amount. Kind of gave him a huge stack with 4 all-ins, and one person missed altogether. But yeah, it's kind of like that. You just always have to think you're quartered. And of course, like I always say, when I get the nut straight, I'm just waiting for my 2 cards that made the straight to hit. It's like the most irritating thing in the world. Now, luckily with Broadway, you can't get over
That
it.
next time he comes around.
Yeah, you might just be getting diced up.
Right, you're just getting quartered or 6th.
Yeah, unfortunately. I don't think it's happened more than maybe once or twice, but I have been a 6th at least once or twice.
Yeah, I have too.
Not a lot of fun. It's,
There was one time I was 6th and I had 2 queens in my hand. It was Broadway. And I'm like, how did y'all both have queens here? And I did, and I got 2 queens in my hand.
yeah.
So because
That's where blockers and bomb pots don't really exist.
I tell you what, yeah.
In the future, if you want to just
The best way to use blockers really is on the other board. So
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
sometimes I think people can overlook that maybe the nut flush is actually just having the queen high flush in your hand,
Yeah.
or maybe the king.
Yeah.
Usually.
raise C3 11.
Yeah, that's more of a PLO thought. Not really a double board bomb pot, especially at a 1-2 table where people are not afraid to get it in. Shabazz folds, and we're on hand number 2, the first folding hand. So it's 1-2, no mandatory
Yeah,
straddle.
we probably got to defend a little more.
Yeah, I do laugh sometimes when I hear, it's pretty rare, but somebody say, I didn't put you on that in a bomb pot. Like, there's no such thing as putting somebody on it. they say what they have with their betting.
I don't really.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the number of cards that are in the dealer's hands at the end, and you're like, well, who'd you put on that hand? It sure wasn't the dealer.
Actually, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah. So Dan will get the first no limit hand going here.
I play
He's in the
tournaments
box.
here.
Well,
There's one
chatters,
Friday.
those of you that have joined us,
Best value in the city.
welcome to TCH Live Austin. TCH Social in Austin, Texas. We're 1-2. If you are a friend and/or family and/or enemy and/or frenemy of any of those players, we expect some serious smack talking on the chat.
Or sorry, $11.
For sure. We had a lot of fun with that with the final table of the summer series kickoff.
Yeah. People pulling for players and rooting against other players.
And like you said, I think I'm only familiar with one player at the table, and I wouldn't say I know the style of anyone.
No.
So we'll all be learning together here.
As the queen hits.
Yeah, pair of queens for $D, I guess.
Yeah, that's or just
$D?
dollar.
Dollar? Yeah.
Bet 16.
JT with just a little backdoor hope. He'll check it over.
Dollar takes it down.
Standard ABC.
Yeah, and I would,
Got my
Booty.
No one has anything to call. Yeah.
Wow, that's a long way away.
Oh, we could also do like a 3 in a row down here. I'm about to do
in fact, I am not. Where is that?
You're doing it on your rack.
Djibouti? Well, there's a joke in that.
Yeah, well, I was waiting. I was looking at your
You're
face.
looking at me like, is he going to
Yeah,
save?
am I being trapped?
Just you're sitting on it. But no, it's actually in the Middle East, technically.
Okay.
The face was made for TV.
And Jimmy's at Bucky's,
Yeah.
so we know he's in Texas.
I'm sorry, hold 8, hold 9.
Well, he's rooting for a player on seat 4.
Oh, do we have a Bucky's that I haven't seen yet? Oh gosh, yes, there he is.
E-dubs.
I glossed right over
The Bucky's
costume.
outfit.
Act like he's on TV.
3 players?
Hot. That's kind of a hot outfit for this time of year.
Yeah.
So a big whiff, other than a gut shot for Chase B.
Bottom pair for Shabazz, but not much to be thrilled about. Is in fact the best hand at the moment.
Nah, I just enjoy it.
Raised to $15. Obviously trying to intimidate
I like
people
your
off the head.
donkey tracker.
Goes
Then you
E-dubs.
put your own face on it.
I take it back, $20 raise. Much more impactful.
a couple things.
You have your
Yeah, the raise with 4 high, I love it. Why not?
And that helps Chase B a little bit, but he's still got 2 overcards to his pair.
Yeah, it does now have some showdown value with
I
the
consider that the Bible.
gutter ball.
I hit him for a big value bet last week.
I heard about
But
that.
E-Dubs is going to keep telling the story,
Well, I don't know. He only bet at 150 and just called, right?
and
It's not like that.
he'll make it
Actually,
work.
yanking my chain.
Wins with 4 high with the aggression. Nice play by E-Dubs.
You played cash before? You played cash before this?
May just have to
20
call him
minutes.
Bucky.
He's been here for 3 days
Yeah.
straight.
I have been here.
He has been here for 3 days straight.
He's got a little Harry Potter.
Hasn't
hat
gone
in the
home.
corner.
Seat 2 will be here, I was told.
He's
About
got
Look,
like I work
that
here.
couch right there is incredibly
I'm a
comfortable.
little late,
Where
probably
I'm not gonna
got
lie.
in the
it
rain.
does look really
It's
It's
great.
got a
See his
Daniel
lonely
shape
mic there on the table.
Yeah, it
Chief,
smells
are you
like
going to
farm.
play on the live stream
hour
from
worth
Djibouti?
To trade
Oh.
beyond
I
us.
like the map.
That's
No,
going
we
to
need
be
to
a
trade
trick.
AD.
On his first hand.
Well,
I want us to trade.
To answer your
six
question
beyond.
as though it was
Oh,
serious, because it may be.
Would you trade Luca for AD?
The best way to get on the live stream
I'm not
list
trading
is
for
get in
80.
contact
Yeah,
with
tough
TCH
question.
when it goes up typically on Friday for the following
As
week.
for the league being
Next
rigged,
week will be a 5-5
what the
uncapped
trade was.
game.
it really
And
was.
the other way is to get in contact with me, Uncle T. You can email me at tomgardner2007@mac.com.
I don't know.
Or if you have my number,
If they
just
have a
text
big
me.
card protector that's on
As
the
friendly
thing.
as
And you can also reach Kristen, our game runner here
It hasn't been affected
at TCH Social in Austin.
You can keep them
You'll also, if you have our information. But probably the easiest way, if you don't have any of our information numbers, is to call up to TCH. But do it early. I believe Friday is the day that they start the list, put the list in for the following Wednesday. And I'll tell you about a couple of our feature
Let them
games that
know.
are coming up in the
Because I
next
have-
3 weeks.
Yeah, I have like
2 pair for D.
Bink,
like 6 to 8.
No hearts for anybody either.
And top pair for JT. JT in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, with a good kicker. Maybe.
Dude, I'll take 3 people in play.
And he smiles through his raise.
JT also limp called, so he probably thinks his hand strength is somewhat disguised.
Yeah, I like doing that.
And Jack of Hearts on the turn.
Now he's open-ended, although the hearts may put a kibosh on the action.
JT checks again over to D Dollar, and he's going to keep betting. I like that he wasn't too afraid of the heart to just get. A lot of players will just shut down the moment a scared card comes, but keeps betting. 7 of diamonds on the end, and 2 pairs still good here for D Dollar.
Check 3. Showdown.
Check, check. And D Dollar will take that one down.
Queen for king.
Get over $100.
I see king 10 for 2 pair. 2 pair is
Important to remember things are relative. That's about a third of a starting stack, so not a bad pot
Not at all.
whatsoever.
That's a 5-5-10 equivalent of a $1,200.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Which you will not be seeing tonight. in all likelihood.
Yeah, that's a
$D sign.
that's true. I catch myself sometimes when we do the 5-5 game. But typically also, yeah, with the 10 or even $20 trial like you mentioned, and he takes down a small pot and it's $750.
you gotta
And I've got my games depleted.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get spoiled with our big game a few months ago where
I
we
haven't,
had
yeah,
$23,000
I have
pot,
not seen that.
$21,000 pot. I got real spoiled. Those were fun pots to call.
And the timing couldn't have been scripted better. The last hand of the night was the biggest hand of the night.
Yeah.
That was
Trace.
definitely a wild stream.
Trey versus Cryptomax. Yep.
raised. C7, $10.
Got a limp. Queen 10 from D Dollar. And a raise from Chase B. He's got a suited jack.
We still have another hour.
And DeQuavius
Raised. C9, 45. I'm sorry,
will
35.
come in for a 3-bet with King Jack off. In fact,
If I could get a little volume for that.
The
would
best
you guys
hand.
want that or no?
When the draft
makes
starts
it
properly.
35.
I want to hear them announce who we're playing. You want me to like announce numbers or whatever?
Yeah, in case it's not.
Listen, with what
You mean
Nico's
you
been
wanna
doing,
hear
it's
Nico
possible
trade
it's
the pick?
not Cooper. He's awful.
We should trade the
D Dollar
first
out
pick
of there
for,
with his Queen 10 offsuit, and
Traded back for him. Just pretend like the whole thing never
see what
happened.
Chase wants to
Well, now we
do.
have Luka and AD.
Can we get rid of AD though?
It's like
Yeah, trade the first
They
pick
fold
and
around, so
AD for Luka.
3-bet works.
Like AD.
King 10
Just cut him.
offsuit.
I saw they signed Kyrie.
Take down a
they
little
gave him
profit.
an extension today.
Sign Kyrie and Gafford.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mavs?
We did sign Kyrie today?
Yeah.
Last night.
3-year deal. 100 something. 120.
This must be so nice to be like an aging with like name.
D Dollar.
Paid, like,
Used to
guaranteed
work
contracts
there.
for, like, 2
Winning
years.
so far after
My
just
first
6
job
hands.
was there.
Long way to go. And in fact, we will be with you guys
I really wanted
until
to
10
say
o'clock
that.
Central.
What?
So hop in the chat, talk to me. I'm Kyle Frisbee. He's Uncle T.
On the
Dynasty
first
Always
could
happy
be-
to
the
engage
Dynasty
with you
is
guys.
already- Kind of already there.
See the live viewers are
That is
climbing,
insane.
so welcome to all the folks just tuning in.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, if you're a fan, friend, or
What's up? We started playing.
50,000.
family member of any of these players, we'd love to hear
Really?
Yeah, right.
hear you on the chat. Yuck it up with us. We will read your comments on over the airwaves. Airwaves is that
C9,
Yeah.
electronic? That makes it sound like
Sure.
I'm on 1940s radio.
Everybody's going to turn their dials literally.
Yes,
you know?
turn your dials to TCH Social.
Oh, man. This just
Quavius.
smells like 7.
King Jack back to back, and he'll raise it again. There was a bunch of limpers, and looks like the collector
Yeah,
with the
sure.
sweet cowboy hat. He's trying to decide what to do with Jack 3 suited. He does have the button. And DeQuavius back-to-back raises with 3-bet, and I believe this was just a raise over the limpers. We'll take down a couple pots.
7 deuce.
King 7, I had half.
I would have been really upset if that was Melly.
Yeah, like,
But you have 7 deuce?
nah.
Straddle is on live.
We'd be paying if it was.
Definitely depends, you know, on the dynamics of a 1-2 table. Like, you know,
Yeah.
3-betting king jack off is not always advised, but he's taken down 2 pots with it. So if they're going to fold to your 3 bets, relatively easy. Of course, his opponents have
Got
had
a loan.
pretty modest holdings the last 2 hands as well.
Yeah, I actually made money. I came in and played a little bit. I like to come in and play before the live streams, you know, it's like so I don't pull a brain muscle when we get to the live stream.
Got to get the brain warmed up.
Yeah, I got to warm up my brain, especially a 1-2. I was like, I'm going to go back and play 1-2 and get my mind right. And I made money with King Jack. Now, it was a total stone cold bluff, but I still made money.
Hey.
It has a whole other element to it, too.
All Uncle T. I know you had a good session yesterday as well, so don't call it a hot streak, huh?
Yeah, I'm, you know, I have to have, you know, the scientific n equals 3 to indicate a trend. So I'm on
Gotcha.
2.
All right.
The night before that was not good. Wasn't terrible. It just wasn't good.
Yeah, I had kind of
Are you guys off from like the Dallas?
little bit of a swingy session yesterday.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Go Texans.
Ended up with a nice profit, but ironically, I had a
What are
stretch
y'all gonna do
where
if y'all don't draft
believe,
the flag?
I apologize, Uncle T, if I
Yeah,
already
but what
told
if
you
you
this.
don't?
For the chat.
We act like we never see each other.
In a 5 or 6 hand stretch, I lost with aces, ace king suited, and a flop set of 5s. So I weathered that storm and still won. So
Yeah, you said you lost the minimum possible.
I'm not gonna lie,
for
I'm
those
barely in that.
tournaments.
I still would not do it.
Just
Like,
had his hands.
After,
They're my only basketball
is it
team,
because
but,
of
like,
is it because of Nico or just other
Yeah.
reasons?
It looks like we've got a D money. I guess that's $1 fan on board.
Oh, okay, we're calling him dollars. It's D money.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, we're calling him cookies tonight. Trying not to say it incorrectly and get us thrown off the air.
A couple of good starting hands here. 8s versus ace queen, and ace queen is going to flop.
Well, about his reliability.
Quick
Okay,
action
go
there,
after
so he bets and takes it. Of course, the 8's hating the 3 overcards.
See, now I'm not going to repeat this, but I want you to see what Jordan just said what I could have said,
Yeah.
and I did not. And you asked where
He
Djibouti
gave him
was.
KDs. He
That's
called
what I
him
could have
stats.
said. That's the
And then
first
he
thing
gave
that
him
popped
KD
in
on
my
the
mind.
slide.
That's why I got
They gave him the
that
slideshow that they used for KD, so it had.
mischievous facial expression you gave me.
Yes, I gave you that long look.
Somebody Nathan wants to see where Manny Fresh is.
He was doing amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
put
Because
that
I don't
up
know
because
Mavs stuff.
I
What
don't know
did
if
he
Manny
do
will
before?
see this.
Brought in
That is
Kyrie,
well
brought in
worthy.
Gafford, PJ. Like, he put that whole
Where's
finals
Manny
together.
Fresh? These blinds are too expensive. These blinds too expensive for him. That's good. All right, comment
Yeah,
of
he
the
let
night, and
Brunson
we
go.
will
That's-
post
But it
your
made sense
comments
at
when you
times.
get the
It
opportunity.
did make sense at times. Also,
Manny will bluff
we weren't
jam
getting
for
like, with
the
all of
entire
the,
amount
like,
on the table at the
you know,
moment.
the
He's not afraid.
He is not afraid.
He
is
also
You gotta play that pair of deuces
AD,
like
he's
the
like,
ace.
he's like, I'm trading for durability.
For
I'm
a
like,
dollar,
this guy's
you gotta do your
all the
thing.
time.
That's
I'm
why
like, just
It's like we're gonna try and win a championship right now.
So yo 11s to a flop
It
here.
makes the most sense that that was rigged.
Jack
for us.
8-10, couple of diamonds, E-dubs with a flush draw, gutter ball for JT with his ace queen.
Should have asked with
He
the
was
bottom
like a
pair.
little bit out of shape
Everybody
at
got
times, but he was
something.
still incredible.
Close from something except for the deuces, which is typical. You know, again, I will always say the same thing about deuces.
Like Klay
I've
Thompson,
just
Kyrie, and
discovered
AD, that's a
late
great
in my
trio, but they
poker
just get
career
hurt.
that
That's
the
the
funny thing about
AARP
deuces
team.
is
If they
the
can
board
stay
is
healthy, they're
always
great.
over.
Yeah.
You always fall for that.
Oh, and that is a set of deuces. Speaking of
You
them.
see how I curse this hand positively?
Yeah, yeah,
by saying
you-
that? You don't need an over. when you
Not
got
the
set.
announcer's curse, the announcer's, I guess, good fortune
And
here.
he's going to
I
get
just-
people
I
to
just
stay in
can't
this
get there
hand.
right now.
Bottom pair might fold. Ace king might fold, but you know, the 7-6 is not going to fold.
It's okay, I got my
The diamonds.
Cowboys. Still,
Yeah,
And
E-dubs.
also a 9 could give the dummy straight to 7-6.
every year.
So
Absolutely.
8-6 is going to stick around for obvious
This
reasons.
is our year.
Ace king is really, as you can see from the equities, the throwaway hand.
And D-Dollar did a nice job there, bet
Yeah.
basically full pot, knowing, you know, recognizing the situation is a very wet board
Very, very draw heavy board, as they say.
and does take it down.
9.
He probably got there.
I had hearts.
You know, Chief, you bring up a good point. 8s are the best pocket pair. So I was telling somebody at the table today, and I've always said this on the live stream, 5s are my pair. If I'm going to play a pair of 5s now, obviously I'd like to have ace kings I don't know about queens, but I would rather have fives than jacks. I just hit them consistently. Everybody's got their
No, I have the
favorite
flush draw.
Double straddle.
Well, I did think of you yesterday because you have mentioned that a few times before, and I did flop a set of fives twice
Actually, I
in one
said
session.
so
You
straight.
said you got beat on one of them.
Yeah, I was 1 for 2.
Oversetted.
But and actually, if you think about it, I only played for about 3.5 hours. 2 sets in 3.5 hours is really not a bad run,
No.
except for, of course,
Not at all.
losing with one.
Okay, it seems like you get them in clumps.
100% agree. Yeah, you'll have a session where you flop 2 or 3 of them, maybe a couple of sessions like that, and then you'll feel like it goes 2 months where you flop a set.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just always,
I'm blind like him.
you know, it's always going to come back to the mean level, to the statistical mean. But I've got a big, lofty sine wave on mine.
King high flop. Nobody with a pair here. Ace high good for the collector.
Jordan's in for $D.
9 of hearts on the turn. No change.
That's the 9, 30.
And DeQuavius has been the most aggressive player thus far. He'll make a bet here, and looks like the collector's gonna make the call with it. Just ace high correctly.
Monster pot brewing. And there's the heart, which is going to the action probably. Also, a pair of sixes is going to scare everybody a little bit.
Yeah, does DeQuavius have another barrel? It'll likely work if he can find
And he's
it.
got position. You got to take advantage of your position, folks, especially in 1-2. Don't always think you're trapping. Statistically, especially with this particular hand where he's behind, you should make a big.
Oh, and he's gonna overbet it.
Yeah, I like it. Bet the pot. Bet the pot.
Nice bet by
I'm
DeQuavius.
officially rooting for the Quavius board.
Yeah, I would hate a hero call just because I love this move so much, but the collector, to his credit, is thinking it over with just ace high. But
Yeah. And obviously, players that have
I'm
played
thinking
get
of
it.
calling with ace high.
My bank a little pair.
I mean,
I'll show you. Catch me later.
and lets it go. Nice
Doctor
move.
has
Shows
seen
the
it.
bluff.
Let's go.
Very
I was
nice.
onto it.
he had a
I was
feeling.
onto it.
Let's go.
Quavius port. I think I'll order the
I can make
Brooks
top
sandwich, which is
pair
great.
folds.
Your
Like maybe.
TCH Social.
Second pair.
In Austin, we got great
Almost
food.
got
I had the
Ace high to call.
chorizo shrimp pasta last night. I am really
you know I'm
addicted to that stuff.
Now you know I'm an idiot.
Good for both. No,
Chief in chat says Port Bay. That's a comment of the night for me thus far. Yeah,
Which one?
right there.
No, I
Yeah,
would have had to call.
Port Bay. Not afraid to overbet bluff on the river. Yeah, old Salt Bay kind of made a quick exit. He sort of disappeared. I don't. Were you familiar with Salt Bay's work, Uncle
I
T?
have nothing but confusion in my head right
Yeah, he's a famous chef that ended up opening these very high-end restaurants, would have celebrities eating there, and he was famous for sprinkling the salt on top of the tomahawk steak or whatever, kind of down his arm onto the
now.
food.
Like a snake. Hold up
Yeah,
like
it was. He did it in a arguably somewhat sensual way. So he was Salt
a- Cooking
Bay.
is a very sensual thing to do.
You know, I love to cook, so
But it's dangerous, you know. You can't do it naked.
that's true.
Too
Oh,
high risk.
I'm not a person that goes around without clothes at my home, and I certainly would not be cooking.
I'll allow it this time.
I've never really thought about that, but that sounds terrible.
Definitely don't fry chicken.
That one, that was.
I've cut my fingers enough times. I don't want to risk anything else.
Yeah, you don't want to self-circumcise. That's always a bad idea.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Yeah.
The stream started?
7s and 4s, they are making a really good
They're getting
slide.
mad at you on Twitter
Between
right
them, the
now,
sevens take it down.
But isn't it delayed
It has
anyway?
not started though, I don't think.
Like it's gonna be a.
Or maybe not.
Alex, I don't
Yeah,
know.
on, on stream,
I
my
don't
friend was
know.
saying no.
I think 30
you-
minutes away.
I was
Yeah,
told
let's
to
see what you
have.
Well, it's
So I guess
yeah,
now
I
we
think,
know
like,
D-Money is in
Like the
fact
stream
Daniel.
starts at like.
As soon as that first hand, as soon as we play that first hand.
I don't know, because there should be a
Is it fucked up?
Maybe he's got a
can we
bunch of
not-
1K
we shouldn't have
chips
it
in
on
there. You never know.
That's
I was
all.
just seeing if it was.
Yeah, bro, no phones.
It's on a delay.
Probably
but
some
yeah.
It's on the
personal
delay, but I
hygiene
feel like
products.
we should make a moratorium.
Oh no, actually
Yeah.
no, that would still be fucked up.
you looked at it, you see how
Like,
people play
maybe
fast
like
man.
maybe like every hour you could like text. I don't know.
You know,
I
it's
think
been a
it's-
while
it's
since
kinda
I
fun.
encountered a player that could use that.
If someone was bluffing.
In, I guess, a
I mean,
pleasant thing of
it
late.
could, but I feel like the game would be more fun if we're not constantly keeping.
Got a limp here from JT. He's got ace 4 off.
Oh, I've turned
And
over every single
E-Dubs
bluff.
also limping king 10 off.
Raise.
Seat 8, $20.
Collector with a real hand. A couple of 7s.
All 4. Roll for 7. 3 players.
Raises to 20 and gets a couple calls from JT and E-Dubs. Jack high flop. And actually a wheel draw for JT. Needs a deuce, but 7's still ahead here.
Best, seat 4, 25.
E-Dubs gonna bet once check 2.
Nice, solid, consistent aggression in early position.
All seat 8.
And the collector got bluffed that hand by
Actually, he's in late position in this particular hand.
Pork. Oh, and he turns a pair, so always nice when you take a stab and then end up improving on the turn.
Best, seat 4, 40.
$40 bet from E-Dubs does not slow down. See if JT wants to hang in there with his wheel draw and ace high, and does. 8 on the river. E-Dubs has a check mark. And JT looks like he might want to represent that he, and this is a big scare card, the flush gets there, some straights get there, and looks like he's going to attempt a bluff here.
What do you think when somebody takes that long to count on chips? What goes through your mind?
Yeah. Oh, and snap by E-Dub. Nice call.
Wow.
I like the idea for the bluff because he did find a good card to take a stab at. I mean, the story would make some sense. A lot of people would just call with some kind of draw that gets there with the 8 of clubs, but E-Dub's a non-believer. Yeah, when they, I generally think, well, I don't know if I could say that it means a bluff or a value bet necessarily, but they're certainly just buying time to decide on sizing. So I guess it depends on the player, because you have the people also that kind of seem to grab an arbitrary large amount of chips and stuff them out there, and for some people that's always a bluff, and for some others it's like, well, I already knew I had the nuts, I didn't even care what the river was, so I'm gonna put it out there, and you kind of have to figure out who that is. What does it mean to you, Uncle T?
So for rebuys, like, do you want to play once the game?
It reminds me how much that in low stakes poker you see a little bit of amateurism in the way.
I'm not sure where
I believe in tailored bluffs, tailored to players, tailored to tables, dynamics, and tailored to opportunities. So if I'm looking at that board and I know I've got jack crap, but I painted a picture of hanging around for a draw, I'm praying that that club hits, or that spade, or whatever it was, which that bluff I made with King Jack was a spade hand, that I'm like, I'm up against 3 players that are playing this like they've got either 2 pair or top touchdown. So if I hit my spade at the end and I've gotten value, so it makes sense for me to be in this hand at that point, I've already got my mind, if the spade hit, what is my bet going to be?
Yeah,
So it seems much more
just natural and
controlled
smooth. Yeah.
smooth if you don't spend a lot of time counting out chips. You look at the pot like you're thinking about how much it is. You put out the number you had in your head in a fairly quick, or you announce it. Also, use that vocal inflection that Greg Vail talked about, where up is positive and down is negative.
Yeah.
So say 160.
Yeah, that sounds a lot stronger than.
I bought him 300 to start
He's in
off.
for like 200 something.
So comment here for, I'm going to try pronouncing your name. I don't know if I'll get it right, but do you mind if I call you? I think it's, but I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. So I'm just going to call you. So your question was about how much does it cost? What is the charge for seat time and membership?
On Jewish standards.
So it is $13 an hour currently. We do have specials. We also specials for membership. Memberships, I always recommend the 1-year membership, $300 unless you're an out-of-towner and you're not going to be there very long. So it's as little, I believe, as $30. Is that single day?
$30 for a month,
Oh, that's right,
and
30.
I believe 10
10
for
per
a
day.
single day.
So please come down and
Oh, it got political real
join
quick.
us. We'd love to have you.
Wait.
Just so I can say your name at the table.
Race at 10 from E-Dubs, 9.5 suited Dolly Parton. I think I've said that too many times on the stream. Why not?
Yeah.
10 shekels.
Yeah.
Old Dolly.
It's a little bit dated. You talking about the Dolly Parton part?
Yeah, but I mean, it should have been perfectly in your wheelhouse, right?
Yes, it was. My wheelhouse,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
yours. I'm a child of the 80s.
And top pair for JT here, and an open ender for Chase B.
We can play
How many
6
locations?
6-3.
Well, we have 5. Spring, Texas. Houston, Texas.
Or 8-3.
Any two
Rio Grande Valley. Las Colinas. Dallas, and Austin.
3 players to the
You are with TCH Social Austin tonight. My partner, the Whammo, Kyle Frisbee. I'm Uncle T. Glad you're with us.
Ace on the turn. Nobody improves. Scare card for everybody, and that does improve Chase to the check mark and the straight.
Yep.
Does bring in the front door flush, though. See how he
Perfect
wants
card
to
for
play it.
Chase. Yeah, let's see what he valued. What do you like here in the $92 pot? 50?
40 or 50. Trying to get some value.
Yeah, I'm
He
always going
goes
to go
a
for a
little
little
smaller.
larger than what my thought is, just to try to eke out every bit.
Decisions, Mr.
The
Chase.
spades probably made it difficult.
Fold C4.
That got through.
Yeah, just a bad run out
Like
for the
20
pair
into
queen.
It is right.
So Chase will take that one down. Nice spot though.
Don't be afraid to bet your straights in early position when the straight hits, but it's a
They were
spade
going 15
card.
minutes.
Unless you put somebody on
They've
it.
got their friends checking the stream and surreptitiously texting them so they know.
Got a lot of you folks who have joined us over the last few minutes. Thanks again for hopping on. We got a special private 1-2 game. So kind of real stakes poker tonight. What you'll find at most tables in any given poker room. So
Straddle, as long as live.
Yeah, I will say this.
You like that?
We get kind of spoiled by the larger games.
As
We
soon
don't
as
have
the last party's out.
tremendously large games here, like at Walmart or whatever. But I do like to see a 1-2 game, especially when you get people that wouldn't normally play a stream and are solid local customers,
Yeah.
etc. It gives them an opportunity to do something they would normally do, even a 1-3 game. So I do like that aspect of it. We can scoff at the pot size or whatever, but we're all bracketed by our bankroll.
down like that? Okay,
yeah, I mean, and what percentage of people can go play an uncapped 5-5 game and potentially lose $3,000-$4,000 in a session? That's not a lot of people.
Heads up.
Raise from the collector with ace queen, sharing an ace with Shabazz and E-Dubs.
All's good.
7-eye flop, and actually everybody bricking this flop, except for Shabazz does have a gutter to a wheel.
Is Rose here yet?
King Jack of clubs actually having the best equity, although ace high winning at the moment. Oh, sorry, E-Dubs flops a pair of threes, but Quavius had decent equity because they all shared the ace.
His hand.
Yeah, if it's him.
Fold C6. Heads up.
9 of clubs on the turn. Actually would have brought in a flush draw for the King Jack.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that was a
Kill that thing.
fold there. I think I might, with that board, be thinking I'll call for
$20, and yeah,
then
would have
hit-
gotten there.
Yeah, would have gotten there with the king.
Yeah, it was getting a pretty good price to see a turn card, but as played, a pair of threes is going to be good. And E-Dubs been pretty relentless with the betting, whether he has it or not. He goes pretty small here. I don't mind the size, really, because you don't have to win a high percentage, and if you get raised, you can just fold. and in fact, he's going to get raised by the worst hand, and I think possibly induce that.
Yeah, good size bet too.
Yeah, nice move by the collector.
Yeah, the collector is
And guys, it will
collecting
be a
proof of
bomb
his
pot.
willingness.
Are we doing the bomb?
You know, there's an old saying. You know, I think it's from a movie. You don't have to be good, but you do have to be willing. Oh, that's John Wayne in The Shootist. Some guys are just not willing.
And 5 up if you want a bomb, guys.
Or like FDR, all we have to fear is fear itself.
Yeah, that's the much more sophisticated way of saying it. I'm always going to prefer the Duke.
I'm a big fan of the Duke as well, for sure.
Yeah.
Be pretty rusty on my Duke quotes, though.
So, FB, we don't have bar and stacks. We have a full-fledged menu. And when I say that, I don't mean comfort foods only. I'm talking about the special steak over Father's Day was awesome.
Yep.
And I couldn't believe the price of a steak of that quality. Chef told me he went and got special prime meat for Father's Day. We have a full menu. I encourage you to get on TCH Social online to our website and look at the menu, which is on there. It is great.
Yeah, it's the menu of a very nice, top quality, mid-tier restaurant, and that's really just because the prices are so good. You could call it upper tier as well, but
you really could. There are certain things on the menu that are just outstanding, and all the food is good across the board.
yeah, I haven't had a single thing I didn't like. I had the chorizo shrimp pasta last night. It was excellent. We got top set for the collector on the top board.
Us two again.
To a turn, and I believe we had kings that folded, so
Yeah.
pretty fortunate to get out of there because it would have turned set.
Right now, aces are good on the bottom too. Really, only an 8 will give a pretty questionable straight to E-dubs.
Yeah,
He does have a heart draw, very poor one at that.
Good. Good.
And there is a time draw on the board. So his equity is just what you see it.
Yeah, I think that's a good fold.
I'm really glad I did.
We talk all the time about bomb pots, and we've got to have a two-way hand.
Yep.
No, we just had our 8th show up, Nathan. I'm sorry, 9th. It was 8-handed. I believe 3, 6. Oh, we do have 8. So now it's 8-handed. Yes, that's going to be it.
It looks like you're starting with 300.
The 7th card. or a
With the
6th
five
card.
stars.
No, if you just play another bomb pot until someone scoots.
That's wild.
Because like the majority of the time they just try.
Yeah.
Appreciate all of you that have joined us on the chat. We like a lot of comments. Say whatever you want. Some of them, if they're funny enough and acceptable, we will put up on the screen for everybody to see. You'll get the appropriate credit for your comedy.
So Rose joining us as C2. I think I have a read on why he was a little late. I don't think he put on business casual for the game. Probably came from work.
Yes, he
would be
does
my
not
guess.
fit the decor and decorum.
Dude, I know. Every time I hear bomb pot, I want to say
Which
something.
somebody mentioned earlier, evidently you have to wear a hat to come up here. He has not been informed of the dress code.
Yeah, Rose looks like he could have been giving an executive presentation right before this, and we also have the Bucky Beaver at the table. That's poker for you.
Yeah, he looks very executive.
Let's all share the
Very, very executive.
How have you been? What are you
He
doing,
looks like
Austin?
one of those guys that has a startup.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Or
looks like
he's a Mormon missionary. One of the two.
Yeah,
So
possibly.
it's on That's fine.
Raised by the collector, Jack 9 suited. Playable hands. Gets a call from 10 Jack suited, and they both get a lovely ace high flop.
Are you serious?
Collector's
How are you
gonna
doing, Austin?
C-bet here, and E-dubs will make the call.
How's everything been, man? How's this music?
3 of clubs, big brick.
Where are you living? From Dallas.
On the turn, check, check. And to a river, and E-dubs will get there with a pair of 10s. Was already ahead with king high, and he will bet his pair of 10s. And it looks like before he can even put the chips out there, collector has mucked.
Well, in honor of DeQuavius Pork, once we get this hand
And
settled,
the pork sliders coming up.
you said I was making you hungry? Well, there it is. And folks, they actually look better than that. I thought this picture didn't really do justice to how beautiful these things are. And they are so good. My favorite breakfast, I come in here a lot of times, brioche French toast. Yes, brioche is a word you can use in a card house. Not frequently. Dirty fries, great comfort food there. Fish sandwich, which I also love, and the food is just outstanding. And this is not even showing our high class stuff. This is showing kind of the more comfort food side, which I think is more popular when you're playing poker. You don't really want to have too much that you have to work with, but all of the foods are designed to be eaten at the poker table. So they're not
He
trying
thought
to
he
be
was
too hard on
calling
you.
2, but it was actually 5. So when he learned it was 5, he wanted to pull.
No.
Crazy.
So I think we may have a straddle here because we had a call from JT for 5. E-Dubs, he came to play. He's been a pretty active player. He's got 10-7 suited on the button.
We are. There's no way.
We have the best grilled
Good for 2,
cheese in
not for
town.
5, but for 15, that's.
I mean, really, it's awesome. I put the bad beef bacon on it,
Joe, you gotta show it. Okay.
and then I take a nap.
That's crazy, bro. I thought I was about to see something.
Now, remember, we are playing the 7 deuce game. I haven't seen them
We haven't
yet.
seen this.
Yeah, I know. It's funny when you get excited about seeing a 7 deuce. I'm definitely looking forward to
The
it.
bomb pots I remember. So
See if somebody's willing to empty the clip for the
Suited or unsuited.
bounty.
Not too bad. Basically, if you get 7 deuce, you just have to.
Yeah, 7 deuce suited is
Well, if you
like.
figure it's like $90 of dead money and we're sitting like at 200, 300, it's like
This guy's right on pace. We'll typically get to around the 90 to 100 hands in our 4-hour stream.
8 handed, so it's $70.
oh yeah.
No, $2 a stay. That was seat 9.
Suited connector here for JT. He will limp.
Make sure you get my numbers right this time.
You all good. I understand.
You know, honestly,
I'm really
Matthew,
single.
I bring people here to eat. My buddy from Portugal
Is he gonna be the
visited.
second pick?
No, what
And he's
about
like, I wanted him to see where I
Texas guy?
spend all my
Trey Johnson.
Oh
free
yeah.
time. But I also knew that it was going to be good food. He loved the
Dude, I'm already getting
what's
like
the
extreme
shrimp
sauce in
Wow, we didn't do shit.
appetizer.
Really?
There's a
So that you can get
fried
the
shrimp appetizer with that sauce on it that's so good. I forget what it's
I should
called.
have called you.
You should
Yeah.
have. You said it with the
And by the way, for those of you that were joking around but yet serious, there are plenty of options for vegans
Stand up, go to the bathroom.
and vegetarians.
Take your mic off.
I just did it heal me or?
Take your mic off.
Yeah, take your mic off.
Pair 8's
That's
good
what-
here for
Good
JT,
call. I would not have remembered to do that.
I mean, the thing is, I would have barreled there with one.
along with an open ender.
Yeah, Jason, the number is the seat.
But not for that
Seat
much.
1.
Good eye. Good plan.
These guys
I
keep
think that's
battling.
what you're referring to, or
Probably,
somebody
yeah.
mentioned.
I mean, maybe I would have
Like the 100-year war over here.
Maybe I would have sized it. I mean, I knew you
What
were.
does that number mean? So
Of course.
he is number
But then,
1
like, what are
now
you trying to
because
get
he is
caught
in seat number 1 of the 9 seats, or in
Betting
this case 8
big as
seats.
hell with bottom pair.
Sorry to the
Yeah.
mic.
We're saying higher.
$35.
And E-Dubs is going to bluff this river, and
I
JT
guess I
looks
might
like
bet
he's
back.
in the mood to look him up.
I mean,
And makes the
I still feel
call.
like I know I'm good.
Pair 8's going to be good.
Wow.
Nice call by JT. E-Dubs been one of the more active players, so
Yeah, the most aggressive by far.
yeah, JT seeing through that bluff.
Oh my god.
That is soul.
Dad, why don't you love
Does a
me?
beaver have a soul?
That's crazy, actually.
Probably the Bucky Beaver does. Looks like a
And no,
jolly fellow.
no chat. That was not
We'll
a
see how you
metaphor.
deal with the cards. You might be my daddy.
Just let it go.
Stop.
So Rose is hitting on 0. Everybody else up or down. Not much. Small buy-in.
Matthew.
Yeah, it's
Still,
content for the
still
it's
working?
content for the
I'm cooking up
now.
some tasty time.
I heard you were thinking about law school.
Appreciate all of you that are in the chat,
Got your LSAT back today.
Your mom convinced you?
enjoying the little back and forth y'all have got going.
for a bit.
10?
I'm Uncle T,
$10.
my partner Al Frisbee, the Whammo. TCH Social live stream 1-2, $300 buy-in.
And then you're going to get the
Just
law
pretend
school,
you're in
like,
these
I
guys'
am, I
living
can't
room
do
and this
this.
is a home game. And you've got
Oh,
that
you always
mode.
did. Raise C7 $20.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Raise to 10 by King Jack suited. A lot of King Jacks tonight already, but we got a 3-bet, actually a min-raise 3-bet by Chase B, Jack 9 suited.
Had more to call, right?
Does have position on the button, and looks like everybody's
No,
going
I
to
mean, that
click in
definitely
another
brings-
10
like,
bucks.
You're already so nervous.
We'll go to a flop.
cash.
83 in the middle. Ace 9 king, couple of clubs, and this is going to be a very nice flop for Rose, having just joined the table. He's got a very favorable middle pair and a flush draw.
I recommend not doing that. I just want to do legal work over
He's going to flick out a very small bet here.
finance on that. Sorry. Too much. Oh no, I was going to 20.
$15.
So unfortunately, the bet was 15.
No, it's because he made it 15. I thought it was 10 also.
Yeah, that's my bad. My bad. Sorry.
15 to stay. And a call here, call.
Data point.
Dude, my heart's like beating. I got like 15 bucks on the line.
$15 bet will get a call from
Pressure's on, dude.
two opponents here, and a 3 of hearts on the turn. JT's top pair is still good.
Bet 720. Policy 1.
But Chase B will come out and bet with his pair of 9s.
3 players.
Gets a flat from Rose. Rose looking for some help on the river, and wow, what a flop for Rose to basically just brick out and trip 9s. The hand in last place basically the whole way is going to get there on the river.
Bet 55.
Chase will bet his trips, and
55. Yes, sir.
looked like Rose couldn't wait to fold, but JT still with top pair, getting a very good price. He'll flick in a call and Rose out of there, and
I see Jack 9 for trips.
Nice hand, Chase.
unfortunately for JT, he's going to find out he was indeed rivered there.
Nice hand, Chase.
Good hand, Chase.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, you were gonna say that he hit on the river. I would have paid that off.
Did hit on river.
I mean,
You played it
obviously, hit on
perfectly.
the river.
One of the bigger pots here
But
tonight for
I mean,
Chase.
we checked the turn. We checked the turn. Like,
I know
it's a
he
free
did.
card, you know?
Big blind.
He played it perfect.
He played perfectly.
Nice hand, Chase.
Quick question for you guys. Does the LSAT, the current version, still have the logic games, or are they done with it?
No, they got rid. Didn't they just get rid of it?
Oh, they made
I
it.
wasn't
went-
sure if this year's
I would have went to
administration
fucking
still
Harvard.
has it.
I missed 2 questions
They
on
made
every
it a
other
little-
section. I missed 15 on the
Dude,
last.
they made it a
Really?
little more.
I couldn't
evil,
do it.
But yeah,
Logic Games was one of my better
I
sections.
hate logic games. Sorry.
Rose now, ace queen under the gun.
they made it a little evil though.
Call.
They took it out, but now they put logic games kind of questions.
He's gonna
Oh, they
limp.
integrated it in the other
Yeah.
parts of it.
None of them are bad, but there's such a time stuff, bro.
What is that like?
Raise C6. Is it easy
And
to explain what that is?
Gets a
Yeah,
raise
so
from
here's what the logic
Shabazz.
games
Full
are.
seat 7.
Couple
So
of
it's like
fives
you're watching a Marvel movie with
in the hijack.
You have to see Spider-Man before you see Spider-Man 2.
Quavius
But
Raise.
because Spider-Man 2 is
says,
really
let's raise it
bad,
up. You've
you
got a
have
pair
to
of
sandwich
9s.
it between 2 of the good movies. And like, there's all
Quavius
these
been the
conditions.
most willing to
Charlie
3-bet
just
Call,
put
how
nine,
much?
got it.
More?
50.
20 more?
or raise tonight.
50 now.
Well, verbal is fine.
Makes it 50 bucks.
All 50.
Okay.
It's just like a brain puzzle.
Okay.
It's a brain puzzle.
Gets a pretty quick call from Rose.
We all have people see.
So we're going to have one of our biggest pots going to the flop. Shabazz
3 players, you Simon.
makes the call, trying to flop a set here.
I don't practice anymore, actually. I
Could be
live
a,
here.
could be a short night.
Jack 8-4. 9 still good for DeQuavius. See what he wants to do. Only one overcard, but he'll slow down.
16 minutes though.
One of the big disadvantages of being out of position here, and Shabazz is going to pounce on the opportunity,
All in.
Raise C9. All
That makes our decision.
and he'll make a small bet. And
You got
I'm not
Jack?
quite sure why he didn't go all in, but DeQuavius will do it for him, and he's all in. Pretty bold move with second
Gotta win
pair.
25 jacks.
Baz, if you were me, you turn a 5.
Yeah, Shabazz only had 38 back.
Queen.
I mean, It's pretty rare that you see a player getting, what is this, 15 to 1?
Yeah, so there's a high hand of the night. I think.
12, 13 to 1?
Well, guys, you said I was making you hungry. I want to read you the specials,
I want
the
7 deuce.
specials menu. So, chicken wings, TCH hot sauce, Asian or dry rub. The dry rub is pretty spicy. I had some last night. Snap call meatballs. Pork belly tonkatsu. I had that. I didn't know what it was. It was so good.
And I can open shove.
You know, and you know, also signature cocktails. Joker's Wild, the blackberry sidecar, my personal
Everybody's
favorite.
just waiting on it.
Yeah.
And guys,
Someone wants
when
the
I
first
tell you that
7
this stuff is affordable, I
Really
ain't kidding.
satisfying moment.
So you can get the crispy chicken tenders for $9, and it's like a Thanksgiving meal. No kidding. Several sauces you can get with it. Ancho honey shrimp I talked about earlier. I'm like seriously, I made me hungry too. I'm going to be ordering this food soon. King Jack for $1. Jack 10 with one of my favorite hands. King Queen
Come on.
suited, definitely one of my favorite hands. I just like. There's a lot of paint and it's pretty.
You wanted to do that.
Ace King, obviously, this is kind of a powerhouse hand here.
I would never.
And the best hands stick
disrespect
around.
like that.
So we're going to go to a flop, and I bet it's all low cards because Broadway is covered. Yeah, Asian dry rub, that does sound
A little over 300 more. So
I'm
like,
assuming you mean to make the chicken wings as hard on the hands.
maybe like
That's what I'm going to go with.
370-ish.
I have lost before you gave me. But not even like I've lost it.
Like, it just seemed
It's like we 3-bet to 50, the collector liking
That just
his hand that I like also. He is actually drawing extremely thin, but the diamonds are there. Ace King's got the most equity, as you can see in the left corner.
All in features. Like, what were they doing wrong?
Jack makes a really good fold. That's an overrated
not a
hand.
lot has happened yet.
You often see overplayed in 1-2 games.
Guys, action is complete.
All in for 38 for less.
Crushed.
Jazz says it's good enough. Let's see what we get here.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
the king
all
hits.
kings out. I literally had
Yeah.
King Jack.
Nice hand.
King as well.
Nice hand, Clay.
30.
The only Broadway card hits both of them, but Ace King is going to take it down for a $101 pot. Made a little more money than he expected to make probably because there were several people in the hand pre-flop.
I wish you were in there.
As we roll on to hand 22,
Yeah, I
Chris
really
in the
wish you were in
box.
Can you use
I'll tell you, our food is good, our dealers are better. Although I wouldn't eat one. We've got the all-star team. I always say that. I've been to Vegas,
3 hours. I think that's
Atlantic City,
We've also got a work
Overseas,
program where if you just want to like scrub
the
floors
Caribbean. I played poker a lot of places. I would put our dealers on floors and our hosts up
not a bad
against in the business. No kidding, folks. I'm not a homer. Oh, I am a homer. But in this case, it's not that. These are the best dealers anywhere. A lot of them with Vegas.
That's my real name.
This is one of them. He dubs with a gorgeous Ace King suited. Big slick in spades. Shabazz comes along.
Please take your mic.
Oh, what? Chris is doing a job. Now we got tens. Looks like just a call, just a smooth.
Call seat 1.
Unless it's gonna be really nice.
Oh, Ace King JT. Look what that does to the tens equity. Totally jacks it up when those card removal factors are thrown in. The aces are probably not coming. The tens actually are in as good a shape as you expect five-handed.
Wait, are there announcers?
Jack, it's nobody.
Yeah.
Hearts are not in play.
Joe Buck.
In fact, the only heart is in Quavius Pork's hand.
Troy Aikman and Joe Buck on the call.
That's seat 4. 1, 2.
Yes, that's right. Whammo is Joe Buck, and I am Troy Aikman.
Raise seat 6. 50.
I wish. It is. It's Premium City. This is a full box of crackers here.
I'm itching for it. I'm telling y'all, we should do it. We should do it where it just goes until someone doesn't chop it, or if it goes to the river.
E-Dubs being aggressive like he's been bets and gets raised to 50. And we're going to the flop with 4, still in it.
It's hard.
The 9 does hit for $1, but he has to get out.
He's heating up 2 in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Let him get
And the
hot.
run out is just all Shabazz all the
A
time.
heat check here for him.
Well, Shabazz has gone from having to shove with $38 remaining to having a pretty good stack now, almost to starting stack.
I wasn't gonna go out of position.
Well, that was 2 hands in a row that Chris rolled out a lot of premium hands.
I know you had that.
We had a
Kings missed both times.
Did I miss a premium pair?
No, well, tens.
Maybe.
The tens had to get out of the hand when the jack showed up.
Can't wait to watch
Although
this. Live.
Shabazz had it on the flop.
Announcers are probably going to be roasting me.
Don't believe we've had a face card pair yet.
Folded a king there?
No, I don't think we have. We haven't had aces, kings, or jacks.
After 24 hands, that is maybe a record.
Yeah, maybe.
Not to have one. We've certainly gone longer without aces, but
Well, it bodes well for the future because we got to get back to the mean.
right, yeah, we'll have a heater for the viewers. Somebody in chat talking about surströmming. I have watched people attempt to eat that.
What
It is hilarious. It is I believe it's from Sweden. It is a fermented canned fish.
Oh, I've heard about that. There's a guy who imitates a Scottish guy that eats all sorts of horrible or hot foods. And I saw him eat that, and yeah, he was gagging. and
Yeah,
drooling.
yeah. The reactions are pretty funny. Got to raise 16 by D money and a lot of calls. And this is what you would find at a typical 1-2 table. Everybody with pretty playable hands, and Rose has just got a lot more playable. Top pair, nut flush draw.
Yeah, you got to crush that flop.
Tough to have 90% equity on the flop versus 4 other opponents, but he has indeed done that.
Yeah, but Dollar's got 5%. He'll probably raise here.
And Rose going to come in for a raise as well. He flopped a pair and a flush draw earlier and played it somewhat passively. Of course, he did not get there, but he is going to take the aggressive route, it appears, this time.
Raise C2 100 total.
He'll come in with a pot size raise.
What do you got on there, brother?
Dude, they got some good stuff on here.
What time does the kitchen close?
You like that one?
Oh shit. Okay. Probably gonna order in like 3 hours.
Here.
I think this will probably do the trick.
The Lodge's food is shit.
It's
You hear that?
Yeah.
Show your buff. Show your buff.
Nice hand by Rose.
If you if you
Not a
want
paid
it on
ad.
the phone,
But
you
it's
have to
right.
get up.
One is adding.
Just so
Well,
you
it's overpriced,
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Taylor?
and it's like
Lucas,
okay.
that one's for you.
That one's it.
I think if his kicker is a little stronger there, you don't have to play it quite so fast, but
I'm not getting invited to the live stream there, although.
not bad to take down all that
Minimum
Alright, we're like back.
dead money.
10K, yeah. One day. One day. I'll buy it.
I would love a water, and how do I order
have
it?
to just crush 1, 2, 1.
I would love them if I'm sharp.
Yeah.
Jason asked if D Money changed sunglasses. I did not.
Dude, I don't
Remember what he had on.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was distracted
so
by
too.
They may have been black sunglasses previously.
the smile
I
hat.
guess
A couple.
three, maybe 3, I don't know.
Hey, look at that when you're done.
Yeah, go ahead.
People, you're in for a bomb pot.
It's coming.
Very close. He said about 3
Hey,
minutes ago.
we
he
can
said
call
10
for an
minutes.
emergency.
No,
on
we're good. We don't need to.
A little lag from the graphics at the moment. We'll get caught up.
VP's play.
We gotta be close.
Call C8. 72.
Thank you.
Raise C9 $10.
It's you hollow.
Fold 1.
What's the 7-2 bounty again?
$1 billion.
Call C2.
$10 trillion.
Made by Daniel.
Food here.
Yeah,
$10.
Got a $10 raise and a bunch of calls. We do know that.
3, 4.
Yeah.
Call 6.
I got the sandwich really good.
Chase.
Oh shit, we're just over here salivating.
Call C7.
The food here is unbiased, very good.
How many players?
6 players.
I'll put it down there. Dude, they got butter chicken.
Got an endorsement for the food from the table. See, it's not just Uncle T and I think it's great.
Chicken. Like, are we eating some wings and touching the car?
Looks like Dan's going to pause for a moment while we get.
Is that Dan in the box?
Believe so.
I think I said Chris. I said that incorrectly. I apologize, Dan, the man.
Dan is the man. Very good dealer. Always
Yeah, very good.
like him when he's at my table.
extremely professional.
Exactly.
And, yeah,
Yes.
he's just like the model of
Yep.
professionalism.
Got a lot of them, but I would also call out. I feel like Troy is.
Yeah.
Give him a little shout out. I
Yeah,
always.
Troy Dean is another one. Very professional,
Yep.
very level-headed, always kind of captain the table. I always use Nick as a good example of probably. Nick's in my top 5. I would never tell anybody what my top 5 is, but I will say who individually.
Yeah.
Nick is just a great dealer. We just got so many. Carolyn's another one.
Pride will make me sick.
Gosh, Anna, I could go on and on.
I appreciate that.
Pair of 4 is going to be good on a very scary board for that hand, but we'll take down a pretty nice pot for this game. 155 headed over to Shabazz.
I got
Yeah, Troy, I always joke with him that he looks like a dealer in Casino Royale or something like that. He could be the dealer in a movie, would fit the part.
I just bet like 75 on the turn. You fold your queen. No.
I do bear.
Oh. No, it is queen 9.
On to hand 26, Chase B,
The next time I won't.
Pork, Shabazz, D Money all winning, along with one other player. Didn't quite get the name to scroll through there. Collector's going to raise to 10. King 9 suited. Raise worthy hand. That's a call from a suited ace in Rose's hand. And this is going to be an interesting flop. Nut flush draw for Rose, and the collector's flopped top and bottom pair, so should expect some fireworks here. Collector bets 10 and gets an immediate call from Rose. Pretty scary turn card. Any queen now making a straight. Collector's going to slow down. And Rose now going to semi-bluff. Gets a call. Rose looking for an ace or a heart. Actually, ace would have been no good. Instead, it's the jack of spades, and the collector still good with a downgraded 2 pair.
Yep, counterfeited 9.
Is that menu still around here?
Yeah, I just put it down there.
I'll check.
Check. Showdown.
I'm a king.
You're good.
I see.
It just got worse and worse.
Check, check. Collector will take that one down.
You could
Come on,
have
someone's
put a
got a jam
lot
on
of
that.
pressure on me there. You were thinking about it.
I was.
But it's right.
Here's what threw me off. He called so fast on the turn, and the second jack scared me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
In your, it ended up counterfeiting you, but
Yeah. But who knows? You know?
I feel like with my name, I have to order.
What do you mean
I
open
honestly
night?
gone for it. There's so much out there.
Well, they have done that at the other place,
Open
and yeah, stand-up comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it
So-
down.
We had stand-up comedy?
No, the other place.
Oh, the L word?
Yeah.
Walmart?
Get you for that?
Yeah, so it's funny that's been, I have done stand-up myself. I was thinking that, yeah,
I wish you could see how he just looked at me.
For the
Yeah.
honesty.
Really?
I have.
That takes some large.
I know I seem largely not
what did you
funny
have?
at all
Lots of time.
on the
But
stream,
you
but
would be
I
like
had
more the dry.
potential.
well, you
You had a
nailed
bluff
me.
that you
That's
didn't
kind of how I,
I'm trying to think of a
Work out,
comedian that
but,
does that really well.
It might work
kind of
out.
like a blend of like Jesselnick and
Jim Gaffigan.
I like him. Maybe like Brian Regan a little bit. I like his style. Kind of fits me a little bit. Maybe
Did you ever?
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh, to go way
Yeah,
back.
there was
You know the
potential. I'll tell you
comedian
that.
that was
There
very
was
dry. His last name was Wright. Jeffrey Wright, I think was his name.
Oh
And he
yeah.
walked around going, he tell these jokes that were very, very. He also did the voice on Reservoir Dogs of the radio disc jockey.
Oh, nice.
Famous comedian. I could see you being him. Jeffrey Wright, actually, I think is that actor.
Or maybe he's
Got a collision now. Over
Yeah.
pair for Chase.
Big collision.
First pocket face card pair and 2 flush draws. Rose was the better of it.
Gut,
Rose
gut shot for 9-7 as well. Hit 10.
He's
No, I take it back. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
10 could hit.
he's near center.
But of course, the 10 would have to be a non-spade.
So Rose has had a ton of flush draws, and he's missed all of them. It feels like he's due, but no such luck on the turn. Does pair the board as well. That's going to be a good card for Chase.
Again, the card removal thought.
He didn't do anything.
And yeah,
I, like,
the
barely
jacks once again come into play. No spades. You know, the card removal, you got E-dubs with a couple of spades, which is the worst possible scenario. That it reminds me of how many times I've said, yeah, I had a big flush draw, and somebody that was in the hand said, oh, I did too, how big was yours? And you realize I was doomed from the beginning.
Yes.
That my percentages really dropped off.
You don't want to do a $10
It's the
bump?
worst thing in the world.
That's when you go from that immediate emotional switch from, man, I'm sad I missed, to, oh my gosh, I just dodged such a big bullet.
Yes. And it also points out how rarely you see the flush over flush. You know, you see set over set, because statistically it's exactly the same. Yeah, you know, you both got 2 outs, or 1 out in the end, and you hit your set. So, if you do happen to make quads like I did on that
300
transfer
total, so I'm
fives,
adding
it's
on to it.
extremely obviously
Well,
part
after a
there.
couple hours,
But in flushes,
maybe
both of you having flush draws
after a couple hours,
is a big
would you buy
deterrent
the
to
high
you both
side
getting
one?
flush draws.
Yeah.
So it just
Like an
doesn't
hour,
happen
like
that
an
often.
Yeah, once we're all going.
Not yet.
They are
I'm short
considering
stack.
using that
Oh,
stack.
Uncapping it.
that's why you need more checks.
I might be the short stack.
You know, you want something really weird statistically that I've never been able to explain?
$5.
Do you know that in all the time I've played poker with a really long freaking time, I have never chopped a flush?
I would bet that he wants to play, but
Literally, he looked to the sky and thought about it for 3 full seconds.
I wouldn't say that long. It was too long. But it did pop into my head some of the mixed games where there can be a flush chop.
Oh,
but
okay. So you brought in a whole variety of poker
Yeah.
that I wasn't talking about.
I'm gonna use that as my excuse for even hesitating.
Even thinking about it. Hey, you know, I try at least 5 times on the chat to give you a complete stumble.
Well, actually, that may not be true, Uncle T. You probably have when it was a flush board
hearts would be nice.
and nobody had that suit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the comedy stylings of the whammo.
Yeah, I think I may have just caught you in a
You did. You
yeah,
caught me with
unintentional
my poker pants
fib.
down. Yeah. Yeah, I have. You're right.
Set of deuces for the collector on the bottom. It's like everybody with some equity here.
Just the bomb pot, Danny.
Quavius appears to have the most equity. He's got an open ender on the top. Unfortunately, the flush is already still there.
Let me wear those paychecks.
You're good. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Chief, and I caught him a little before you.
Yeah, only because he had to type.
Yeah, had a bit of a disadvantage.
3 of us?
And let's see, Rose improves here. He's going to have a straight on the bottom.
Speaking of total flush boards. But you got to play 2 in this game, so it don't matter.
Yeah, amazingly, nobody with 2 hearts. So DeQuavius actually has the nut straight, and that's going to be good on the top.
Yeah, is the 9-7 good on the bottom? Looks like it.
We had a
Oh,
10-8.
set of deuces.
Did
Set of deuces, obviously, reflector.
yeah, we had 10-8 for the nuts on the bottom. I guess it folded. I forgot who had it. Maybe it just overlooked that they had the nuts.
How do you overlook your own nuts?
It's hard to do.
I just have a set on the
I've never overlooked
I see a set of deuces on bottom.
no hearts.
You got 3 4s also.
Yeah, you got a straight.
You got to show all 4.
You have the 8 or something?
Put all 4 of your cards up. Show it. Show it.
Yeah,
God
straight.
damn, I would have had the
I
top one. No one has
see.
hearts. I had a wrap. But your 3 4s
Oh,
are good, though.
I turned
three
on
fours.
top.
Deuces
Yes,
are
I told you.
good.
Yeah, so it looks like in the end
I
here, a
didn't
set
realize
of
that because all the hearts
deuces
right there, I'm like,
and
Each got a straight on the bottom.
2 pair of 9s and 7s are going to be good.
Let's go, baby.
I hit my wrap on the top.
Yeah.
It was on a curve. I was like 3 players. Someone has cards.
Couldn't have folded.
Half
Yeah.
for the
I
trip.
would have taken half that. I would have quartered you guys.
half for the straight.
Or no,
Yeah, but for those that can rewind,
Yeah, the
Oh,
ace-5 was
no.
good, and then he
And
got
back
the
to
second
16.
board. It's funny how many times that happens. You're looking at one board, and you actually win the
There's only
opposite
50 on
board.
the. I guess I should call. I just
If
thought-
anybody in chat wants to, you can rewind a little bit and see if I'm crazy. I think
Like
we had a
15.
10-8 for the nuts
I-
fold.
No, I
But,
hit the nuts,
let us
dude.
know if that
I
in
hit
fact
the
is
straight on the
correct.
top of the wrap. It was 4 hearts.
Chase
And there were 2 of y'all.
up
It was only
the
$50.
most.
It was like, I could
Up about a
keep
buy-in.
$15, like,
I need like another. This is.
yeah, get
JT down the most at the moment, but not a whole lot. Plenty of time to come back.
You'll be the first that he deals to. Or it'll be first to be.
Well, the
Y'all are
Beavers left
betting
the building.
big, but no one's. I can't bluff both of you with
The
no hearts
Bucky
on half of it.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably
Has
both calling.
gone to brush his teeth, I guess.
And maybe somebody needed a pulled pork sandwich and a grill and a t-shirt.
The Beavers eat.
And maybe well, just with the random stuff you can buy at Bucky's, you can
No.
you can outfit your.
The pulled pork is actually good.
Yeah, it is good.
I always stop at the one that I think it's just north of Temple on my way up to see my mom in Fort Worth, and I always buy the worst food. I've got to get donuts. I got to get the Bucky balls, those little caramel things. Ugh.
Yeah, Bucky's definitely an experience. You ever stopped at the on the way up there the
To the cocaine dealers.
kolache place? The,
Oh yeah, in West. Yeah,
Hey, it's
yeah.
a
It's
family
called
friendly,
Poke
Yeah,
Checks.
yeah.
I never miss that on the drive up. Usually I get enough for us to eat them for a couple of days. Great kolaches.
Absolutely.
Bet 20.
Got a pair of jacks and the king high flush draw for Shabazz. Pair of jacks also for DeQuavius.
Okay. See, remind me after the hand.
DeQuavius actually has the best hand if it ended now, but Shabazz has the most equity with his straight flush draws and pair.
Yeah, 2 pair potential.
That would be quite swell, Nick. I appreciate it.
Also could hit a 10.
And
He's
the
just
first
got a
thing,
lot going on.
Dude, what were the
Yeah,
Magic
11
odds
outs.
in the lottery? Not good.
1.6% or
1-outer, bro.
1.8%.
One outer.
2 players.
Right.
Shabazz bets and DeQuavius will make the call here. 5 of diamonds on the
Total
turn.
blank.
Bet 25.
No side buttons?
Shabazz going to keep firing.
So are you happy with Nico Harrison now?
That's what we were talking about.
See what
before.
DeQuavius wants to do.
Flag ends up in a Rams jersey, I'll be happy.
Has been shown more propensity to raise in these spots than
he's doing
some of the other players, at least thus far.
Nico should be fired.
Summer was saying it doesn't matter.
I won't really be a fan until Nico's out.
Like, the fact that he has the pick is all that matters.
We'll let it go. Nice fold.
Joe, Jack, King.
You had
I think a decent argument could also be made. You know, these guys having a good time with each other, obviously, but letting that one go on the flop to monotone board, a lot of straights. You could already be crushed, and there's
yeah, Clay spun it up from like
about
about
3/4 of the deck. It feels like are going to be very bad cards for you.
I just didn't know like
The boy.
Very
I
much.
should have.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Because I don't think you just bet out like that.
You know, the funny thing, we were talking about Bucky's.
You guys are tanking.
Everybody
Oh my God,
in
What do they
this-
think? Oh, the pick's
in
in.
Texas has been to
They
Bucky's.
decided.
Can you imagine?
I had a
what the
couple
whole
friends
time
come
going
over from
on?
Portugal.
And you have a lot
They
of
can't even.
things
They don't
weird.
even. You know, everybody over there drives
I guess you would have.
diesels anyway, pretty much.
That's what the Spurs were taking.
And then on top of it, they don't have filling stations typically unless that are like privatized. A lot of them, like in Portugal, are public, very much like Mexico. When we pulled into Bucky's, the number of pumps and the size of the place was, I mean, they were outside taking pictures and movies as I drove out. They said nobody in Portugal will believe what we just saw. Much less the inside. And there were the fact there were 400 people in there on a Saturday.
I mean, I'm still at least a little bit in awe every time I go. It's just a bit bigger than you kind of imagine, or at least I do in my head. E-dubs.
Dino Nuggets, yeah.
Got to make the bet here and get a call, and that's going to be a pretty good card for DeQuavius. Makes it a little less likely E-dubs has the king. Pair of 8s.
pair of eights, second pair looks a lot better after king shows up.
That works.
What did you end up getting?
Bet 35. Fold C4 action.
I got that poor belly.
Question in the chat if we have limo service.
Well, we have a golf cart.
Yeah, we do have a golf cart.
I
You can
think
get
it
a
only gets you about a mile and a half, 2 miles.
you can get a ride from security to your car.
Yeah. Or to the police station.
At
down
Ace Jack, I was like, you could have king
They got
queen, but I
breakfast.
didn't know.
Open all night.
I didn't know if you were like, I don't know. I didn't know if you had.
Crazy.
I haven't played with you, so I didn't know if you had the potential to make it like a good fold. You know.
Wow, another thing that's a bit unbelievable. We haven't seen a
I
seven
knew you didn't have a
deuce.
flush.
We
The
don't-
Well, I figured if I
seven
just
deuce game is
put the
on, and
blinks
we're
on,
31 hands. Nobody's
really
got
hard to
seven
call.
deuce.
With the king of hearts, you can
That
get a
is
lot of calls there
Depends
anyway.
on how much you
Statistically very
I would have
unlikely.
made it like.
Asking questions to
I probably
inspire you to
would've,
think
like,
about
raised
your
you,
poor
like,
behavior.
I miss the old spot too, Chiefin.
Calls to
And I love this place now, but it took some getting used to.
full core.
That was my living room, is what I called it. This is my cathedral, but I do. I think
Raise seat 8.
everybody can weigh in on this. I think this is the finest poker room on the planet. They always say the best poker room in Austin because of competition, and it is. This is the Neiman Marcus. The other place is Walmart, but I've never been in a better poker room with a better atmosphere with a better staff. As King Jack calls 15, and Rose has got my favorite pair. See if he hits it. Let's get that doggy in the window. Nope, I thought it was for a second.
King 7-3, couple of spades. Top pair for D money. It's going to be way ahead here. And he's going to play it slow. Disguise his hand strength. I don't hate it. This, if one of his opponents had a 10, they would be inclined to put some more money in the pot, for example. Unfortunately, can't keep checking top pair now, so he'll make a bet and probably be taking down this
pot size.
46 bucks.
Oh, I thought that was a green chip there for a second.
No, gets a call from Rose.
Wow, Rose is setting himself up for a move. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Now,
Yeah.
if he's trying to rep the king now, and he is, he's gonna make a move. Bad timing.
Gonna try to represent trips, and is gonna be tripping right into him, trips. And we do, I think we,
46.
No way.
Is that what you get?
46 tables?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think we know what D-Money has in his bag now. It's a bunch of different pairs of sunglasses, because this is for sure at least the second or third
I
pair.
think it's the third. And no, I am not the owner, but I have sunk a lot of money into the place.
Oh, we picked two pairs.
Yeah, you can see at least three. You're right, Chief.
All right, Spurs.
It wasn't like you did anything crazy. It was
What
like,
did you do?
Yeah, we have,
See, if it was two,
I want us to trade the
let's
pick.
say
This motherfucker.
10, 12 tables up
It was like,
front.
I think he has a king, but then another king.
12,
comes
I
up.
believe.
12 cash tables that are always
All right, I've got a
running.
slow roll down
Nine,
here,
and we have 10 or 11 going.
Anybody's slow
And then
roll.
we cash area that you can see just behind the players to the left.
I'm worth way more.
That's typically for the larger games and the mixed games. Deuce to 7 is playing just out of camera range there.
Straddles on, guys.
Players that play deuce to 7, Mikey's king.
table genie, give me something.
That area you see just past the security fellow walking by there.
If I
We
have
have the bar on the
opportunity,
left,
I really
which
hope
is a
you
big
do.
circular, kind of rectangular bar, and
Yeah,
cash
you gotta
tables
really
overflow. And then in the back are probably 20 tables for tournaments.
Being told one of our mics may be low. Let us know.
Raise.
Yeah,
This-
maybe. This is Uncle T talking now, so if my
And
mic's
this
low.
is Kyle, so let us know which one.
I've never been accused of being soft-spoken.
Got a limp from ace-9 suited. And DeQuavius has got ace-queen. Will make the raise.
Ace-9 suited always a problematic hand for me. Although he hits pretty solidly, but he's behind the queen.
Yeah, top for Pork.
Doesn't want to see an ace now. That'll be
It's all
painful.
like good beer, bad fries.
Happy for everybody.
Thank you.
All 2 players.
Spence defense blowing that shit up. Whatever, I hope you're watching, Spence.
10 of spades on the turn brings in some draws,
No.
but
If you want to be
Quavius
on your phone, you just got to get up and go away from
with everything but a check mark here. Bet from Chase B
Well, I mean, handed.
with now third pair.
You're some ball.
Yeah, I got business calls. Can't you tell? You know?
All right, I just turned myself up a
Pick
little
is
bit.
in, here we
FB,
go.
you let me know.
We're doing it.
Thank you for that.
Did he do it? Is it official?
Harper quick.
They picked flag.
Let's go!
I want to see Milwaukee
Quavius
Bucks.
raises
Cross-
and back to Chase.
Let's go, man!
I'd flip this table over.
Insane.
In happiness. Like, I would
Yeah,
be
of
happy.
course.
I think Dylan Harper's going to be really good, though, if we pick him. I'm just
Can't
very
really
curious
think of
to
a
see
lot
what
of
he
reasons
does.
to continue with third pair here.
But I wouldn't be upset. I just
Could
really
already
don't
be
know.
drawing dead, but he does make the
You'd
call.
have Vasil, Castle, and
He's going to be looking for just
That's
the
what I'm
final
saying. And I
9.
love the cell.
Can the 9 of hearts bail out Chase here? Instead, it's ace 8 of spades. Although Chase,
He's not really doesn't get
Could
faced
rep
that
a
much.
jack.
yeah, he certainly
Yeah.
could make
Or
a
just
bluff.
trade anyone, I would want it
Let's
to
go. Look at that.
And looks like that's what he had up his sleeve.
Let's watch his hand and his.
be. Sheldon and Jeremy are watching this.
Yeah, that was much more decisive, and he takes it down because that board was so
Yeah,
low.
nice move by Chase.
And did you notice the kind of ease and quick? He didn't do time count on chips. Not that that was a critical mistake,
Bro, he
but
owes me more
um,
money for it.
it just was seemed much more confident, almost like he already had something
Yeah.
significant. So yeah, that's a hard one to call off.
It's like a top.
Yeah, it looks really. Yeah, I don't
It's
blame
very strong projection.
Quavius folding there at all. And in fact, I think we may have gotten into a hand, but I was also going to say earlier, I've caught myself. Haven't done it in quite a while. Maybe I've made a good adjustment, but in the past, I've caught myself where I'm doing kind of what was done earlier. You're sort of not fumbling with your chips, but you're sort of him-hawing around, trying to figure out a size. And when I'm bluffing, finally the timer goes off in my head. It's like, you've taken too long, and I just let it go.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
You're
Now
like,
a really good player, a higher stakes player, will vary that process, so it makes it harder to put into your mind to look for
Like today, I
in
actually
the
got.
future.
Today I had
But
such
yeah,
an annoying assignment. I had to write
more inclined.
like a memo
Hey,
basically in like
we got
3
jacks.
hours, which like you will
Jiggities for the collector.
That's like the biggest. Oh, and he binks it.
Yeah.
Why not top set?
It was
And
interesting.
9-5 does have
Yeah.
a gutter in backdoor hearts.
Ace eight's got the middle pair. Got a little bit for everybody.
Yeah.
Jacks are obviously thinking right now about how he makes the most money out of this hand. Some people would not bet here. I like this bet.
No way.
Yeah, rainbow board, but a lot of turns are going to bring in some straights.
Yeah, your dream scenario is that somebody has ace king or ace queen or ace jack, you know, the overs.
Ooh, and that was not a card that
No,
collector wanted to see.
not a bit. You know, that always happens, though. I always say there are no sweats without sweats. And this is a good example. You always sweat your sets.
3 players.
Always. You can't just throw me a 2 of spades out there. And they're
And
it's
just
even
keeps
more
getting
complete.
worse.
Yeah, it's more complete now.
Yeah.
So you've got a 5-liner to a straight.
But I definitely get to contribute. Like,
See what the
before.
collector wants to do
They
here.
use my stuff. Like I feel it
got-
feels pretty awesome.
It's been
I'm
checked
like,
too, so
I'm just like,
it has
yeah,
to
I'm
feel
gonna go
better,
with,
but
Jacob's recommendation. I'm like,
see if JT wants to make a move here.
Gentlemen. I see a set of
He'll
jacks.
check back with his pair 8 showdown value, and collector will win a nice pot.
Yeah, good pot, but it's just you had to make me sweat. So my favorite food, gosh, that's tough. I think right now I'm really stuck on that. Yeah, Alan was asking, "What's my
I was
favorite
ready to
food?"
call.
I think right now I'm stuck on that chorizo shrimp pasta.
It's so good. I had it.
I mean,
yesterday.
literally have had it 3 times in the last
Yeah.
10 days. I really like the salmon. Gosh, everybody loves the shepherd's pie. I'm not a. I guess I grew up with too much of that kind of food, so I like to get things that I never make or never eat very often.
he became a
The Full House
He went
burger,
to
I love.
Temple in like
China.
And again, I mentioned earlier, I like to get the grilled cheese with bad beef bacon on it. So
Ooh, that does sound good.
it is.
You
And
may
again,
have to try
everything on the menu is, I think the highest item is $21.
Yeah, extremely affordable.
Yeah, all the sandwiches are $10 to $13. My favorite thing when I'm just a little peckish, I'm not like real hungry, get the tater tots. Better yet, get the queens.
Yeah, collector back-to-back hands goes from jacks, top set, now queens, very next hand. They'll raise to 15. I think you want to thin the field with a little bit bigger raise, probably, but still ahead here. This overpair. 10 high flop. That does give top pair to E-dubs, but way behind.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet board for somebody that's got a blocker to both suits on the board. And obviously the overpair.
Check dark.
You're not worried about much. A little more worried now.
Just not the turn card whatsoever you wanted to see. Clubs, obviously the overcard, and another club on the river.
Of course, you got the queen. It makes your hand
you have
better.
second nut club, so you got to feel pretty good here. Although, if you were indeed ahead, it's going to kill your action.
440 total.
But E-dubs is going to represent that he has a flush and get snapped by the collector. The collector will collect 2 pots in a row.
Jacks then queens back to back. I know. What's next?
Kind of been collector's night so far.
450
7
plus.
deuce, yeah, we haven't seen a 7 deuce.
Yeah, we really
That's
have.
all I
Button
want.
good.
The rest of the pot. Button. Good. Move.
And he's closing in on Chase B for the most profit. Both players up a bit over $300.
Will be a big lunch here.
NH.
Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. We've got a bunch of you watching live. And, of course, those of you who will be watching in the future, the recorded version on YouTube. This is TCH Live from Austin, Texas. I'm Kyle Frisbee, joined by Uncle T here in the booth.
Fold 8, fold 9.
Got a bit of a unique
No,
game
that's
tonight,
okay, thank you.
1-2, so kind of your everyman's poker game. We'll be back with 5-5 uncapped next week.
Raise.
Of course, with the
Like
$10 and
those things
$20
with
straddle on.
Yeah, that's a lot of food.
All 6.
7 deuce game on, and somehow, and there it is.
Hey, you were
The
just calling out.
Yeah, the first 7 deuce of the night, hand 35.
20.
And Chase is going to 3-bet it. Here we go.
And you know, this is perfect. I mean, I don't know what the board's going to look like, but if it's a blank board, these are not great hands. So,
Yeah, Chase has a legit shot at this one.
yeah, all he's got to do is hit a deuce, and he's in like Glenn. I see a 3. I think I see a 3.
Saw a queen.
Yeah, which is missed. And it looks like a queen and a king. Sorry, our graphics are lagging just a tad. Oh, 2 queens. Which, you know,
Yeah, it's
honestly,
a great flop
a-
for 7
Yeah,
deuce.
it's so unlikely that somebody has a queen here.
And Chase has bet it, and if he can get D
He's
money
going
to
to get this
fold,
through. He is absolutely going to get D money. He's like, he's got nothing. He's going to get a little TV time and then put him away. Put him away. Get a new pair of sunglasses.
yeah, a bit of a card funeral.
You look like that guy on.
And let's show it, Chase. There we go.
Yeah, buddy.
Boom.
Nice job.
Pay the man.
Pay that man. Pay that man his money.
Thank you. Come on.
I'm glad you beat me to that because you do it better.
You can't put
than
those
me.
glasses on. and then-
High, bro.
That's better.
I'm already short stacked here.
In my head,
So why are you
Right.
asking how much he
35
has?
hands in. My old head on that.
You were 35.
I
was.
Were you a fullback?
No.
Everybody get him to 10.
You were a
First
speed
blood.
guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was smaller, so
Yeah.
yeah, I was one of the faster players. But no, I was a safety.
That's right. I knew we played the same position, at
Next
least
round
on
around
defense.
these boys.
Yeah, that's what I remember too. And I was like, well, maybe they did kind of pull me up on. I was running downs into kind of a backside
Basically,
linebacker
everything will go
which is
around,
very
and the last
prevalent
person
for
to win.
a lot of people run in the
So
T
what?
or
Oh, yeah.
the bone, all those. So that was not a big passing era in the 1940s.
Yeah, I've seen some of those highlights in black and white.
Yeah.
Wing
I
T,
still have my leather helmet.
the wing Uncle T.
Yeah, the shifts. That was always it. That always cracked me up in the old movies. The big shifts.
And we should
Done with such fervor, or it
Yes.
almost looks military-like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, considering that Army and Navy and those programs, most people forget Roger Staubach graduated from the Navy. Napoleon Kaufman graduated Navy. They were still legitimately big programs all the way up to the 80s. So they got a lot of good football players because the NFL didn't pay jack. So they had no problem, doing military careers.
Heck.
And they did that, came out of that. And Notre Dame, which was run by a military coach for decades. So
Damn, that looked fun.
a lot of
Lou
people forget.
Holtz?
No,
Or-
before that.
oh.
No, the Gippers
yeah.
coach.
Like the coach during Rudy.
No, before that even
Even
in the
before.
40s and 50s. And most people forget that Vince Lombardi came out of the military academy coaching.
Did not know that.
So did Bill Parcells.
I didn't know it, but it certainly makes sense.
Yep.
all of it.
Raise all in.
All right, we got top air for DeQuavius, and he says that's enough.
Action is complete, guys. Are we ready to run?
JT sitting on the short stack, so JT at risk here, and immediately binks a third 10, and
Wow.
he'll take it down after
Hit the
getting it in
two-outer.
pretty far behind.
I like it.
Needed that. Needed a little bit of pick me up.
50 total on the dot. All right, here's your 50, his 50 plus.
Well, we certainly haven't lacked action. It's not big pots, folks, but it's pretty good poker. Seen a lot of good folds, a lot of good pushes at the right time.
Really good. He was at
Yeah, some players attempting some moves here and there, like Chase when he represented that straighter flush
next too.
versus DeQuavius a bit ago.
I'm the biggest Trey Johnson.
Obviously, 7 deuce game, a lot of fun anytime it
Yeah.
poor
surfaces.
effort, doesn't take good shots, like perfect guy. He's like literally the Bradley Beal. of
Chase
college basketball.
cracking 400 in
It
profit.
seemed like he was trying to do too much sometimes.
He's just not.
Collector
a winning
right behind him.
Yeah. Like he felt the pressure of being a lottery pick. He was just trying to do too much. It seemed like.
No worries.
Call seat 1, call 2.
Jason in chat loving the action.
$11.
Yeah, and we appreciate all of you that are in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't real sure we'd get a lot of folks in the chat because it's a kind of a private game and a 1-2 game, but it's been nice.
Well, and if you think, well, I prefer to watch high stakes, just add a 0 in your head, and there's really no difference.
Call seat 3.
So Chase 3 bets to 200.
Yeah.
I don't think Trey Johnson's good.
Alan, y'all are asking amazing questions that I don't have answers to.
Utah maybe.
Seed oils.
Take everybody.
I will ask I do love the fried chicken tenders, the fried chicken sandwich, so maybe I should know this, but yeah, I was raised on a semi-ranch dairy farm, so
Nice pick right here.
yeah, or at least close to one. My grandfather ran one. Not gonna see a lot of canola oil in that kitchen.
Got a bet and a call. 8 of diamonds on the turn here, and King 10
Seat 3, 22.
is going to be good.
Yeah,
King high and the draw.
did have the draw.
He'll take it down.
We're just crushing the hands. 37. Yeah, we may get 50 in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah,
What do you
very
think?
little
13
tanking.
hands. Yeah, the action is fast, and of course Dan do a great job just turning them around. And I always kind of push the process and appreciation for the dealers doing this live stream. So folks, just understand the 3 factors that are going on that are different from what he's doing normally. First of all, he is having to talk the action through to our card runner Taylor, who's right behind us
We
here.
used to do both programs on the same day.
He's having to track all this action and make sure the players get their cards on their marks so they can be read, and that they follow all the rules. You can't have telephones at the table, all sorts of microphones. He's getting less hands per hour, so somebody asked earlier if they were pickups. That is a major part of their pay. So he's getting less hands in, which means he gets tip less, and you have to spend 2 hours in the box, 4 times your normal down link. So it's not for everybody, and this is a good example of somebody who does it really well because he is racking out the
I think it was
hands.
a perfect fight. I don't either. I was a fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. If you're out there and you play a stream in the future, give them a little stream tip bonus. They are well deserving.
And I'll be honest with you, folks. I've said it, and I will say it for everybody to hear. I watch our larger game players, and I don't have a problem speaking to poor tippers.
Do you think he's the goat? Do you think he's the goat?
I can see what they're tipping right here in front of us. And if I see an $800 or $900 pot that somebody throws $1 to the dealer,
I would be absolutely talking about
I hope you enjoyed your time in the live stream.
Which most people just go ahead and do.
Sure.
2 players with top pair. Chase out kicking the collector. 3 on the
I don't
river.
think there's any really,
Chase still good.
I mean,
I would disagree.
I would say Ant is pretty entertaining.
There's a lot of good. It's just like
Nah, I don't think Wemby's like a big personality. Like, people
D
don't-
Money
that's what I'm talking
trying to
about.
decide if he's going to take a stab here. Did pick up some showdown value. He'll check. Picks around. Chase will take this one down.
But like, so is like Tim
I
Nine,
folded the last
you know,
nine. I had Jack 9
It's
too.
like he doesn't have to like.
HB is to bid on his phone. Well, let me know. It can mess up our card readers, so that's the reason. If he's on his phone, I will go up and smack him in the back of the head.
Yeah, I think he did pull it up and just maybe check, read a quick text or something.
Yeah?
But, yep.
Okay, we're doing good right now. No? Maybe another round, maybe. And then...
Maybe another beer.
And we are on a 15-minute delay. Occasionally we'll get that question of how come people don't just have somebody watch it and cheat, but that is indeed impossible.
Yeah, it is
Nobody
impossible.
sees the cards, including the producer, until a 15-minute delay, and we are watching, of course, at the exact same time as you guys. Yep.
Raise C6, 12
Larkin and we'll play 4.
If I were to walk outside the booth, they would be 15 minutes in the future of what we see here. In fact, I have had a bit of a spoiler alerts for myself. I walk out, maybe we're doing a tournament final table, and you see that somebody's gone, and then you have to go back to the booth and pretend like you don't know they're about to be out.
During
But-
our big tables, I go out and look a lot.
Yeah.
Because I want us to make sure that we, do give appropriate awareness. It's kind of like a little teaser, but it's also a spoiler for us. But those bigger tables are 30-minute delays. Those big tournaments. So that way they have plenty of time to deliberate their decisions. Although 15 minutes is excessive. If you have any kind of delay, technically, you've got to give them plenty of time to think about their hands. So, I kind of like to go out there and see. So I'm a little bit prepared for the flyover, so to speak.
Shabazz with the big combo draw, but Chase B still good with top pair. Second pair for JT. See what Chase wants to do with top pair. He's been bet into by the combo draw. And he'll let it go, so assuming JT folds, Shabazz is going to make a nice semi-bluff here.
So it's 15 minutes of An extra 25, 30.
You have it.
Oh, can I not?
Question in the chat: do people call time? Very rarely. We have seen it.
Yeah, we can actually, after this hand, have a little bit of a philosophical discussion about that. Because I know you have feelings about it, and I do too.
All actions are available.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to do?
I want to shove.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I said all that. I was just counting for her.
Next time.
Oh, and JT's going to jam with his pair of nines.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't.
Wow.
Sorry, no.
No worries. Yes.
He smells out exactly what Shabazz has.
Yeah.
Not probably how poorly he has it.
How much more on top of 50 is that?
Yeah, Shabazz will have 9 outs on this river, assuming he makes his call. Really cannot fold given the pot odds.
I call.
And he does an outs call.
Yeah, maybe.
That's so
Just, I don't know.
That's so
What's worse, the slow roll or that? That's sick.
Oh, club's coming for sure.
Folks, I'm bad luck.
every-
He's got a straight draw and
I see.
Looking for a club, an ace, or a 6 for Shabazz, and does not come.
The 9 is going to take it.
So JT will win with that pretty brave move to rip it with second pair
I mean, that
on the
makes,
river.
that makes sense.
Slow roll? That's what you
Jay's probably thinking, wow, I had the best hand. I could have been in there.
He did that, and then I.
Well, I wasn't going to say, I was offering at first, and then I was like, wait, I don't want. Why would you offer? Because he didn't want it last time.
Very nice win for JT.
Like,
That is so
you
bad.
Kind of had the second best like night thus far.
That's just me. That actually changes the outcome of what might happen.
That is so incredible.
Everybody got
That is
Chat
great.
better light
Oh,
you.
good news. Oh, brother, very much appreciate
Yeah, I hope that.
Chat better light you the fuck up.
Well, folks, you know, in regards to the time issues, so I have 3 different thoughts on this based on 3 different scenarios. One is a 1-2 game scenario, one is a tournament scenario, and one is a higher stakes
And the
scenario.
next hand, guys.
So,
Live 5.
at the 1-2 table, if you've got a $25 call in a $48 pot, and you take more than 2 minutes, I'm going to call time.
Next hand.
Because you know what? You're affecting the dealer's money, and I'm paying by the hour. If I'm in a tournament and there's circumstances based on stack size,
I'm getting both. Let's go.
I never call. I should just frame it that way. I never call time in a tournament.
Oh, fold one.
You're putting in to get to the end. You're putting in so much time. You're affecting somebody's money. You know, you heard me the other night jump all over a guy that talked in the middle of a hand. When it comes to tournaments, I really toe the line because the investment in time and the variation in the level of players is so great. You can have very, very amateur players and really professional players in the same table. I don't think it's fair. And then there's the larger stakes game, where everybody is aware that you've got 1 minute because you're a more advanced player and you shouldn't need more than that. Now, we watched Trey in that $20,000 hand against CryptoMax as the 8-7 bets the 8s, or just calls. Collector is betting. 2 hearts come in now. 8-7's even
Yeah,
stronger.
pair and flush draw, E-dubs. Just has to avoid 1 ace. Looks like the collector, though, is going to make a bet. Just about half pot. And E-dubs is not going to be able to go anywhere. He calls.
Yep. With only $61 behind.
No freebies. No discount.
Trying to get that employee discount.
Collector going to need a lot of help. Does not get there.
Yeah,
and
this is going to be really hard on E-dubs. It does help that another queen comes out, which decreases the chance, but he still can be beat by kings.
Yeah, the unfortunate part for the collector is you hate bluffing. Yeah, he only has such a small
Can't
stack
bluff him.
behind.
Yeah, can't bluff him.
Yeah, you
I was like, I'm not getting
he
off
may have
the
had a
king.
teeny bit more than
he's also
61,
got,
but
like,
still wasn't enough really to get somebody to fold much.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm overall, have a higher expectation of our players. But in a tournament setting, and even if it's a big pot, I just hardly ever call time in general.
You're gonna and C7 is going to sit out.
I think it's poor etiquette in general. Now, it's also poor etiquette if you have a repeat banker. That changes those factors also. You turn it up on somebody that's abused.
Guys, we're gonna have 7 players on this one.
Yeah, I know. I 100% agree. There's, you kind of weigh all the factors, but certainly in the higher stakes games, especially in the specific instance you're talking about, if somebody's making a decision that you could purchase a decent used car for, I'm going to give them as much time as they want, obviously.
Maybe I should.
One thing I would also add is especially your weekly tournaments that have the 15-minute blind level,
I wonder how the internet is.
if somebody's not making a decision for their whole stack, then I actually never will go straight to calling the clock on them, but I'll just
Let them know.
call it. Yeah, just, hey, man, take your time for the moment, but just know we got 15-minute blind levels. We can't give up a third. Can't give up a third of the level for you to decide. And I've never had that not fix the problem.
Yeah. You know what I like to do? It's kind of a backdoor way of doing it, but I find it doesn't piss people off. Now, I don't normally really care if they get pissed off, but I do like to be nice to nicer people. I'll say, hey, would it help you if I called time on you? Kind of make it see, because sometimes people call time on themselves.
Yeah.
And it just lets them aware. Sometimes people are so lost in their thoughts they don't track their time very well. So, bomb pot.
Got nut clubs for pork
The draw.
on both boards.
Yeah, on both
in
boards.
fact.
Yeah. Ace-6 on for Shabazz on the bottom board. Would need a 7 to make a straight on the top board.
Yeah, 2 pair of 9s and 4s for Ida is actually good right now on the top.
Yeah, looks like it. Open-ended 5-3.
That's your outfit.
Yeah, with the nut club draw. Yeah, I think DeQuavius Pork is going nowhere.
The only thing to do.
Yeah, he's also got
He actually makes the bet.
a wheel draw. Got
He's
can kind of bet with impunity here.
Dude, I've been trying to like make eye contact.
Putting a lot of pressure on E-dubs.
I'm trying to do the same thing too, but I don't think she could see.
Yeah.
And they really only come when that light is served. They like press.
Especially up here.
Yeah.
And that is the body language of a man who's folding.
Yep, card funeral.
That's a go. Do not blame him. I would have made the same fold.
All in for Shabazz.
White's only played here 5.
Yeah, and Shabazz actually ahead here.
Yeah.
Quavius has
with
got
the ace.
6 outs and looks like he may have bricked.
I got
Yeah,
a ace
totally
3 on the bottom.
bricked.
and,
Oh no, they do chop. Looks
It was
like
a queen or Ace-6. Yeah,
A6. Yep.
No, you don't have 2 pair up top. But you got ace queen, which is
and nut clubs.
So we're trying
That 7 of clubs, is that correct? I don't think that 7 of clubs is correct.
6 over there, my bad. He's got a better 2 pairs.
Oh.
Yeah, this is not a flush.
I had all
So
the draws.
this is a
Clubs, I
scooper.
just-
Yeah, there wasn't a set. Yeah, you're right. That was
There was a blank
I
red
had nut
card.
flush- I
I
had
don't
nut
remember what it
flush on
was. I
both
did see the 8 of diamonds. So
Or
you
that
know
I
that's
had
not
jack high
correct.
flush draw on that one. I had a gutter and an ace.
You had
As
jack high flush
the
up
wonderful
here.
and beautiful
I had
Grace
both
comes
flush
in
draws
to
there.
No, there was no yeah.
take
Yeah,
an
it-
order,
draw.
I assume,
I
or
had
something.
nut flush draws on both.
Again, our wait
double
staff
flush
is
draw
just
there,
so
and
lost. But
gutter
I'm going to
there.
go out and order food here in a second.
What spades do you have?
Do you call time if you're not in the hand? Absolutely. Matter of fact, I think
That
was a good
I
bet on
don't
your-
call time if I am in the hand
Hearts.
because it gives off too much information.
yeah.
You just appear to be weak. You can do it kind of angling it a little bit, to counter it. But almost always when somebody calls time,
Oh, no worries, no worries.
they're weak. So with most recreational players,
They're
you can see
sick
that.
of praying for you to fold.
Yeah, they can't stand the pain.
You faded
But
off.
I don't think I've ever called time. Unless I
had two nut
take
flush
it back. I
draws,
did
the
once because I
secondary
hated the
straight draw,
player. I didn't
gutter ball,
hate him.
and the nut
I
flush
disliked the
draws.
player heavily, and I would have
And I
put
had
him
two
in.
pairs
Wanted to
bottom.
put him in the call mode.
Yeah,
So,
like, I
but I
had
know
better two pair
I
ones.
will almost always, if I do it all, is I'm not in the hand.
That's all.
Maybe if we rub them together. it'll be-
I don't know what to do. I would have chopped with clay on that
Six,
last one.
excuse me, full six.
I mean, so would I. I mean, so would probably half the table.
Queen.
But the pop bet there was really good.
Call C8.
I was hoping you folded. Probably
Yeah, I had 9-4 up top with spades, so I didn't really know what to
Raise
expect. with those.
9, 25 total.
Attacking my.
A couple of pocket pairs here. Pork with 4s and JT with 9s.
Fold 3, fold 4, change coming.
And JT will raise from the cutoff with his pair 9s.
25 is the bet. Oh, 25 total. You're in for 2. Change coming.
Heads up.
3. Not yet. Action.
No, I won.
You're already counting me out.
Come on in. The water's warm.
Did you know I looked at my didn't look at my hand?
Gypsy heads. I have like 90 bucks or something.
Okay, 3 back. Heads up to the flop.
All right. Jaquavius will make the call to a flop here. He's going to need a 4. But does flop an open ender.
Appreciate it.
Can I order one of those as well?
Your graphic is incorrect now, correct?
Bet all in and out.
Call.
Call what you don't chip for.
DeQuavius will jam.
Is complete.
He's got 8 outs.
Yeah. That's the line.
I got 9. Pocket 9s.
You got
7 deuce or 4. Good for DeQuavius.
five. Got me.
The bigger boat is going to take it.
And
He's got
Wow, and running 5s.
going over boat.
7 deuce is a shoving hand.
This is your
9s are going to win for JT. JT was nearly down to,
I have like,
I believe he was down to around $60 or so and
like at the least
has quickly spun that up
because I would gag or
to over 550.
an additional 70.
Nice rebound for him.
50 whatever.
Brandon watches.
Like if you have like 30% equity,
adding 300.
Nobody down really more than a buy-in, but Chase is up more than a buy-in. 437 in profit for him. Collector 179. D Money winning 551.
That's good. Thank you.
You
JT
want some
now
reds or are you okay?
on the green side of things.
Guys,
Up almost
they
100
have
bucks.
asked If you guys are interested, if you want a night player, they can call people from a list. If you want,
I think we're
they
straight.
say they're good. They feel good.
Can we play the knit game?
Can you what?
Play the knit game?
Yeah. If y'all want to play the knit game, we
I'm
can
down.
start
It's
it.
fun. It's fun.
Whatever y'all want.
It's
It's
up
like
to you
$10
guys.
bounty.
Explain
Like
the
just
rules
try to
again
win a
for
pot.
everybody.
Last person pays.
Everybody's going to get a knit button. When you win a hand,
Let's
No,
oblige. The
dude,
man
it's
just
something
busted. He's been wanting to
Basically,
play.
if you're the last
Okay.
person to
All right, guys, we'll hold on.
You owe everybody.
And we will kick off a
Like,
knit
it's
game.
gonna drive action.
Really
People
not
want to
good
get
at
rid of
We
it.
don't need to start playing random nonsense. You
What?
know?
It's just the same game.
Okay, but it's not very advantageous for me. Who
Oh,
doesn't
actually,
have
looks like
money
they
and
have
can
decided
play
now
left hand.
not to
Yeah,
start
you'll
knit.
play more hands. Then.
Okay.
Well, you can
No,
just
who
go
is
all
more
in.
right?
You can just go all in. Actually, I think it's better to have a small stack.
Yeah, because
I'm not even kidding.
it's better because then you get it in and you get rid of your
You
button.
don't. Yeah, you don't have to like.
You're just saying it's better because I'm gonna lose money faster.
No, it is better.
You
Oh,
can't
really?
think
Why
just
would
said I
that?
get my money in and then I rebuy. No?
It's
Disagree?
No,
It's better
because
because
with me with a deep stack to get all the way to the river and try and win a hand, I can potentially lose 500 in order to get that button away.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I
but,
mean?
like, you could also push me around. You know, like
Not much. You'll be all in.
Raise.
I don't want to go all in.
Raise 9, 15 total. 15 to stay. All seat 1, seat 2, your action.
Rose. Sorry. You're chilling.
All seat 2,
Actually, could you miss that?
all seat 3, all seat 4, all seat 6.
I think those are right.
5 players.
Just make sure they were stacked up right. Yeah.
5 for the flop. Check 4, check 6. That's seat 9, 30 total. Fold 1. All seat 3. All seat 4.
So top pair for Shabazz.
6, 4 players. Turn.
G Money looking for a 10. Instead, it's 6 of diamonds. Does bring in a flush draw for E-dubs to go with his gut shot. We'll be looking for a jack or a diamond.
Check through. 4 players through.
Looks like it's going to check around.
Check 4. 6.
To the 9 of spades on the river, and Shabazz is going to hang on with top pair. Will be good on the river. Nice size pot for the game size. A couple $100 in the middle.
Check 3.
I have the Brunson. I have nothing.
I see King.
Shabazz
7
will
for
take that
two
one
there.
down.
Kings and 9.
Checks through on the river, and he will be the beneficiary.
That is yours.
I have no idea. I
like you said, after every
Well, it seems like you're,
I'm coming back.
6 of
All right,
them.
who's the third time?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is TCH Social Austin. I'm on the tee with the Whammo, Kyle Frisbee here, commentating this live stream 1-2 private game.
Bang, I'm 6
A
for
lot of
6.
players that you haven't seen before.
You can't parlay.
One beaver you
Now I
haven't
have
seen before.
McCollum and Trey. Interesting strategy.
Yeah, not a lot lot of defense.
Appreciate all of you
And
joining.
you're gonna get-
Not a lot of defense played by the backcourt.
You're gonna get AJ to Banter next year. That's the goal.
So just real quickly, I'm going to tell you about our summer series, 16 trophy events, July 15th through the 28th. There is a $25,000 bonus, $10,000 to the player of the series. You accrue points throughout the series. $600,000 guarantees coming up this coming month. Come out and play. The events are all listed on our website, so you can see which ones. There's some mixed games. I think we're having a double bomb pot tournament, I believe, also, which I just love. We have a Thursday night tournament every week on the double bomb pots. Come out and play that. That's always a lot of fun. I love that tournament.
30?
Not a huge tournament player, but I'll be firing a few bullets at the summer series coming out July 15th. And we will also be live streaming a couple of the final tables. So we'll come out with that schedule very soon. Definitely the big tournament at the end. It wraps up, I believe, on the 29th. So keep an eye on our schedule.
I'm all in.
Team Jack, 2 pair for Rose. Wow. Kind of hit that, and he's going to get a call from E-dubs no matter what he bets. He goes all in for 41. He's definitely going to get a call for the ace-5.
Let's go twice. I have an ace.
Don't think 4s will be tempted.
Wow. Yeah, twice is good.
Gonna run it twice.
That's
I
you.
didn't see exactly if
No,
the
no,
collector
that's
made the call. I don't believe so.
Yeah, looks like he
Both
let her go, and Rose will scoop. Clean run out.
Yeah, with the hearts, too.
That's how this great game starts.
Jack of Hearts was good on one board, and Jack was good on the other board.
Your 56.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that summer series. The series here have been just such a huge success. Trailblazer, of course, last year and upcoming in the near future. And we have a ton of players come in from all over Texas and even further away.
Yep, get a
for
lot
this
of Dallas
event.
players. Hopefully a lot of San Antonio players come up.
We run the rest of it out. Yeah.
And we're going to be having our Trailblazer Part 2 starting, I believe, in Dallas first in November. We'll go all the way through April, wrapping up here in Austin. So a lot of big tournaments coming.
And we have a $5 straddle.
And we have tournaments daily, the Daily Grinder, I call it. The Daily
Bankroll builder.
Bankroll Builder, yeah. It's 2K. Tonight we have the $60, I believe it's $60. What is the buy-in tonight? It's the...
Tonight is the triple stack, I believe. It's
No, it's 120.
It's 150.
150?
Maybe?
I don't get to play it because we're doing this every Wednesday.
Yeah, I know that the irony is, and as you mentioned, not always a tournament player, but do like to dabble. That is one that I definitely would play.
Yeah.
180 actually. 180 buy-in. You
180.
get 20-minute levels, so bit of extra playability. A lot of the stronger players appreciate that. 10K guaranteed.
You couldn't even
Running currently.
Raise it. He said it as it was coming out.
I just noticed
Raising 25 an ounce. 25.
glasses there. that have
Oh, did
been
we get
changed
another
again.
glass
Yeah,
change?
we've got the, I don't know what you call those glasses with the nose piece, the big sunglasses. Look like
Oh yeah,
ski
the
glasses.
wraparound. Yeah, they have a name. I can't think of it
Yeah,
yet.
and I forget what it is.
Help
You'll
us in
never
the
catch
chat.
me wearing it, so.
Check seat 9.
ski mask.
Quavius, top pair, still good.
Open ender for Rose.
I was trying to figure out what to bring. I was like, should I wear shiesty?
Open enders have not
Yeah.
hit tonight.
Should have.
Shiesty in a poker house is probably the last thing you should do.
Battery
Yeah.
seat 9.
Quavius is going to be good on the river, and he will make a sizable bet here.
I'm like, no, I'm playing. He's like,
Gold.
Yeah, his previous little tiny glasses. Every time I looked at him, I thought of that character in
What do you even
Eon
have those
Flux.
for? This?
Not Eon Flux, Ghost of the Machine.
really?
Did you ever see the Ghost of
I
the
did
Machine?
not.
You know,
Yeah.
every time I make a movie reference, I just pray that you've seen it. That was
Yeah.
that was like, what's her name?
Ski mask. You got a ski mask
When
in
did this
there?
movie come out? Approximately.
I'd say maybe 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It's got what's her name? The blonde that's married, or I think she's married to the guy on Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
Pacific time.
oh my goodness, Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, thank you. I had Jennifer Garner in my head, and I couldn't.
See,
get it out.
occasionally I have something to offer with the
You
movie
do.
talk.
You do.
Uncle T, I make every effort. If you only knew.
Yeah, you're at home watching movies just to catch up.
Yeah. Do my study
I've
between
given him
streams.
probably 28 movies to watch, and I doubt you've watched any of them. Yeah, definitely watch Ghost of the Machine. That's a really good one. But there's a character that has these artificial eyes put in because he's injured. It's in the future.
Looks like the little
And it looks like,
glasses.
yeah, those little glasses look like that.
Alan or Alon says how many glasses? I think we're up to four.
Four.
Four, yeah.
Four pair.
Top pair for E-dubs.
We were asking what was in the purse. Evidently sunglasses.
And another open-ender for Rose. Rose has had so many draws tonight. Fortunately for him, I don't think he's gotten there very
The
often.
open enders, I don't think have hit at all. Maybe once.
Yeah. See if Rose can get there this time. It's bound to happen eventually. Not yet, though. Ace of Spades is going to be a bit of a scare card for everyone. And indeed, they check around and to the river, and we're 0 for infinity on open-enders.
The four's good? No, the jack's good.
Actually, in fact, just as a general rule, top pair has held multi-way way more often than it would seem you would
God, I had so much
normally happen.
Gutter, full house draw, nut flush draw, nut flush draw, straight draw, and I had
Yeah,
a
that's
backdoor
nice.
save draw as well.
What's you had 2 pairs or something?
I had every play. I had every top.
30.
That's crazy.
I bricked it all. I came like
Who was it to?
Yeah, you can hear DeQuavius lamenting all the draws he's had as well.
Right.
They've not hit.
Yeah.
E-dubs bets 30, and
Yeah.
Dollar's thinking about calling with the
Double
fours.
lock to both flushes.
Yeah.
Trying to steal this one.
That's all you can ask for.
I wasn't going anywhere.
You know they got games that are like.
it's like he'll let it go and let us admire his glasses for a moment. Those are,
honestly not that crazy.
are those,
People
is
take
that
it
actually ski goggles?
Yeah.
Well, they don't have the back part of a ski goggle, but they may be, you know, some snowboarder type goggles.
Well, I tell you what, one thing can be said for those, you wouldn't have any sun sneaking in the edges.
No. No. It would make for a funky looking tan line.
Oh, brutal tan line, yeah.
If you just have a set on one and there's a flush draw on that board, you have
So I put the over under at let's see, we're 2 hours into it exactly. So I'd say 4 more.
I mean, he does have a whole backpack there, so potentially we have a lot more props.
Okay, I'm going to put the line at 8. We can't make it an even number. That would be, we'll make it 7.5. Over under is 7.5.
And we're at 4.
I did like.
So you bet. Let's make it 8.5 because I think 4 is double the up to this point. We're way overthinking this.
No, got a vote in the chat over under of 9 from
Wow.
D Mandel.
Wow, he's taking the high number.
I think I would have to take the under on 8.5, but
Yeah, with
just because of the sheer number of glasses that we're now talking about. But
he's got glasses like I've got bands.
No, I remember that was the one I remember.
Somebody asked me, they said they did the over and under on how many pairs of bands I had.
5 cards.
And I said, I guarantee you it's the over. And the over under was 12.
and how many is? What's the answer?
20 currently.
20.
Pineapple,
I always
man.
like
I have a
I
whole
always
rack
like to
just
get
for
one
bands.
card.
Oh yeah, I don't know if these are new, but I noticed them the other day. Those are nice. One of my
Yeah, those are the
nice pair.
sort of burnt orange color. I actually have
You call
a
everything.
solid burnt orange pair
Good bluffing.
because I'm a Longhorn. By the way, somebody earlier was commenting on Chelsea, and I didn't respond because I'm a Red
The
Devil.
soccer team.
Yeah, I'm a Red Devil fan. I don't care what Chelsea does.
King on the turn, and nobody with much. Well, actually, Chase improves to an open ender, but collector with just 3 high.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question, Alan. I'll give you the background on that card protector, although it's a little large for a card protector. There's a story behind that.
She's so happy.
Yeah, speaking of your fashion, Uncle T, which of course is one of my favorite topics.
My fashion?
Yeah. You're looking sharp today. I know the chatters can't see. You got a pretty cool kind of linen looking shirt on. Got your new Vans, hair slicked back. Yeah.
Silent.
Yeah, looked like you were ready for TV.
I don't have. I have a face for radio. Yeah, that rock actually. So most people don't know the dollar was in Montana and was very close to a meteorite striking the ground, and that chip actually embedded in his skull
Are you from San Antonio?
and was removed.
I'm from San
Dude, again? Oh my god, look at this. Got the ski goggles on.
Really? Is that what
the
D Money
over-under
said to
on
you?
true false?
Transition.
Call.
That would be a big chunk of. That's why he wears the glasses.
No, I'm from Dallas area.
Protection from meteorites.
Yeah, meteorite protection. Didn't want to take a chip to the eye.
I guess, yeah.
No, I have
I
no
was
idea
born
what the story is on that.
Right.
Do you know in history how many confirmed people have been hit by a meteorite?
Well, I'd say in the Ice
I
Age,
was
all of them.
there for
Well, confirmed to modern knowledge. How about that?
Like actually struck by a meteorite.
Struck by a meteorite.
I would say 0.
Answer is just 1.
Oh wow, I took the under.
Yeah, a lady was in her house and got hit by one in the leg.
He's, I believe,
Really?
Only confirmed hit by a meteorite. Can you imagine being that one person?
Yeah, it'd be. You could make a career out of it.
I'm not gonna lie. If it didn't actually hurt me, I would love to be that person that would have claimed to fame. Got a pair of 9s here for Clavius. Gonna be good.
Oh, gut shot for
I have friends
Jack
who win.
Spin can hit the 8.
And this summer is very busy
So
for
whether
me
draws it,
travel-wise.
dollar gives it up.
Nice bluff, nice bluff.
I just got back from Maine last week. I have Costa Rica 2 weeks, and I've got LA after that. Doing stuff.
That time flying by. Under 2 hours left. As we mentioned,
Austin?
we'll be with you guys until 10 o'clock Central.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, we will have the 5-5 uncapped live stream next Wednesday. The following week, we will be having our VPIP Survivor, our voluntary pot Survivor. If you're not familiar with that,
7 deuce. It's gonna be
if
boring.
you don't get into a lot of hands, as we found, you are the lowest percentage VPIP. You get kicked off the island after 1 hour, and a new player comes in. So it makes for a lot of action. It's always crazy. This is Modelo Poppy is the sponsor of that game, one of our local pros, semi-pros, and it'll be a lot of fun. I just ordered the
Might get roasted for this by the commentators.
grilled cheese with
but,
bad beef bacon and tater tots with mayonnaise and a Coke Zero because I'm
Wait.
going to watch my waist.
I like that you announced.
You're gonna make me hungry here in the booth smelling
This
that
room
thing.
is about to smell so good.
Chat Klossman. Actually,
Taylor
good
and
timing.
Uncle
This
T
is
if I
not the
not
VPIP
get a hand
game,
on
but
my
Uncle
straddle.
T, as he was just describing, we will have that game coming back in the future.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tonight.
The side game tonight is the 7-deuce game, and we've only had one player with 7-deuce, unbelievably, and that was Chase, and he did win.
Yep.
With that hand.
What a queen, Dan. One time.
Drinks need to keep
Deuce.
flowing.
Time requested.
10 high flop, couple of hearts, collector, top pair.
Being on my phone, so I'm not gonna do it.
JT, pocket
Being on my
sevens.
phone, apparently. Yeah.
Not a very favorable flop for D monies.
Yeah, no,
Ace queen
that's why
suited.
it's super warranted. I know.
Nice pot
At
brewing.
least he knows.
Got a bet from the collector, and JT will make the call with his pair of sevens.
C3.
He's gonna need some help. Queen of diamonds on the turn. 10's still good. No kicker though. Collector, of course, kicker problems. He'll check back, or excuse me, check over to JT. JT has the button.
We bet 25.
What you looking at? I'm just waiting for the flow.
I like this. I like this solid betting in spite of the board by the sevens.
Yeah,
Might
five
go
of clubs.
check here, but collector's got to be a little nervous.
Check.
Check CD.
Yeah, both player JT was showdown value. No reason to bluff.
Might do it anyway. He's got
Yeah.
that smirk on his face, like
Can't do it now.
Two pair. I see sevens. I see 10 deuce for a higher.
Let's go.
Wow, the
baby.
collector running good.
yeah, he's kind of the big winner of the night. Now with 350 in his stack.
Yeah, I mean that's a very big
Well
part
run,
of
baby.
this game to win with a pair of tens and
Turn.
essentially no kicker.
And then you ran off. Oh, yeah, I was like, oh.
Well,
you know, I
on, that
you
is
didn't ask before I had
an
all
easy
that.
answer.
It took me a
The
minute to
T at
just-
Chipotle
Guys,
stands for
I
Tome.
appreciate you so much. That is my time.
I don't
You're
eat
trying to read my
Chipotle.
soul there.
I do love me some Cabo Bobs.
Couple Bob's is good.
Trust me,
Also
this is
much
not bad.
cheaper for what you get.
You only
I know what it is.
yeah.
It's not like- it's not
Chipotle
like-
has gotten
it's not like you
outlandish.
want it.
If you do anything special to your burrito, you
Well,
walk
what's
out
what's
20
about
bucks
it?
lighter.
I don't have
A
money.
lot of money for a
Just adds like
burrito.
some
And
fun
I don't
stuff.
really
It's like
want to
basically you're just like, I don't want to be the last one
Hands
to
on
win
my
the
burrito.
hand.
I understand the game. I just don't want to play it.
getting that side eye a little bit for my
That's all.
partner. No, I love Cabo Bobs. I actually, Kevin Y, who plays a lot under 5-5, got me addicted to it at the old building when we had to go out order food
I
out.
just raised
It's
10
pretty funny. The way I found out it existed was from Kevin Y.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he's- he should get
I do
some
not wanna
sort
base
of
a raise,
royalty
but
for
Yeah.
Cabo Bobs.
You would
He
have
actually
queen kicker,
will
'cause it's
he
like,
will
all right,
drive
so
to
ace
it
10 or king
rather
10.
than like
Like I lose. Like that's
Grubhub it or whatever.
Depends how much
Because
you
he
bet.
likes to watch them make
If I
it.
would have gone all in, you think you would have?
Yeah.
And like, are you serious? He goes, yeah. I said, you like being a germophile or germaphobe? And he
No,
said,
I'm
no.
folding to an all in.
I did. My best hand's an ace
Ah.
queen suited, and I lost to.
Yeah.
Uncle T's food has
Yeah.
arrived.
You and king jack.
I had king jack.
Beautiful sandwich delivery
Against you,
by
I ace
Scarlett.
five.
Doing a great job. One of the staff members here at TCH.
I don't know. I feel like I've had a lot of draws that just like
On that board,
I just get myself.
I've had a couple flush
I get
draws.
myself into the hand. I get milked, and then it's just like I don't hit. And like
Vladimir
it's like,
Guerrero
man,
once
how did
says
I lose
Chipotle
$500
serves
in
E.
this game?
coli.
And, like, I really don't feel like
Well,
it's crazy.
I think everybody serves E. coli when we get a bad batch of lettuce, but
I don't even know how much this is. Some big old stack of reds.
Would it trip you out to know that I know what the E stands for?
I would. Well, you of all people, it doesn't surprise me, but I do not know the answer. What is that?
E. Caesarea.
Wow, have not heard that.
Yeah, it took micro.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah, it's just the name of the bacterium. E. Caesarea
No.
coli.
But
Wait, this has been the food stream. We got another good proposal.
I want you to look at.
Elon says, "Can we get a top 5 Austin restaurant rankings?" I want to see what you guys think.
Gosh, yeah, I want to hear from the chat what that. What's your number one? Start off with what's your number one restaurant in Austin. I know what mine is, but I'm not going to say. I want you to look at this food over here, Kyle.
It smells delicious. Yeah,
Look at
beautiful spread of food for Uncle T.
that. Yeah.
How much? 30?
You're going to just hear chewing
with his
noises.
signature
I'm
mayonnaise.
going to let you take it for a little bit here. But I do want to hear what everybody thinks.
Mendel, do you have another pair of glasses?
And we had a 3-bet with a suited connector by E-Dubs, and JT is going to be good here with a pair of 10s. He'll bet it and get a call. And River 7,
I have a 9.
pair of 10s still good.
It's
And he'll win a nice pot for JT.
Would you have a 9?
I had a 9.
Lon says number 1 is TCH. Great answer.
You gotta teach me how to chip shuffle, man.
Kyle in chat says Rose is stressing.
Too bad.
He's had a lot of missed draws so far. Kind of hasn't really been quite able to make a strong hand. Did flop top pair and a nut flush draw and one on the flop with a raise much earlier. FB in chat says Rose had a bad day at work. He doesn't look too worse for the, too much worse for the wear. Collector pocket aces first appearance.
How much do I have to bet?
Got a vote for Leroy and Lewis Barbecue. That is a very strong suggestion there.
That's 35.
Big fan of Leroy and Lewis. Do have a bet by the collector, 35 bucks on a king high flop. Nobody with the king, or really any draws. Oh, excuse me, E-Dubs, queen high flush draw. It's going to miss on the turn. It's the 10 of clubs, not the 6 of hearts.
Twice?
Twice good.
And E-Dub's going to jam and be snapped. They'll be looking for, oh, excuse me, we're going twice.
Not a straight.
First board to the collector, second board also to the collector. He'll scoop 251.
I had
Spades.
oh no. Yeah, you're right.
Lon,
I had queen
Uncle P
7.
is enjoying his wonderful grilled cheese sandwich with bacon, bad beat bacon.
No,
When he gets back,
there was 6,
he'll
8,
get to
10,
your
right?
question.
6, 8.
Queen
6, 8,
7
10.
is
only he
6
was
stars
deep,
apart.
yeah.
Like, it can't possibly.
You could also ask me.
It wasn't a 9.
Depends on what's
Happy.
I mean,
Everybody wants to. What, does yeah, a little bit. Does nobody care about my food? I'm a bit of a foodie. You know. Jesse in the box. Is the top 5 restaurants in Austin? Was the question. We got a vote for Leroy and Lewis for TCH.
I like that. No, honestly, my favorite, the one I would go to if somebody said you got one meal left, is Uchi Sushi.
It's a good vote. That would be on a lot of people's lists. Yeah, it's a really good question. I'm gonna have to mull that over for a moment longer. I think I have to go Three Forks, the steakhouse downtown.
Yeah, that's never a bad choice. I do like Fleming's as well.
They serve your steak with flaming salt to go on top. It's just a great experience.
How long are y'all planning on playing?
Wait.
But I have a ton of other
till 10 or
favorites. If I
10:30.
could never go to Three Forks again, I would not lose any sleep over it. There's so much good food to have in Austin.
People don't realize till they come here.
I'm gonna go run in my car real quick.
They'll ask me, well, which barbecue place did you go to? Well, I'd go to one of 5, and I'd just get the one that was closest, wherever you are, because they're all fantastic. You want to go out of town, go to Salt Lick, a little bit out of town. But, yeah, pizza is great. Trailer food is great.
Yeah, not far from here. I didn't even know this was possible. We have Interstellar Barbecue, and they have a Michelin star, which I didn't even know was
Seriously?
possible. They do.
Wow.
And their brisket is a Wagyu brisket. And you certainly do pay for it, but it is well worth the money. Collector. It's got a straight.
Are you actually telling me that somebody hit the turn?
Yeah, we finally
open-ended?
had somebody get there with an open ender.
That is not the right amount for this hand, by the way. He did not go in for 798. I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, it goes whole stack, but it's the effective stack is just Aquavius's 139, and he just has a pair of 5s.
But did he really go all in? Does he really have that much? 798?
I believe so. Yeah, collector up.
I guess he has
a fair
been
amount.
kind of the big winner so far.
Yeah, he's got 500 in reds, couple hundred in green there. Aquavius somewhat pot committed here, but drawing stone dead. I think you might just have to save that 139. Live to fight another day. Oh, Leroy and Lewis also with a Michelin star. Jason in chat. That's incredible. You know, you have a strong barbecue culture when you have multiple Michelin star barbecue joints in the same metropolitan area. And Aquavius does make the call. He'll pay it off. $700 pot going to the collector.
I mean, I
and
knew
he's
a
cracked
shit hand, but
$1,200
Very, very
in his
shitty
stack.
hand. That's why I had to go for it.
Time to graduate to the 5-5 game.
Yeah,
4-6,
yeah,
Yeah, right?
yeah. Collector
Got the perfect
dominating here.
Perfect turn.
Yeah, oh yeah. Better to be lucky than good, y'all.
Indeed.
Yeah, jeez. I knew it was a hit.
That was a dog shit.
Yeah, when
call
you're
for
up
me,
over 3 buy-ins after just 2.5 hours, that's a good night.
That's what the bad poker players always excuses.
It just looks better.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that you're bad when you got that many chips.
It's like DeQuavius
No,
will
trust me,
be
that was bad.
rebuying here.
It's working though.
Yeah,
Anyone
Vladimir, I
wanna give me
actually
100
like
reds?
KG.
I got you.
Thank you.
I think that's the place. I'm thinking the same place you are.
Oh,
Yeah, that one's gross.
yeah.
I haven't tried KG. That doesn't
I
ring
don't
any
know.
bell.
I probably should just fold. But
Where is KG,
you even
Vladimir?
have like
Yeah,
ace five.
I may not be thinking of the same
I
one
don't think
that
you do that with, like,
ace
we
five.
tried
It's
that
like, it's either
one time when I had a
spades
bunch
or
of people in
it's
from
Right.
New York, and one of the
Like,
local
it's so
Austin
hard
people
to
said,
get
we're
that
going over to
straight
this place, and I was like, I don't even know this place.
I see.
And if it's the one I'm thinking of,
Good.
oh, it was awesome.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean, I always judge by beef rib and pork rib. To me, brisket is always kind of the standard how people judge. But to me, there are 1,000 places in Texas that can make good brisket. What I really care about is how are those pork ribs and how are those beef ribs.
Just two?
Yeah, the beef rib is like the crown jewel barbecue.
And that's all about the cows you get them from, the steers you get them from. More than even think the cooking, but
Check.
that's half of barbecue is getting the right meat.
Okay, I'll take
You
the-
win, trust me.
I'll take the free money.
Small
Trust
pot
me, you
here. Rose will be the beneficiary.
Sure you didn't 2-7 there?
Jason accurately pointing out that collector is smoking these boys
Donations
like
are
a cheap
welcome.
cigar. I don't think everybody else would appreciate that, but
So I-
collector, I'm sure, will appreciate your sentiment.
You know, I need to know.
Yeah, because I'll also do that with like
I love cigars.
I'll do spades. You're doing that.
Non-cheap
well.
cigars.
spades, yeah.
So what's the
Might even be
difference?
tax
I have like
If you
10
smoke
jacks.
somebody like an expensive cigar or smoke them
I didn't
like
think you had an
a
overpair
cheap
of
cigar?
brisket, free-flop action.
That's fair.
That's a great question.
Smoke it faster.
Well, you know, if maybe you got to think of the
No, I
people
mean,
who are
I knew you had a trash
enjoying
can.
a
I was
cheap
like,
Oh, yeah, I
cigar,
also
maybe are
recall
not
the-
aficionados, and they just kind of puff away on the thing till
I
it's
mean, you
dead.
almost fold.
Yeah,
That's going to be my.
stick it in the corner
It's
of
my
their
theory.
mouth and
Yeah,
chew on
It's
it
just 'cause that was the last
like
one
a
there.
cow chewing cud.
maybe expensive cigars are savored more.
That I do savor my expensive cigars. I haven't had one in a while. I'm gonna have to get one.
All right, we're told try the lamb rib from KG Barbecue. I've never had a lamb rib
Ooh,
barbecue at
little
least.
mutton rib. I like it.
Check.
Jack high flop, and that is going to be the stone nuts for D Money. All clubs. And Chase will bet with top pair, top kicker, but Collector makes the call also with top pair and a draw. Also has the Well, straight and flush draw. Straight flush draw, of course, no good.
Yeah, if you're a collector, you don't want to see another club.
What?
Especially the king of clubs.
I will say this: Jesse in the box is a stone cold ninja killer. He's liable to run out of clubs. If it's the king of clubs, obviously can be the ace. That
Yeah,
would be
and
painful.
D-Money jamming here.
I want the rock in there.
I would have liked him to give his opponents a bit more rope. I think everybody can kind of
Yeah,
just
you're
get
only
away.
afraid of sets here. So,
Yeah.
it's so unlikely.
The once in a blue moon, you're going to be outdrawn. And, of course, we could see that was only a 1% and 2% chance, respectively. So I think you can stand a just flat. Maybe raise turn, depending on what comes out. But collector is going to think about this with the queen of clubs, top pair.
Yeah,
As
third
well.
nuts,
I probably
block the
shouldn't
straight
fold
flush.
this.
Looking forward to that hand. Oh my.
This actually would be a pretty good fold if he's able to get away. I couldn't blame him for making the call.
But somebody has to decide to have it.
It's
I don't
also
think I'm
getting
crushed yet. I think I'm either ahead
3 to
or
1.
have outs. It's 120 total? Or 158?
Would need running boat cards. Or actually, he has a straight flush draw, 10 of clubs.
Whatever, just 'cause we're
But it appears that has already been folded. And he does make the call, and he'll pay off
Alright,
D-Money,
we'll
and
go
D-Money is
twice.
going to
You
win a
already
nice
have flush?
spot.
Okay. Damn, I am crushed. Yeah, it's over. You just won. You get the nuts. Unless.
You're going to straight flush.
Oh my goodness,
Imagine
he did turn outs.
Oh, true. 10?
Nah, you're alive.
If
Not
the
very
collector had gone runner boat there, that would have he would have been smoking the table like something
Hi, Sam.
much worse than a cheap cigar. As it stands, D-Money
I topped up for like a
gets the full double.
I think so.
Josh, you killed
Well,
Plus so.
all those 25s.
We don't know. First flush.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's alright.
I feel like I've had so many draws.
That's why I was like,
Like,
They're not getting
I
there.
can't.
I just
I
get
can't
milked
do
and
that.
milked, and then, you know.
With the 10, I missed the
I don't know,
11.
probably not that bad, but it
yeah.
feels like a lot.
Four,
You already
me
put
up
that
and
shit in your
down,
box
you
or
had
not?
Do you think this will be the one? Next time
If anybody could do it, Vladimir, Jesse would have done it.
No, it's brutal.
Oh, well.
This is the man that gave
Might
me
not be
a.
Man, I really
Might not be that
Flush.
useful.
Wait, you really
All
called
high
there
aces.
not knowing you had a straight flush draw?
I haven't seen that guy that I knocked
Well,
out.
I mean-
That was your out.
since
The 10 of clubs was
since
your
then.
out.
Fair,
Honestly.
fair.
That's kind of what I
Oh,
put
wow.
you on with
He
that.
was so
Oh,
mad.
$10 bomb pot?
No,
I was thinking.
Five.
I was thinking you had like just the naked ace of clubs.
I would have done the same thing with the naked ace.
Right.
People are gonna bet anyway.
I honestly didn't think you would shove with just like a ace high flush already. I thought you had like a small flush or a naked ace.
Good
But I
point
was
being
fucking
made on the
wrong,
table
so.
that jam by D-Money does look a lot more draw heavy like it is the naked ace of clubs, so that did get him some action there.
Yeah, that's a real good point.
On to a bomb pot. Get the hands loaded here.
Check.
Checks around and a set of queens on the turn for the collector. Scary board though.
Hey.
There's a hand with a lot of equity we're not showing on the graphic at the moment. That'll cycle through, and that's going to be D-Money. He's got the king high straight on top,
Tell you after this.
as well as king high clubs on the bottom, so has scoopability here.
My favorite non-word.
And E-dubs is going to raise with a set of sixes on the bottom. D-Money obviously will be going nowhere with the nuts on top, as well as the draw to the king high flush, and just make the call. E-dubs with only 75 behind. Nine of clubs on the bottom, 4 of diamonds on top, and they will be chopping this money up.
Check.
I have 6s on the bottom board. And I have a 9 up top.
Scoop. No, he does trade.
Oh, we did have a scoop. Eat
Clubs.
D-Money got there with the clubs. Yeah, initially the graphic showed chop,
this
but
one,
yeah, he
There
got
was
there.
a lag when the 9 didn't come up,
Any
so it
jack
showed the
plus
6s were
7,
good at
8,
the bottom.
9, 10, or king.
Crazy you're thinking
Nice
about
win
it.
there for
many-
D-Money.
Out of
How many eggs can you eat? Oh my gosh, who ate 15 scrambled?
Yeah, but
27.
19.
Okay, y'all are starting to
Any
worry.
jack
Jack,
plus
first of all,
7, 8, 9, 10.
that's impressive. Secondly, I would not want to hang out
And
for
I totally
like
got it
2
in
to
it.
3 days.
Yeah, but like, I'd probably
At least not in an enclosed structure. Maybe out in the open air if you stayed away
I'm
from
just
me.
waiting on a full house.
But it's hard
I
to
think the
call
most
when
I've eaten them when I was younger was 15.
Scrambled eggs in one sitting?
Well, just eggs.
Eggs?
I don't even. Yeah. Yeah, they probably were scrambled.
Wow, I didn't expect to be beat in the booth here, but most I've had is a dozen.
Yeah, well, it depends
15's
on
an
whether
awful
they're
lot of
fresh or not. So the eggs you get in the store have the tendency to be larger. These were hen's eggs right out of the coop. I actually went and picked them off the tree, so to speak.
Yeah.
And
Eater alert.
yeah, but I was also very young. I also ate an entire extra large pizza once.
Yeah, I
That
remember
almost put
those
me in a hump.
appetites.
Yeah. I mean, that was a place called Shakey's in Arlington, which doesn't even exist anymore. And that almost sent me to the hospital. But the most I would eat now is probably 8.
I could easily do 8 still,
Yeah.
and enjoy myself.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't-
love eggs.
I wouldn't want to be like in the same bed or in the room with somebody late at night, but
Yeah.
that did that.
Rose with an overpair, nobody with the deuce. He will bet.
You know you're good. Fold. Oh, sorry. Folded a 9.
Quavius
First time
does
he's
have
betting
top
the
pair, but appears he has let it go. And I believe we've got folds, and on to the next hand. Rose is going to have taken that one down. We'll get the graphics caught up momentarily.
I had one. I folded it.
Pocket rocket. I do. I called to hit a 9. It's like the only one that I didn't want to bet.
Kiwi says, wow, that's way too many.
I mean, you had a lot of people behind you. to be fair.
That's fair, Kiwi. That is a lot of eggs.
I just feel like he's been around forever. I mean, he's been the commissioner
Silver.
since we were born, right?
No, he was.
Yeah, still to this day, if I go somewhere and I get a breakfast that comes with 2 or 3 eggs, I always add
He's
on
a
a
weird
couple.
looking guy.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It really takes 4, minimum 5 to make me feel satisfied.
I agree. I mean, I make 5 egg omelets when I make them.
Yeah.
And they're jumbo eggs. But sometimes I'll only eat half of it. It depends on how much ham and how much cheese and how much other stuff I put into it. But I rarely eat eggs by themselves anymore.
Yeah. But I'm also not eating my eggs with like a stack of pancakes or a ton of carbs, so the eggs are like the primary part of the
Yeah,
meal
it's the
as well.
protein. And they're great for you. You really can't overdose on eggs. You cannot. I'm Alon. I am 2/3 the way through, and I am stuffed.
That was a lot. That sandwich is bigger than I.
And they gave me a
Yeah,
bowl,
it tasted fun bigger than the little
decent
ones.
bowl
They still got
size
so fast.
worth of tater tots.
That was like family style tater tots.
That'd be great.
No.
Sorry about that.
Honestly, they think I look too good in my clothes.
Top pair for Port. Pair and backdoor clubs for Collector, but he will let it go, and Quavius will take that down.
Real quickly, folks, I'm going to go back to our tournament schedule after this hand is over and remind you of our schedule coming up. As a $50 bet goes into a $30 pot, $35 pot. A little oversized.
I hear what you're saying. You know,
Collectors,
I'd be a better objective if I had monetary punch to show for it, like someone who slow rolls.
Looks like he's going to make the call. Is that right? The collector? I thought the collector was in seat.
Medium-sized.
Yeah, well, I'm confused. Spades do come in.
In that green stack.
550.
No, he's got 8. Oh, in the green.
$75.
Yeah, 575.
Yeah, what are you sitting on there, Hans? 800?
Collector missed. He's going to give this up.
7-2 would be really good here.
900. You trying to take me all in?
They were asking.
And he takes it down. So I want to remind you folks, coming up, the summer warm-up. This is the schedule.
Shit.
I'm sorry, the summer warm-up. We've already done that. Ignore me. I'm an idiot. Okay, the summer series, as I mentioned to you earlier, if you weren't in the chat, this is our 16 trophy event. That's 16 separate trophy events that you can also get player of the series by collecting points for how you finish in those.
I knew that, but I
Very
wasn't
much like our
thinking on it.
Trailblazer Tour, $25,000 in bonus, $10,000 to the winner of the player of the series.
Are you getting text updates of like what people
So
had?
come and join us.
No, not what people had.
And like I said, we're going to be doing 2 or 3 live stream final tables. Hopefully a good mixed game in there somewhere because I always enjoy those.
I didn't see those yet.
Breaks up a hold'em rut that we sometimes get in. If y'all are like me and you play mixed games, sometimes hold'em can get a little boring. As a commentator, it's actually a lot easier to call the hold'em games. As E-Dubs wakes up with 9s. There they come back. They didn't go away. They came back. It's like Shabazz. I was thinking about a call, but declined.
Oh, I got a jam.
And DeQuavius Pork, the greatest name I've been able to say on the live stream in a long time.
60?
65.
Is thinking about it.
Thank you very much.
I'll show you, regardless.
Or do you want to call?
E-Dubs is not getting fooled by the speech play.
I don't know, honestly. You can do whatever you'd like.
Thank you. I fold, but should have run out.
You had one
No,
over.
that's not worth the run out. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, wait, are we serious? We got
Yeah,
7-10.
7-10 asking for a run out. You could have like ace queen or some shit. I give him action. But I was like,
giving action.
it wasn't even that much money. Give him the action then.
It's not like you're making like a
I agree with the
crazy
takeaway.
Look, I was just trying to find
You
a
slow roll a
pair.
10-7 you were never going to call with, and then
I
you
just
say you want to
had
give
two
action. Then you want to
cards
see
and one pair that I called.
the board.
That's why I asked.
You had an over.
These
You
better
said it
be
was
his
your over.
friends.
I would have preferred 2 last cards. Then I would have called.
So did you make the right decision based on the...
I did, yeah. I would have won.
There you go. Happy words.
What's up?
Did they tell you that in the headset?
Dude, is
told
this
me
your
that in the
4th
heads.
pair of shades, bro?
Another one.
Yeah, wait a minute. You told me that.
Dude, you got a sunglass hut over there,
Where are you
bro.
storing these?
He's got a lot.
You got a sunglass.
That's what's all in his bag right now.
Call.
I don't even know they're coming.
E-Dubs with my favorite small pair, which we hit the 76th hand of the night. Jesse in the box. This is Uncle T. My partner, the Whammo, Kyle Frisbee, is taking a short break. This is TCH Social Live, Austin. 1-2 at its finest. And of course, the 5 hits after you fold. Why don't you believe in my 5s?
Please tell me what's happening to
There's no way this dude's talking to the mic right now.
I'm talking to the mic right now.
Way you dude started talking to the mic.
Going
Like this is
into-
Big Brother or
it's going
something.
into
I'm
the
talking to the
confessional booth.
mic.
Like this is fucking Big Brother. That's pretty funny though.
Oh, man.
Sometimes the guys wearing the mics like to communicate with us, so.
It's all yours.
This is that hand.
I
you beat me
fucking
with.
knew you got there.
See that chat?
I should've
Chat.
bet the-
Hero fold.
Yeah, you should've.
Hero fold from seat
I'm
4.
betting the turn if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Hero fold from seed 4.
There is no such thing as a
I'm up and
hero
down with the
That's the
fold.
second time I've had that hand.
There's either cojones or
it's a good
Taunt
hand.
me.
It's a
Great
good
hand.
hidden
You don't call, I
cojones.
bluff him then. Well, I guess bluff at the best.
Well,
You maybe call.
I was gonna call because
You have enough flush.
I had a nut flush and I turned a gutter to a
Yeah.
3 also.
I just know you didn't have a made hand when you checked the turn.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't bet
just
the,
don't know
I'm
what's
surprised
going
you didn't bet the turn with that though. With him though.
Not against 2 players.
Or him.
Yeah.
Me, you could whatever.
It's just too many unknowns. Run into too much bullshit.
I keep running my bluff there. Oof.
Chase, chat's roasting you for being on your phone right now.
No, they're not. That was exactly where I thought you were. If that bricks, I definitely bet big on the river.
Check. Yeah. Yeah.
With my
And you
pair of
take it.
6-7s
Take it
around.
down. Check.
Well, letting y'all in on a little table talk there.
Had a plan.
Yo.
And laughing at my partner Kyle,
King high is good.
who just fumbled
How high was it?
his little.
Yeah, that's good.
What do you call those things?
King 6.
Mints.
Mints?
Oh, Spurs 14 pick. Let's see if I can survive before this.
Yeah, they say mint on the side.
Try to say minty fresh, you know. I don't want to
This is it.
smoke you out of the booth.
Yeah,
Gotta jam it in there.
It's all, you know.
you're having to breathe my tater tots right now, so
Yeah, we probably
shouldn't
should.
be so considerate.
Well, actually, hopefully it's not from your breath, but it does smell like tater tots in here. There's no doubt
We're
about
in a
that.
small room, folks, so it's the smell of
You're big blind.
smokeless tobacco, mint flavored, and tater tots. So we are just rednecks at heart, people capable of eating dozens of eggs.
Couple of 10s for DeQuavius.
Yeah, have we seen aces
One time.
and kings,
One time.
queens? Yeah, I
Did
see
have queens. Yeah, we've had them all now, but just not at a high
breed.
breed.
No.
But, well, and the one thing we haven't had is two premium pairs versus each other.
Yes, not
that
at all.
usually will happen at least a couple times a stream.
Yeah. FB, there are a lot. I want to say 6 or 7, and there's a couple of them that are locals. Usually really good prices, sales, happy hours. So lots of beers on tap. Lots of beers on tap.
Yeah, I forgot what day it is, but I believe there's also a $2 beer day.
Yeah. That I want to say that it was one of the weekday nights, like Monday, maybe, because somebody was drinking a few of them at the tournament I was in.
So Jason asked a
Wouldn't get away
great
with it.
question. In fact, I was about to touch on this topic. Asked preferred dip for tots and fries. And so the chat should know, and I want y'all's opinion on this. Uncle T dips everything in straight mayonnaise. What is the chat's review of dipping tots in mayonnaise?
I already know what this is going to sound like.
Y'all thought he had a real advanced palate. Everybody wanting to know what Uncle T likes, but he does. We'll see what the review is for mayonnaise.
Dude, you know who invented mayonnaise?
I don't.
The French.
Oh yeah. Are you saying that makes it more
Yes.
fancy?
Yes, if the French invented it,
Okay.
it's got to be
I
fancy.
mean, it seems like every great chef started studying in France. Right?
I'm eating French food right now. French fries, essentially tater hot tots
Yeah.
with mayonnaise. This is 1 star in here, baby.
I'm impressed the way you pulled that out, Uncle T. Actually, top pair for the collector.
It's such an East Texas thing to do.
Another draw that has bricked the turn.
Yeah, maybe on the river.
Finally, a
Bing.
draw hits.
Yeah, a little scary though. Thank you, Kiwi. Thank you. Somebody on the other side of the
Wow,
world. would
you got
appreciate-
respect.
I got
and I do that.
respect from
Wow, this is.
Kyle.
I need somebody to back me up on. There's much better options for dipping than mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Just for me, you
Yeah.
could even lie.
there are better choices than mayonnaise.
I said it's one of my favorites, Jason.
Wow, you're
You
getting
shouldn't have
hammered.
done. Wow,
Really?
Yeah, I was scared.
You see, Kyle.
Disaster.
man.
Wow.
I told you this 100 times.
Give me those cards.
You're Pat Summerall. I'm John Madden.
Man, you're.
People respect you, but they love me.
It just seems to be the case. We're finding out the hard way right in this
I
moment.
knew that was a bad check. I don't think you're calling very much.
As long as one of us
Really
is
calling it better.
Call a small
FD
bet.
says garlic
I was
ranch.
gonna
I'm
go
on board
really
with
big.
that.
Garlic
Yeah, I
ranch,
wasn't-
what?
thinking like
Is
2.
that a place?
Yeah.
Actually, I would say jalapeno ranch would be my first choice.
I
But
actually did a
barbecue
ride on
sauce, great vote, Kyle.
Oh, terrible.
There's nothing many
Barbecue
colors.
Also
sauce.
great first name.
So you like barbecue sauce on a
Not ideal.
potato?
I mean, you didn't miss much.
Just as a general dipping sauce, not necessarily with.
Oh my gosh.
Which
Although
is hard.
I
Like,
might
it's so
choose
possible you
barbecue
opened that
sauce
early
over
position.
mayonnaise if
It's
given
possible.
only
I'm
those
also
two
bad.
choices.
Chad's roasting me.
But my first choice would be ranch, which is almost mayonnaise.
It's like
I'll admit that.
I like hesitate. I tried to hesitate
you
on
want-
that flop
you want
to
to-
win that check back.
Use something
You earned that check
unusual.
back.
Yeah.
Also a
Um,
board pair, obviously.
I'd say mayonnaise with a little dill in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't get any better than that. Noah, really? I've got a daughter. What do you think?
Are you a tartar sauce guy with your fish?
I
Yeah, I
actually
don't have a lot
met
of
my
flaws.
wife playing pool.
Ace Jack's the only thing.
Playing
bad.
pool?
Yeah.
But like I'm raising that on the turn.
Good. Would you say am I a tartar sauce guy?
Yeah.
I love tartar sauce.
Me too.
Yeah. I
No, I
mean,
didn't. You opened.
once
and I called
again,
No, you open.
creme de
I'm
la
not raising
tartare.
my queen four.
That is French.
Literally
I was in
tartar
the big blind. I called you. Watch
Oh,
it back.
we got a 7 deuce sighting.
sauce. Oh yeah, we can't.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play this one.
I
suited.
guarantee you. Also,
Worked out for you.
just pre-flop.
And that is the
Here's
proper
mine.
way to win with 7 deuce, folks. You say boom,
Yes.
and you collect
Nice hand, Josh.
your bounties.
Yes, that's right.
Nice hand,
You
Josh.
The best
say, "Hey,
hand.
that one is money."
That was perfectly executed by the collector.
Has anyone had 7 deuce and folded it slash not tried?
No, you
I had it like
beginning,
3
I got
hands
some.
ago.
Oh, you
My
did?
stacker
Yeah.
is not good. I called pre-flop
I didn't know.
and folded.
Oh,
That's why-
another
that's
great
why
vote.
I-
Sriracha
No, I
mixed
know you
with
didn't know you-
Japanese mayo. That's a very
Oh
strong
gosh, that
vote.
makes my estrogen level go up just reading
I'm
it.
more excited to have 7 deuce and ace.
Horrible. Sriracha makes the Japanese mayo.
Actually, Japanese mayo, I would say, is a bit bolder than regular
It
mayo.
is. It is. It's got the wasabi in it. So
My watch is not accurate.
Collector is collecting. That is true.
nice
Okay, sweet.
spelling
Texted,
pun there.
What's up?
Coaching.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. I'll give you all credit.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
may
we're
be
getting
the most
advice
interesting
at the table.
chat that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, y'all been great.
We've covered a lot of subjects.
He's on ChatGPT. How to play poker.
No, I don't play on the mayonnaise stream.
Yeah, what do I do now?
Yeah.
What do I do now?
Five in a row.
How many bucks?
I have ridden a horse on the garlic ranch.
Top pair for Shabazz after raising pre-flop. Also, DeQuavius with top 2. So Shabazz going to be in a bit of trouble here.
Has anyone else had 7 deuce?
He said he just had it.
You had it in 1.
I had it earlier in the in the
Rose
very
takes a
beginning.
stab with 8 high and backdoor hearts. And will be raised by DeQuavius. Makes it 55, and
I'll take 1 green or
let's see what Shabazz wants to do with top pair.
Good luck, all in.
And sounds like we have an all-in. We do not. That was a joke from the table, but nope, we do have the all-in. Shabazz jams.
Oh wow.
Quavius calls.
Wow.
In great shape here.
Oh, and
He
then
needs another 9.
He's still
Oh
getting.
my.
No,
Wow.
wow. They gotta be a sweat. They gotta be a sweat.
He's got 300-inch.
I mean, I just
Big
can't
pot.
I called to hit that.
Almost
If you
700.
have a set,
Headed
God
to
bless you. I block all the
DeQuavius.
high sets.
He's been an action player tonight. He deserves to take one
Finally
down.
hit something, dude. It's the first value hand I think I have all.
I wasn't it.
Yeah. I cover him.
Good hand.
Nice hand.
Yeah.
Even if the 9 came out too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just that just
Well, that's the problem with domination.
spit in your
Yeah,
face.
Kiwi.
You're not
You know,
done?
my whole goal tonight was to make people as hungry as possible by talking about the TCH food and eating the TCH food. So
I might leave it like 9:30. I think.
You lead by example, Uncle T.
I do. I eat by
What time is
example.
it right now?
840. You're the one man.
I mean, I only get 3 hours. I think I
Chopping
got-
broccoli.
I'm in there.
I'll go get
In
more.
there like swimwear.
You know what that's from?
How much did
I do. If you give me a moment, I'll remember. It's from a Sandler movie.
I can hear.
Or no, is it from an SNL Sandler skit?
Folks, if you listen very carefully, you can hear the squirrels running.
305's God bless.
It's from SNL, right?
Yes, it is a skit. Yeah, actually, but it is not.
Oh, it's
Sandler.
him and no, it's hold on, I got this one. I have to take my moments when I can actually get some of your pop culture type of truth. It's Dana Carvey.
No.
You know, if he's said he's not putting 15 into.
Yes,
sure?
it is. I was thinking
Dana
David. It was
Carvey.
David Spade. You're right. It is Dana Carvey. I had to play it back in my head.
You know.
I've been involved in most.
So I'm all in for 180, Matthew.
Pick is Spurs. I lasted technically until the Spurs.
Have the Rockets picked yet? By the way,
I don't believe
They should have had
They
it.
picked
Oh,
someone.
they did.
is it anybody good? I don't know enough
I
about
thought it was
basketball.
Malik. I thought it was the Duke guy.
Okay.
The Duke center. Pretty good.
Who, Cooper Flag?
Yeah, we traded.
Is he even a center?
I feel like he's like I feel like his true definition is like a stretch
What's
four.
happening here?
Yeah.
One's around to me.
Got some limps and then a raise here from DeQuavius. He said enough limping. I've got a 6-2 suited. He gets a call from JT. Suited queen.
You a big sports guy like your brother?
Mostly football.
Yeah.
I don't really follow the basketball as close. Like if the Rockets have a good season like they did, I'll
Yeah, Kiwi, you're probably having breakfast, right?
pay attention.
Lunch?
Yeah, dude, I'm hyped as hell for
Exciting.
that. Super hyped for that.
Check.
Are we heads up?
Ace high flop.
Over here. I check.
Pair of 8s for Chase.
I'm gonna bet that
Yeah, Texans are.
bottom pair, just as, it's kind of a
I
kind
mean,
of a
I think
feeler
for the
bet.
first time, like we don't have like a strict ceiling. Like
We had that
chance
great
for
conversation last night about a donk lead.
You know?
Next time you see
You say
one,
Rockets or Texans?
let's kind of talk about
Yeah.
that.
I
That
thought we were
what
a
a great
Super Bowl caliber
conversation.
team last year, but then
Getting
we
one of our
got, like,
dealers'
the
perspectives on
offensive
donk
line.
lead.
offensive line, but
I hate to
If you-
Also, we
like
give up
pick
more
for
big plays than any other team.
Food
in
if
the
you
Best.
think
NFL.
about it,
Talking
every
about
single
Cooper.
skill position had a
Cooper.
significant injury
But,
except CJ Stroud.
Oh, it was injuries.
Mixon,
Yeah, that was a good
Collins,
conversation.
Diggs,
That
It was
kind of made
injuries,
me
the
think
offensive
about it.
line, and scheming. Honestly,
Dude, so Diggs didn't even really play for y'all.
He did. He had like 800 yards.
Poopy
but
on
he
Thursday
He
afternoon.
missed like about
Oh,
half.
Now,
Tank
here we
Dell
are
that
stuck
missed
in
the
Wednesday.
Tank
Tank
Dell
Dell like had to.
missed-
That sucked.
He told her everything.
Haven't we seen a
Tank
lot of
Dell is gonna
Tims
miss
tonight?
a lot of
At
time.
least
He's
that's
gonna
a
miss the
fair
whole
Dakota.
season.
He's missing the whole
If we
season.
can get Jesse to put out another pair.
I still think that we're still a Super
Ooh,
Bowl.
ace king suited for the
If we
collector.
can figure out how to not give up the big
the
play we gave up
proverbial
more big
non-coin
plays than
flip.
any team in the NFL. Like, if you get him behind the sticks.
They'll make it
Plus, you got
50 from the
dirty
hijack.
line.
Right.
And like
Our
they-
defense may be the best in the NFL, to be honest.
Yeah, on
Our
paper.
secondary's crazy.
Our secondary's
Our
disgusting.
D-line's crazy.
Yeah,
T-Money with the suited connector. He'll let it go.
But it's like
Ooh, and we have our
dude, it's
5th
like we
pair of
need-
glasses.
We need
Yeah.
like to scheme
Yes,
better.
we
Hopefully this
actually,
new OC
somebody had
is-
asked earlier
Yeah,
about
yeah,
those
yeah.
glasses. Those were the
I
fourth
agree
pair.
with firing
These
out.
are the fifth.
Firing out.
Wow.
Top 2.
It's
Not
got
going
a
to get a
lot-
call from me,
I'll
Dub,
tell you
because
that
that's so
they
much
don't
included.
like
You were scapegoated a little for it, but
You get hit it
I'm
hard.
talking about my work when we're not surrounded by cameras.
oh, Bodislaw, yeah, Bodislaw. Like,
You'll think it's pretty interesting. I think.
I will give good comments.
Yeah, just one of the worst flops you can see. I mean,
That's a
ooh,
great pick.
he's going to make the call.
Yeah, kind of wants to see another card, and I don't blame him. A little bit of set mining,
9 of diamonds.
and it wasn't a big bet.
I like the
Okay,
small
speaking of,
size
When you taking the outside again?
by the collector.
That's about to change.
already did one. Already
Should
did
be
one.
fine. I'm gonna have a Waymo drive me, or I'm gonna take it remotely this time.
Go.
You trust no driver
He'll
more
have
than you
pot.
trust you.
You're
Yeah.
right, bet.
Ooh, and he just
When
rips
I get in
it.
a Waymo and I say these things are a better driver than the average,
Trying to
I
deny
will-
equity
I
from
wanted it to
draws,
look like
I
7
assume,
is
but
really bad.
I've
E-Dub's
never been
out
in
of
a
there.
Like
Waymo.
I figured like you had like something like middling that you weren't
You
happy
fought
with
two
anyway.
days. The accent wasn't my fault.
Folks, once again, this is Uncle T with his partner Whammo,
So, I mean,
Really looking
theoretically,
forward
Guys, see what's
and
happening.
we are
Theoretically,
TCH
it's like a
Social
173
Live
income,
Austin.
you know?
Live stream for the 1-2, 300 buy-in.
I'm really
It's
talking
been a
to
great game,
Taylor, who's
mainly
really
because our
great.
chatters have been so much freaking fun.
Good.
I want to know if
They're
they're
better than a
seeing
box of
Or if I'm
monkeys.
just really drunk.
And I appreciate everybody that's chatted with
Seeing
us.
different numbers than what are on the card.
The stars of the show have been the chat and collector.
Yeah, collector and yeah. And some sunglasses and a Bucky suit.
Yeah, it's true.
And a, collector's hat, which I think is made out of some sort of petroleum product. I can't tell exactly. Pretty cool hat. Definitely rainproof.
No, I mean I added on like.
They'll raise up a pair of 5s this time, get a bunch of calls.
That's 5.
Trying to get me a couple.
That's 9. He needs to control 9. He needs to just.
Shabazz in there with Queen 10.
A little over 1100.
4 table. What is it? 40.
I'm in for 4. 40.
5 ways to a flop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some
3
brutal
boards.
runouts for me.
That was good.
Jack high. Nobody with the jack.
We got Tato.
Just a pair of 4s. Pocket 5's actually still good. Checks around. 8 of diamonds on the turn. Everybody whiffing. Rose says that's enough. I'm going to bet with ace high. It's a quick call from E-dubs with his pair of 4s.
We should do the scam, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The collector actually with the best hand, but after a bet and a call, pretty tough to continue with 5s, but looks like
He may call if he doesn't. Look at the way the equities change, folks, when the 5s fold. Watch
out.
the equities now.
I'm definitely gonna get like some home games going.
Oh,
They'll be
Look at the way that
So
we
we,
shift
like,
them
just
around
keep
here.
yeah,
I mean,
E-dubs.
81-19, and of course, nothing but an open. Oh, wait a minute, he got a straight. The 5 got a straight.
Oh wow, he
Oh,
hit
the
runner
5s
runner
would have made the
straight.
straight tilt, so it would have been a top pot.
Yeah.
Wow, it took me a second to see that.
Rose.
Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, the check mark surprised me as well. I was not
I wasn't even
following
looking at the check
the
mark. I
gutter
was
ball.
looking at the board going, is that a straight? I mean, we've all been in hands where the person has said, "No, I didn't even realize I had a straight." You know,
That's the worst.
and you always think, "What a call."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Massive TV.
not necessarily. It's tough when you're kind of focused on hitting a particular card. Now he probably knew that he had a draw there, but
Wow, I really wanted to call that.
it usually happens in bomb pots,
Absolutely.
or they have a really crappy flush.
I would be lying if I said I hadn't arrived on the river playing one board and not immediately realizing that I had made a hand on the other, like a
Yeah,
sneaky straight.
Heads up.
yeah. I told you about the bomb pot hand where I made the royal flush.
Texas heads up. That's what he needs.
And I was so focused on the other board because I had top set, and I was just praying that the board would stay disconnected, really dry. That it really wasn't until I kind of thought I had diamonds, but there was a pair of 9s on that board already. And
Yeah.
as soon as you see a pair on a board, you kind of dismiss your flushes. in bomb pots
100%.
if you're a PLO player. It's a nice backup plan, but you don't think it's good.
Shabazz with the straight.
Yep.
Top pair for the collector.
That is the nerds. And there's no diamonds out there to challenge him. Straights have started hitting on the turn now.
Yeah,
They
the
were missing.
variance has swung back the other direction. Quavius 2 pair. In a world of hurt, though.
Chip for chip exchange. Or you want white for white?
Trying to make a decision about Shabazz's $60 raise.
You're smart.
He'll get out of there. Nice fold.
Nice hand.
Clayton.
Shabazz will take that one down.
That's an interesting question, Jason. Wasn't really going to say anything, but in July, no, I won't. First of all, Not set up for it.
Onward.
Would like to.
Like they were threatening to close the airport.
If you have a particular question you'd like me to ask him, I will. But starting in July,
Nick game?
a couple of weeks
Nick
to
game.
start with, we're going to do dry
Come on,
runs,
man, just
kind
like,
of
agrees the whole
lay out
table
how we
wants
want to
it.
do it.
That's
and
not
some
even-
He
dress
says no
rehearsals.
too.
But we are going to start to do player
We're on stream,
interviews
dude.
before the game,
He's the fucking.
possibly during the game, and after
There's
the game.
there's
That will
70
be
people up
included
there. And this is
in
their
our
whole, like,
reels,
This is their whole life.
which will be on our
Give me a
website
little
and in
time,
other
I'm almost
places,
there.
different
We're close.
different
All right,
social
one-
media
another
outlets.
round.
But your
Let's go
stack's
around.
getting
So we are
Where's
going to
the
be
button? The
incorporating
button's right
Kyle and I
there.
doing the interviewing
The
and
next
some of
time
our
we get the
other
button to him, let's put the game.
commentators as
Next
well.
after
We're going to
the
start doing
next
interviews
round,
Yes,
there.
All right, I'm good with that.
All right, but what would you do for the
So look for that coming soon to a
I
channel
changed
near
that.
you.
Wait, really? You can take this, by the way.
Hey guys,
You're
wait for
being
that.
a little bit
You have to at least call
cognizant
after
there.
I'm
waiting all
setting
that
up the
time.
future, bro. I'm trying to.
I'm gonna go add more time to mine.
You sensed
Oh,
it.
no,
We'll bring him over. We'll bring him over.
What?
I need more time. Thank you.
Yeah, they got you.
And do keep in mind on the 16th, if you're a mixed game player, if you like Big O, we got a lot of Big O players out there. On the 16th of July, right after our VPIP Survivor, we're going to have Greg Bale, the author of Scoop,
It's fine.
and all the Scoop series of books about
Thank you.
08,
I'm
Big
always,
O,
I'm
and
auto
other
strategy.
mixed games. We're going to have him here playing in a Big O challenge, a meetup game with Greg Bale. I will be going to New York.
Yeah, a lot of fun to have Greg here. Got to share the booth with him last time.
Yeah.
And
Wow, what a treasure trove of information I got.
absolutely, it was just a pleasure to be able to be a sponge of his knowledge for an evening.
Yeah. Now he's going to be actually not in the booth. It's going to be yourself and Amanda.
Yep.
He'll be on the table. He loves to play Big O. That makes his living at it. And 08. So join us on the 16th for that live stream. We're going to have a few. We're also
Okay,
going to have
that
a ladies live
Not my
at the
intention.
beginning of
Hey, dude.
August.
We got the court
That group
stenographer
we had
up
before,
here.
a lot of the
I'm
same
a man
players
of my
back,
word.
which was
For what?
awesome as the
Nothing else.
outstandingly beautiful Eva steps
So yeah,
forward.
two of you guys going to
You'll
low.
see, it's not that crazy.
Noli in chat pointing out the great fold by
We could even do like a
Deport.
$5.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, that's fine. It's simple. It'll drive out of the
Cool with that.
Yeah, that was a
$5
cool.
Tough to get rid.
Still
Yeah,
I'll do
tough to
that
get
one.
away from two pair on the
Yeah, of
turn
course
in
not.
a
That makes more
splashy
sense to
1-2
do $5
game.
for that, but instead of
$5
juice, we should definitely be doing
I saw that.
Yeah, yeah.
Sniffed it
So
out.
what?
It was this one. I don't know if anyone else saw it. It was kind of good. Did anyone else
None of
see
the
it?
I
I'm
swear
gonna
I
call
did
out
not see
Eva
it.
there
I see it.
who just stepped in and out of the camera.
Keep it.
People we don't talk about very much is our front of the house. That's true.
Even you
And we
didn't see
should.
it.
I did see it. I was kidding.
Fantastic people, gals. I think all of them.
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. We didn't clutter up the place with stupid men, and they're so helpful to new players. When you come in to get your membership, drop my name. They'll giggle, and you will get no discount.
They make the PA announcements for tournament updates.
And all the promotional announcements. If like tonight, we had a high hand going.
I'm all in. Or no, I pop.
You pot.
I pop, but it
It
all.
probably is.
Yep,
It-
it's a bomb pot. You can't go all in.
That's
I
100.
always love it when somebody overbets like that on a bomb pot.
25.
Yeah, it has top pair and a flush draw along with two pair on the bottom. So sharing the same amount of equity is D-Pork.
What is the total?
I like your abbreviation.
The pork
No,
sounds like a Vulcan pig. The pork.
Yeah, D-Pork. Yeah.
What will we do? What shall we do?
And nut straight for the collector, but
Yeah, that's so.
just hate to pile money in on the flop, and especially with the flush draw.
He's got a backup plan in the hearts on top, which I get.
So that's why I extra half hour.
But the 8-7 is so vulnerable, and you obviously have it already in JT's hand, the collector's hand.
For the hour.
You know, the JT, like I said, has got the heart redraw, but he's that's obviously no good. It's highly unlikely a heart's going to hit. If you look at all the hearts that are there
Stream's gonna end, but we can play till
on everybody's,
They'll let you get a few extra.
you know, it's tough.
Once you're
If
like
I have a
10 red.
I think I say in my head in a bomb pot, if I think about something for more than 10 seconds, I fold it.
Or the 160 something.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
It's not the same as Hold'em for obvious reasons, because you don't have that wild card factor of a gambly player that's going to try to push you off the hand. This is bomb pots.
All in.
The variance is too great.
So DeQuavius, he will come back over the top, I believe, of Rose's bet. Or raise, I should say.
No, just it says he just
Oh,
called.
okay. Maybe just calls.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised.
So the collector, kind of the odd man out here. Quavius
Put in my
and
$7.
Rose,
Yeah, there it goes.
most equity, and Quavius potting it.
And the collector gets out for obvious reasons. He had nothing on the other board but a gut shot.
Like $5 or $6 more.
Driving with that $2.
Rose actually, you know, and I know it because the nuts are on the bottom with the diamonds.
What's he got?
Actually can.
I got the nuts
Yeah,
here. And I got
and,
ace. I got a pair of
you know,
aces
that
on top.
it's just one of those unfortunate runouts.
He's got ace king up.
Yeah, I mean, it's ace king beats an ace queen, which is the silliest of results, where the kicker just gets pipped.
All right, I'm in.
Oh my gosh,
I'm in
Kiwi!
money.
Now we know what
Nervous
one of the
when I
top
didn't
5
hit
restaurants in New Zealand is. It's Yo House.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, and I was live
That was a
all
good-
my
that was a
two
good
pairs
all-in.
of cards.
Oh, that does sound great.
It does. It really does.
I honestly
With those
thought we
garden
always
carrots, did you grill those
I
yourself?
I had some.
The only reason I call is because I can still
Wow.
turn clubs on both and have double. Otherwise, I'm not possible to call the.
What do you need, Chase?
Oh yeah, I want to order some food. Yeah, I want to get some food.
What time is it?
9.
Wait, we might be back to even.
It is 8:59.
Back to Hold'em
No, we're not.
for hand 70.
Switching around. Dollar.
We've got about 45 more minutes
For every time.
with you guys. It's been a lot of fun in chat already. Let's keep it going.
All right, he said we
I'm
can
Kyle
start
Frisbee.
making now.
He's Uncle T.
Pass him out.
Everybody take.
Stacks
Here
on
at
stacks on
TCH
stacks.
Social Austin. We're here
So now
with
you
you
did it
every
great.
Wednesday night
Let's go.
along
Let's
with
go.
The last person who has an invite owes everybody $5.
namely
Everybody
tournament
So
final
you can only
tables
get rid of it by winning a hand.
Literally $35.
No.
and
Winning a
special
hand
event.
and showing
Knit
it.
game is
You
now
have to show
on.
your hand.
Looks like
If you chop hands with someone, you
we
don't
may
get
want
it.
to
Show
bring
your
this
hand.
thing home with the knit
Yeah,
game.
no, chop. And running it twice, only the first run out gets it. If you end up doing it.
As always, that is
Go crazy.
Wait, I
denoted by the yellow button physically in front of the players, as well as the red dot next to their name in the graphics. You can track both ways. And good way to start the knit game for D Money. He's got ace king
What if you go all in and you lose, and then the last person
collector with a very playable
And,
queen jack suited
probably?
will make the
You're still
call.
eligible to OP.
You buy in
It
more.
depends
just
on
to
how
pay
nice the
everyone.
table is.
That now.
And that's going to be a nice flop for queen jack of hearts. Rose catching a piece as well.
Oh, the rainbow.
Back.
FB asking why not just stand up. That was, I think, the move to the buttons, I think, was universally loved by the players. Standing there is not only not enjoyable, but also for some players where maybe age or maybe a disability did not allow them to stand. This is inclusive of everyone. Personally, I like the buttons. Pretty much a fair fight going to a turn. No longer a fair fight. The collector with the flush, but D Money still 6 outs.
It's funny whenever I win a hand, my friends just text me like, yeah.
What does the collector want to do here with his made flush? 220 in the middle.
Just gonna have to keep this name.
Both players pretty deep for the game. Collector will make a $100 bet, and quick call from D Money.
Indeed.
Really no other choice there. An ace on the river might cost D Money a little cash because does now have top pair, top kicker. Collector trying to decide how much value he can extract here. And he's just going to rip
This
it.
proposed trade, does that mean that they like haven't accepted it?
seeing that. I don't.
Yeah, they normally show it if it's like
Collector
that's
just
the
steamrolling tonight. He's going to ask for all of it.
Trades aren't technically official, so like Luka wore a Atlanta Hawks.
Oh,
hat.
so like it is an official
It
trade?
is an official trade. It doesn't show up on the thing. For some reason.
D Money does block
So like they will go up there.
ace
while
high
the
flush
game is
draws,
supposed to be drafted.
holding the ace of hearts.
They're gonna roast me so hard when I don't.
Obviously
order
blocking the
it.
nuts as well, but
When I don't order
They don't have the rights to see.
Bro,
You like
burgers?
burgers?
My player.
I do.
The burgers here are
Really?
real good. Yeah.
I was eyeing that. I was saying they're gonna roast me when I don't order the pork
Oh.
because my name's DeQuavius Pork.
Right.
Literally, my friends are telling me every
not
time
an
they talk
easy
to me,
decision
they're
here for D
advertising
Money.
that pork. They're
Looks like he's going to be able to get away though.
I have a really good hand.
Would be the biggest pot of the night if he calls. Let us know in the chat. Does D Money call? Call or fold?
You show 7 deuce here, I'll try last.
I really don't know what to do, Josh.
Glasses are
The
off.
glasses have come off.
Give him the time he needs.
And as we were talking about before, in terms of giving players time, you already heard a player say, "Take your time."
So much better than the lodge. Like a burger, the lodge is like 20.
Somebody's making a decision for their whole stack,
Never eaten.
particularly when the players are deep for the game size.
Yeah, can I get service?
Certainly warrants a few extra seconds. Kiwi votes fold. That would be my vote also, but I would not be terribly surprised. And he makes the call. Biggest pot of the night. Going to the collector.
Straight. He has the wheel, maybe. Nah, I don't know.
What you have, 9?
Well,
What a hand and unfortunate river card there for D Money.
Oh, you said the block.
kind of what he's been doing tonight, huh?
Yeah, the
If only I
man
was
is
super
on a
deep and you could
heater.
read jam, that would really put you in a spot.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh, I thought you were about to slow roll.
I think he has the wheel.
We all both had
Yeah, a lot of people voted fold in chat.
No, he didn't have a flush. He said the eights and
Unfortunately, the call
I know. I was like,
was
I
made,
know
and
I was considering, like,
And he's king.
That ace was just, yeah, that ace was just incredible there.
ace.
Yikes is right.
That's a big
Yeah, that
hero
was
goal,
a
ace king.
yikes.
Yeah, but he had
Well,
the ace hard, too.
$177 pot. If you had asked me for the over/under
Yeah,
tonight, I
Like,
would
I
have
could
said
see,
that.
I could see myself
Go, like,
rationalizing.
Actually, the graphic hadn't updated for the call yet. I don't believe. I believe it was a $1,600 pot.
Only 116.49. Yeah,
That's 2.5K. That's
Thank
it,
you.
then I'm jamming
yeah.
on.
Ace king.
Yeah,
You know what is our friend Rob said as we see the 1.2. What a great night. Up 1.2 on a $300 buy-in. I'll take
Yeah.
that all day long.
And this making it very clear he's the man winning all the money. Only one other player winning in Chase B.
E-Dub's taking the biggest hit.
No more. No more.
Yeah, nobody else really stuck
He's going back to the first
too badly.
Collector's been hard on the Beaver tonight.
That's a tough one, Daniel.
I'm doing the drum and the cymbal. Yeah,
Sure,
da-da-da, ching.
I don't fold. In fact, I have the nuts.
It's not the worst call I've ever made.
So we got
think
the
it was
mid
your
game
best
going.
call.
Yeah, well,
How do you like
In
those
my
big old
humble
yellow
opinion.
knit buttons that I bought?
I love them. Off of Etsy.
Off of Etsy, $13.60.
Was that a call or a?
I'm all in.
They
you know,
do.
I'm
They
all
do
in.
actually versus some other live streams. Those do
I like
offer
first-hand
good
in the
contracts.
Is this stream not
I
on?
had
Like,
our
my friends
producer
can't
Kristen
watch it,
hated
so
them, and I said I want them to
Really?
be seen and seeable.
Some people had some problem with like the first link I said.
Barrett says collect. Indeed, he did. What a way to start the knit
Really?
game too. Could have been also, and everything adds up to some percentage of the whole decision. I would imagine the Nick game could have been a factor as well in G Money's river decision there. Some modest holdings here to a flop. 3-5-5, and that's going to be a pretty good flop for both Shabazz and JT, though.
E-dubs with the 5.
Dominated clubs. King on the turn. Oh, yeah, we do have the trip 5s. Totally.
I was thinking of showing you one.
That's what I'm here for, Boo.
I don't know.
Just to sit back and eat tater tots and point out your mistakes.
It's like.
Did you think I was going to call?
I thought that ace was a really good. Was going to make it very hard for you to get away. Unless you had
E-dub's going to play a bit slow. He'll make
I
a call to a river, a 10, and trip 5 still good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does give Shabazz a pair.
Some sort of ace 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like JT wants to bluff. Don't do it. Yeah, to your earlier point, this is a pretty hesitant looking bluff.
Yes, that's the long chip count.
I don't want them. You can have them all.
E-dubs is going to take a sufficient amount of time and go all in.
Green chips. I'll give you.
All in.
There's a rip. Will not be paid off, but will be a nice pot there for E-dubs. That'll get him out of the hole. And E-dubs keeps his nip button. That is one of the rules of the game. You must show the winning hand.
Yeah, I messed it up.
You just show your card.
That's brutal work.
Hey, at least you won money.
But more importantly, he'll take down that nice pot.
Jason, the only thing I can guess is he's from Germany.
Oh no!
I had a compressor. I had a Mercedes-Benz compressor.
You know it.
I
spell it with a K.
I have also had a Mercedes compressor.
Yeah.
I had 3
With a C, of course.
Which just simply means turbocharged to a German. But he's the collector.
But it does not matter. God.
Kommen Sie bitte auf. Hold me.
Flame me,
Do
please.
any of the new Mercedes have say compressor?
I think so.
They kept it.
I don't know honestly.
Talking to the chat.
Compressor I had.
I've been talking to the chat
last I remember,
all
but
night,
yeah, I think I've seen them in the those 2-door outfits.
Oh, like the what's the SLK?
Yeah,
250.
yeah, and 320. Yeah.
Man, the collector, it's just his night. He's got ace queen suited. He raises and just takes it.
I'm collecting your money.
Okay, but what happens? So if you lose, are you gonna pay us?
No.
Graphics will catch up in a moment.
Table.
And then
Look
you will
at
be
the
the last
top.
person.
You see how confused
You will
I was?
theoretically
Like, if
be
you
the last
leave,
person.
you leave.
See how confused I was when you get back.
Well, then
Once
I'm
you
gonna
start
win
the
the
game,
game.
it's like maybe next time.
Depending on how well I do tonight, I may or may not then will request you for $5.
You owe one more.
Thank you.
No problem. Stamp or something?
And Nate is someone in poker that like doesn't play any hand, is super tight and not going to play.
I haven't been tight though. I've been playing.
Couple of queens for D Money.
It's a good play because it's done so much.
It's to you, sir.
I presume he did not fold.
Queens.
20.
7 deuce. Let's do it. 7 deuce versus the queens.
7 deuce, Nick game on.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All the reasons to get in trouble.
Oh, he's got a piece.
Got a pair.
He's got a
But flush for Rose.
Where are the queens?
Hey, you won that one.
No, I folded.
Was that a misread?
Oh no.
Must have been.
Unless it's, yeah, maybe.
I had the
suppose it
winner,
was a
I know.
misread.
He didn't leave his
His mic.
You know,
And
how much-
Aquavius
Oh, we just hear him like cussing to himself.
gonna be
in the
stepping in
bathroom.
some trouble.
So I still have this.
All right, I'm going to go out and ask it.
I know. I call problems.
About the
Sitting up
pay.
the buttas.
I'll let Kyle call this hand because the 7 deuce is obviously going to get charged a stupidity tax here.
It's on you.
Oh, wow.
Bad turn card for
That's
the flush.
7 deuce is now is going to happen.
Actually, as a gutter to a royal flush, give us the jack of clubs.
You got a
I
pair?
caught a glimpse there.
That's enough.
Wow.
It's fine, I checked
I
it
caught a
back.
glimpse there. I was like, God. Yeah, 4 clubs.
Rose will
Fine,
take that one
Do you
down.
have both of those as clubs?
Yeah.
That's a damn good hand.
I
had
You
5
toss
jack
that button
clubs.
in. That yellow one.
Rose, I folded 5 jack clubs. I was pissed on the flop.
I thought you might have had the
I'm
7
happy
clubs
now.
and you're just like,
Oh,
let me just get you showdown.
I fucking
Yeah.
know he's got.
Do you?
Especially
Maybe.
when the fourth one comes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm destroyed.
The 7-2 is not what I was expecting, you know.
Oh, I was excited to get rid of my
Alex.
button and get 7 Gs.
That'd been fun.
It was the wrong. It was too many puppy feet on the
That'd been very
floor for
fun.
him.
You want to order something?
Oh yeah, can I just get the burger and a Modelo? What's on the Full House? Sounds like it's like a gut busting bomb. What's like special sauce? Is there anything else weird going on? Or is it
Hey, Danny, that's that. We're getting money now.
Couple of kings for Shabazz,
the special one, yeah.
and he is going to go the limp re-raise route, presumably.
Oh, now we're really stuck on K's, aren't we?
Suited.
I just like give you a card.
You spell king with a K?
You don't have Modelo on tap.
Of
Oh,
course.
it does.
I don't know. Maybe compressor
like
spells it with a C, or collector spells it
Oh.
with a C.
Unless it's a bottle.
Did you get the meaning?
I did.
I like this
5s. There it is. There's the winning hand right there.
This is my college card.
It's the Uncle T pair,
Fraud on the sapphire card.
and
Yeah, I get,
Shabazz
like, this
will be able
random
to
chart.
execute his limp re-raise.
I'm out.
If anybody makes a joke that Uncle T's pair is really small,
Secret was actually
Bring it
yeah.
to the chat.
But yeah, flop,
Nah, it was Malaysian hookers
flop
fighting.
the button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Show your
7-2.
cards. Show your cards.
That will get everyone to
For
fold.
the knit button. For the knit button.
Cowboys.
Wow.
I had a pair.
yes, and he did show.
Did you? Yeah. Good fold.
Killer Kangaroos, Kiwi says. So
Oh, is there
Kiwi,
three there
the Killer
before that?
Kangaroo says
was a
that's
three bet.
that is some alliteration there.
Big
So
blind
I
out
asked
cards.
him.
Yeah.
He said it's a secret,
Okay.
but he said
Fair
several of the people in the chat know.
Ah,
So we're gonna give we're gonna put it up on the screen here as long as it's not
Oh, I wanted to 7 Gs.
with inappropriate
yeah.
language.
First person to let us know what.
What does the K stand for? He
Collector
says several
means.
people in the chat know.
I mean, I made a pair on the flop.
Yeah. I actually thought you had a club,
I knew he had overs.
and that
but
would have
then
been great.
I wouldn't have picked.
Hand 76. Jesse in the box. Uncle T and Whammo in the booth. Taylor running the cards. Thank you to everybody.
Oh, you can only do 5?
Thanks to
Wait,
Dan for the early time in the
I'm so
box.
sorry. Did not see that.
Jesse,
Just
one of our
happened, we were
floors,
thinking, like,
and
sort of similar.
a top 5 dealer
I guess
himself,
that gives you some
and a top
information
5
that, you know,
mixed
I wanted
game
to
player.
raise, but, you know, you can catalog that somewhere.
Ace Jack for Rose will make the call of collector's raise.
C-Dub's got the hand to beat. Oh, dang it.
Ace 4-4, couple of hearts, top pair for Chase and Rose. Rose with the better kicker.
Yep.
I'll check to the razor.
The fake razor,
Razor.
30.
Checks to Rose, and he will c-bet his top pair.
Gillette, we've got a razor. Shout out to Monty.
Whatever this is.
And it looks like Chase is going to raise to 100 or so.
Wow,
And
loves
this-
that pair because it
How much
covers
is
his
that?
poor kicker. Not completely.
It is. I think it's exactly 100.
Yeah, hopefully Rose does not decide to put him on a 4 here for his sake.
Yep, your 9 is hanging out.
Yeah, I like the guys that'll come play it.
Sometimes in these spots you just have to grit your teeth and tell
is-
yourself
this-
if they have the
Well,
4, they
yeah.
have the 4.
But we'll try
I
and
would call
pull
it a
out.
knit roll, but it is kind of a nitty thing to,
Thing is, I
to
need
be
to play
concerned
with
about, the 4s.
for a while,
But this
so
table has
it's
been
all
playing a
the
wide
same.
variety of hands, so
Like you went like 50 bucks.
now the 9s are much
like that in
happier.
college. They play like 1-2 for harassment.
Yeah.
Although the 3 hearts does hit the board.
Yeah, the front door flush getting there, and
Oh. Ace
also
9
some
jams.
chop outs for Chase.
I'm so.
Wow.
And gets
And
a
gets a
fold.
fold. Nice move by Chase.
Yeah.
Pure aggression.
You folded a
Yeah.
4?
Gets rid of his nit button.
You folded a high raise.
You know, I think that's where
Yeah, nice.
Wow. I mean, yeah, there's
Forgive
a lot
me.
of strength there.
This is what happens.
I think that's where that hesitation, a little bit of nit roll to call,
Win $35.
made him appear a lot more vulnerable.
Here's my thinking. I was like,
Yeah, he didn't appear strong.
my hope is he's on the heart drop.
You get that kind of a read off of somebody in a hand like that,
Now what
and you feel good about your
Where am
hand,
I good here?
and you know he's concerned about the fours. That's a really good move. A
That's,
very observant
well
poker
played,
play.
Chase. Well played.
Thank you.
And he gave him credit. He said, "Nice play,
And now
Chase."
4 again.
He was not willing to chase.
Got a bunch of limps here. And a raise from D Money. He's got a 7 off on the button. And I would imagine everyone will be calling. Nope, not quite everyone. But we are going to go 4 ways to a flop. 5 ways. With the call from Rose.
If I could get another one.
Still don't have an answer on who knows what the K and collector stands for.
Pair 9 is going to be good for Rose. Second pair. Rainbow Queen high flop.
Nobody with the queen.
Bet from D Money. Goes half pot. And he'll get a call from Rose. 7 of spades on the turn.
Fine with me.
Does give D Money a
Start
pair.
up again.
It's still worth it.
I'm pretty much card guy for it. I tried to win.
And
the
he'll
seven
bet
this one.
small again.
7 and deuce.
It's been a great time to have him.
Another call from Rose. And Rose will river 2 pair. It's going to be tough to bluff him off with this hand. And he checks to D Money, and D Money probably knows he has to bluff with this to win. Has minimal showdown value with the pair of 7s as played.
I'm playing.
By the way, you
I'm
notice
playing
how
1,
he
2, 5,
retreaded the
and it'll be like
glasses?
people's.
Oh yeah, we're recycling back to the.
Yeah, so doesn't count.
Oh, check. D Money
There's usually
decides
one table,
not
it's
to stab.
I've dealt games here that have like 30,
Nice
40
spot for
Ks
Rose.
fail, and it's 1, 2, 5 kills.
Yeah.
Especially,
Because that's the stack, like the stacks are big real fast.
Exactly.
especially nice there for Rose. He got bluffed out of the one of the previous spot.
You win that hand.
Has to hang tough with second pair. Then improves to 2 pair.
Yeah, somebody asked earlier, kind of analyze who's the best player at the table. I don't typically like to do that, but I will say at this point of the show, we can kind of tell you that Rose has probably been the tightest player at the table.
Well,
I would put Shabazz somewhat in there, but he's been a little card dead. Collectors had by far the best of the deck tonight, with E-Dub being probably the most aggressive.
straddle or
Yeah.
We're seeing some good moves from Chase and
some good moves from the Pork.
DeQuavius as well, yeah.
D-Pork.
out of turn.
Yeah, I mean, overall the table's been pretty balanced. I mean, obviously Collector has just gotten slapped in the face with the deck, but
50.
Raise from E-Dubs, 5 deuce off.
7
Does have his
deuce.
nip button, and here's a 7 deuce for Rose.
I think our 4th or 5th opportunity. 3-bet to 50. E-Dubs calls him with 5 deuce.
Late reg.
He's dominated, and he goes.
Pair of 7s. Bottom pair for E-Dubs.
Yeah, they both did.
Rose is going to have more credibility here, though, because he already had relinquished his nip button, so let's see if he wants to hang
I
tough
don't
here.
know if this table will be paying much attention at $10 a pop.
How do the tournaments work? You just go knockout?
3 on the turn. Rose still way ahead here.
And when you're out of chips, you're out of the tournament.
Yeah, the 10 and the ace might put a little bit of cap on it.
10 to 12% of players.
E-Dub's repping the 10 here. Maybe ace 10. You start thinking the fact that Rose is playing the 7 deuce, being so far the tightest player, makes it a little problematic for him.
115.
He is asking for a count.
If Rose jams here, we will have to remove any tight labels off the man. It would be.
Yeah.
He rips it, I believe, and gets the fold.
Wow, what the?
Nice move, Mr. Rose.
I did not see that one coming.
All right.
I officially will
wanted the
withdraw.
bluff.
I did not see that one coming. Yeah, that was
That was
Yeah.
on the bluff.
sick
I had a
bluff.
5.
Is that what you used to get rid
We
of
have
it?
to stand corrected on
He
that
already
one.
got rid of his net.
Very nicely played by Rose.
The player from Salt Lake
He
City,
snap
Utah.
folded. I mean, like,
I had a 5.
Good
but
hand.
Oh.
Good
he
hand,
had-
Rose.
he had
I have no
seven.
idea
pair
where
of
he's
fives.
Mhm.
Damn.
Good shit.
Yeah, but like,
Actually gets him
yeah,
I
almost
definitely didn't
to
have
even.
you on that.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is hard to say for this group.
Nice one.
Yes.
6 out of 8 of our players in the red.
Yeah, the collector and Chase,
He is the
only
Rose.
2 winners.
He did say just before that hand, he was like, "Show a bluff."
Wasn't Rose the name of the girl in
Daniel Aaron.
Titanic?
And then I looked down.
think so.
And I was like, I got it.
Are you serious?
these
You
are
knew
napkins.
something?
Yep.
Yeah,
Movies?
I
All the way.
did know that one.
What
That movie was popular enough
yeah,
for me
was
to
pretty
watch
big,
it.
Pretty big. Pretty
It
big.
was kind of a big
Kind
deal.
of a big deal. Like the highest grossing movie, soon to be eclipsed by the same director's movie Avatar.
Raised from D Money. It's got 8-9. Does have position in the hijack. Queen King 7, couple of spades. Top pair, or excuse me, second pair for DeQuavius. Not much for anyone else, and of course we do have Chase here with a pair and the 7 deuce game on. See what he wants to do.
I know you're thinking about it.
Wasn't the name of that player in the
Hey,
Key
no
and
way.
Peele?
Oh, and Chase will take it down in the 7 deuce
Yeah,
game.
he does take it. Nice.
Terrible. I'm gonna lose. Like I'm gonna not.
Wasn't
have
that
anybody
so that's been paid off for the 3rd time. That player in that Key and Peele sketch. Wasn't it DeQuavius Buckshank?
so hungry.
I probably there were so many of them. The one
Came
that
prepared. I was not trying to pay $5.
Keegan Michael Key was oh man,
Did you bring Rose?
I want to say it started with an H, but
We're at 5 right there.
yeah, that was a hilarious skit.
Well, the Jarvarius, Square Various, Trivarius,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
That one cracks me
Yeah.
up a lot.
Oh no, that's not.
That far, and we have one of those guys
Whoa.
on our stream.
I didn't expect people to like actually go out.
Dan Smith, kicker, BYU, in seat 2. You remember the last guy?
No.
The only white.
Oh yeah, he was just the random Dan
the,
Smith.
the last white
Yeah.
dude, the only white dude, and his name was Dan Smith, kicker, punter, BYU.
I'm trying to
Rose looks
remember
like him.
the character that was the one that was getting penalties for too many end zone pumps.
I don't remember.
Like he could do 2 pumps, but 3 pumps was a penalty. Help us out in the chat. What was that player's name? It was Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah, that was in the follow-up video. The first one was just the
Oh
the
right,
lineup.
just the
Yes.
names. Yeah.
Yeah, what was your favorite Key and Peele player name? There were some hilarious ones. So funny. I remember my nephew sent that to me because I didn't watch Key and Peele. I just like not much of a TV guy, and I laughed.
First boy for the decade, though.
Now he's
My side hurt.
No, not at all.
not at
Oh,
all.
I'm so alive.
E-Dub's just ripping it with 10 deuce.
Yeah, why not?
Trying to get rid of his nip button and gets a call.
Doyle.
He's got 210. What's he at?
9-6.
Quavius.
Two players.
Queens.
9 queens.
Oh, all in 60.
Oh, and JT in there
I
also,
thought you
just
were gonna say,
short
Jalen,
stack.
like his number or something. I didn't think about it. I won a hand with that earlier.
JT in the lead here.
Yeah, we haven't called JT's name much tonight. They all have their knit buttons, so this is
7
kind
deuce.
of, this is jamming 368 to $10.
Oh, Queen, that's
Wow.
it.
Queen.
Oh,
Oh,
trip queens
This
for
is
JT.
basically now drawing dead.
It's dead.
The side
Boat.
pot.
He gets a
All right,
boat,
just get rid of the queens.
so he used up all of his outs, but he doesn't need them. He's got 2 queens. Oh, it's and he gets the fourth queen.
How many are there?
Queen 9.
Oh my goodness!
Holy cow! Can you
What
hit 2 boards
a run
harder
out.
than that? Wow. Oh my god!
All right, everybody, that's it. for
That's
me.
unbelievable.
I don't even
Nice
want
play
to
with
know
you.
what that Queen 9 percentage
I'll
was.
see you sometime around here.
And E-Dubs
Yeah,
will
I'm
win
here
the
all the
bigger
time.
side pot with a pair of deuces and 10 high.
I just was like, this is the.
And really had to dodge a lot.
Oh, that's
DeQuavius
7-6?
flopped
Oh,
the
so if he's
open
out-
ender
yeah.
on the second board.
Do you want auto lose?
Wow.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That was
Oh, no, he still
hilarious.
has to.
Wait, no, like he's auto.
Yeah, but like,
We have multiple
there's
moves.
That's what I
3
was-
people left. That kind
The
of sucks.
difference
for y'all.
is
What, that he
what
leaves
we've
the
told
game?
people over and over
I'm out.
again
Usually that would make him lose.
is
I'll
like
Venmo
you did
everybody
about-
$5 if you guys want.
They made their own decision.
Chase.
Normally, we do not play the knit game.
It's
For
a,
bomb
Chase.
it's a,
Bomb
it's
pots
a
do not
secret.
count
It's a
against
secret.
the knit game.
It's
So
a
I guess
secret.
they
Something
didn't
on the
know
chat,
that
though.
or
You can
didn't
ask
care.
if any of them want to say.
Oh, they kept it.
They just ran it twice.
Yes, but you don't. You typically.
Oh, the first board is the only.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
matter.
mean, we're not.
DeQuavius announced
dead
it
serious.
early.
able
He
to
said
play
the
that.
first board is the only one that
Okay.
counts to the losing.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
case.
so they did know it.
Yeah.
Well, what do y'all want to do? Just restart the game?
Wait, yeah.
I
Now what
thought I
happens?
saw
Do
that they
you
were
I
like
like
taking
that
the
does-
knit
Yeah, that's bullshit.
from
From
How about
both
this?
from
Well,
both
E-Dubs also.
players.
I'm down to just restart the game.
Alright, I'm fine with that.
He does. He
We don't want to. Yeah, I
No.
do not want to do it. Yeah.
That's so
Alright,
unfair.
I mean, I don't know.
That's bullshit, though.
I'm upset.
It's
It's
not on
actually about
y'all.
30
Like,
minutes
like,
left
that
in our
just-
stream
that
tonight.
really
I wanna thank
sucks.
all of you.
You know what I mean?
We'll just give you a free pass.
This is Uncle T with the Whammo
Alright, I'll take the free pass.
TCH Social Live
All right, everybody play the game.
1-2 live stream.
Guess we escape this
Been a fun
time.
So we're
group.
just gonna pretend that it
That's
like
been
never
great.
happened,
Thank you for
like-
that.
Let's start.
I think we should play it again.
Thanks to all of
We'll play
our
it again.
Like we already
participants
played it once. Like
We only have 30 minutes left.
for
We're not-
making
I
this
don't even know if we're gonna like.
on
be
stream.
able
fairly
to
interesting
finish
for a 1-2 game. Wouldn't you agree?
it. Okay, like, I
Yeah,
kinda
absolutely.
wanna
I mean, these guys have
fair.
not been afraid to put some money in the pot.
Like commentators.
Obviously, the collector sort of just running it over with
All right, well, we're not playing this
making
game.
some strong hands and playing well also. Don't want to take that away from him.
I'd be down to like do like a little.
Yeah,
more
it's been a fun
bomb
group.
pots
It's
and
kind of like a
get, like, actually-
fancy
like last
behind the
hand.
scenes of a really good garage game with a bunch of buddies.
Yeah, if we have 30 minutes left, it should be.
Mandel.
Anyway.
JT raises pocket nines
Should we
from
make him Venmo spot?
the big blind.
It's like nobody's gonna, you know.
I mean, I'm sending my Venmo. If he sends, he
three of
sends.
us?
If he doesn't, I'm not gonna be mad.
He's got those freshly minted chips and immediately flops a set and open ender for D money.
Yeah, bottom pair for D pork.
JT's going to lead out 15.
Jason, you're a satisfied customer? Is that what you're telling us? That's great.
Oh, and quads for JT. JT on just an unbelievable
I don't know, dude.
back-to-back
This
hands.
thing's Maybe more than I bargained for.
Yeah.
This thing's
She was like,
crazy.
oh, this
It's
is
every part of 2 boards with queen 9 and now with quads.
There's the
I don't even know how
straight.
to approach this.
The straight comes in 6,
Yeah,
7,
that's
8,
the-
9, 10.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Aquarius.
Wow,
Quads?
JT.
Damn, Taylor.
Bro, hurdle.
Wow. And all in
Dude,
for
T
dollar.
money.
Oh, everybody
Seven?
had quads before.
Yeah, of course.
So JT goes from, I believe,
quads.
$61 to $3.95 in exactly 2 hands.
Yeah, I knew you
That's
haven't done it in turn, but
a nice spin up if I've ever seen one.
What do I always say
I
about
love you,
bomb
bro.
pots? Because the
That's
majority of
it.
his money was
So
in
good.
bomb pots. Dollar didn't have much money.
stream's 10 more minutes.
What do I always say
Yeah,
about a
I
bomb
thought it
pot?
was 10.
They make a good
I'm done at stream.
day of no limit hold'em
Yeah,
a
I'm
bad
done
one,
too.
or they make a bad one a good one.
Yeah, it's a,
Yeah, I think
it's-
you say it a
No,
lot more
let's still
eloquently, but
finish
that's
it.
the gist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it a long time. That's why
This
I
one's a
said
bomb pot.
I've trimmed it
Yeah.
down.
Is this
but-
game gonna
Yeah,
break?
it's a good night of hold'em gone bad or a bad night of hold'em
After
gone
this,
good.
Gone bad, that's right.
Yeah,
we could do new
sometimes
players,
it's all
we could do
bad,
other
but
tables.
Just get new players.
you have a great night if
That
you
way the
have
people who are here can
a
keep playing with each other.
good
Yeah.
night for, on
get
both,
new players.
which is very rare. But you know, you can be down.
It's 100.
I walked away with $1,300
Count that, but
2 weeks ago or a week and a half
That
ago.
was a good
I can tell you that I think I won $150 playing hold'em.
made you think.
It was 2 scoops of bomb pots.
that was valid.
A $300 buy-in, cashed out for $1,600, and almost all of it was in 2 bomb pots.
It's funny you say that because I was just thinking as we were talking about it that
Well,
what I was going to say, you could show up and basically not win a single hand of No Limit Hold'em. If you scoop 2 bomb pots in a few hours, you're going to have a great night.
Oh, it's a great night.
Sure. Very hard to back here. So I don't show play.
But you have to play bomb pots like
you were
they're
good enough
exactly
to
what
get away
they
from
sound
one
like.
against Collins,
An unexploded bomb. Or it will always be a bad night.
2 pair. Speaking of bomb pots on the top board for JT. See who has the bottom board here. Nut clubs for Shabazz on the bottom board.
That's why we're playing another bomb pot so fast.
Ooh, and Shabazz actually has all of the bottom board. Nut clubs and flopped a wheel.
5-3 and the nut clubs. Not much for anybody but a pair of 9s on the top board.
Are we still playing players?
Yeah.
You just keep playing.
He really wants to see a club run out on the top, not the bottom.
Right.
I know it is.
But the 9 for dollars. Is dollar gone out of the hand?
Yeah.
Looks like
He looks like he may
yeah,
do.
may have folded.
So the only 9 is gone.
So Shabazz and Rose headed to a chop if nobody folds, most likely.
I don't know if they do that. You think they got sensor technology?
They probably just like turn down my mic.
The bottom board does pair.
Yeah,
Showing that Rose made quads on the bottom.
sitting ahead and
It's not like
Is that correct?
yeah.
You're good?
No, I don't remember seeing
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You got anything on the bottom?
I have a
Quad fours?
I think we have a mixture of the boards, folks.
Yeah, it does look like he has 2 4s.
Does appear to be top pot.
Yeah.
Rose and Shabazz will
Suck for play.
win $15 each.
what do you make? Like
Yeah,
10 bucks a
once
month?
again, the boards flip. You know, the nut
So hitting the
flush
quads
draw
made me
with
mad
a
because,
wheel
like, I would have had you
ended up
anyway.
winning the top
Like, you
with
would have had me anyway.
pure 3s. Completely
Yeah.
flipped.
Just made it
Happens all the time.
more interesting.
It just it made it more fun. More fun. Gave me more confidence.
Yeah. You can't lose that board.
Nah, I mean that's the best feeling when you just like literally cannot.
And then there's like a hidden
Yeah,
straight
Rose
flush
talked
there.
about his quads. I always say the only
Go buy
time
the
I'm
rope
comfortable
on the
in bomb pods is when I have quads. And not always then.
Yeah.
And when I fold.
Straight to Home Depot.
Yeah, yeah. Quads are fold. I would agree.
So
I actually lost my quad 7s to quad 9s once.
It just
Next
rotates
bump
around.
But it's not
Yeah,
even
like
that.
make sure who's on the button for it.
Raise from the collector, ace-7 off. He's going to get a call from Quavius. Ace-4.
Yeah, what do you got?
Quavius still with his knit button.
Are you? We said you were like a little blind.
5-8-9, rainbow.
Got you.
It is going to give a gutter to the collector.
Check's good.
Doesn't want to see an ace, that's for sure. Meaning deep arc.
Yeah, the Quavius is going to bet here.
Yeah, use his position like he should.
Gets a fold. Oh, but it looks like a call from Chase. We don't see Chase's hand. Looks like we may
Taylor's
have
getting
a
tired.
yeah, Queen of Clubs on the turn. So we'll just kind of play along with the players here. So Chase has bet 50 and gets a fold from DeQuavius. So
Not real sure what that one was.
we'll take that down.
Yeah, a little bit of a mystery.
We'll just say a 10 jack of clubs. You
Yeah.
know?
I like those
Good
glasses.
choice.
They're so crazy. Did you have all of these already? Or did you get them for the game?
So as we know,
So
collector
you got a couple.
up 1.2K,
No, I
winning
don't-
all
Dude,
the
where always had
funds.
those, like,
Chase,
bug-eye ones, dude.
only other winner
Those
of
always had a
just
crazy
under
stack.
500
Those
bucks.
are mental. Like, where have you worn those?
Just in time.
Yeah, those are crazy.
And
Running to
Shabazz,
get back to his
ace queen suited, and he did this with kings also. He's going to limp
Are they?
with a strong hand under the gun.
I block a really good hand.
Presumably hoping for a raise, and Quavius will oblige.
I mean, the stream ends and you're out when the stream ends. Yeah.
I just want to like make sure that it's
Yeah.
Chase is. You're probably either.
I'm up like 250.
Raise
Maybe 300.
from DeQuavius with King Queen off and to a flop.
I think
Just
on
a
that,
call
like,
from Shabazz
5,
and
7 beats.
Jack I flop 2 hearts.
For a specific hand.
Shabazz checks over to Quavius and he will bluff at it with his 2 overs.
Another like social club like this with a full bar restaurant, it's super nice, and the one down in Dallas.
And Shabazz out of there.
Straight
Really?
no restaurant.
Where do you ever go?
You didn't
I'd
have
be
it
down to
there?
go with you sometime. Like, you know, I don't know.
Well, folks,
how much
I'm
it
going to
costs.
run out to the table as we're on a 15-minute delay. They're about to wrap up the live stream, and thank all the players. And I hope you enjoyed it tonight. I'll be back in right before we close out, but I want to tell everybody have a good evening and join us next week for the 5-5 Uncapped.
But
You do. Don't look.
Good night, Kiwi. Pleasant cooking.
Living at home.
Respect.
Thanks,
And-
Kiwi.
Yeah, thanks, Kiwi. And also on the 9th, the VPIP Survivor Medela Poppies game.
for like
And on the
such a
16th,
long,
we're going to have the Greg Vale meetup game,
and,
author of
and
Scoot,
we're
and
there for like,
the
last like 4 or
all the
5
books.
years.
By the way, if you'll just cover for me a second, I'm going to look up Greg Vale's website. He has a coaching website that I want to give to you so everybody has it.
I hope he's listening to this stream.
And I'll enter it in here.
Because he was
Raise to 10 from the collector with a suited queen.
looking for jobs in Austin.
Yeah.
Looks like they may have been 25 actually, so we got some
25
calls.
25 total.
Oh, and Shabazz with kings again.
He was looking for jobs in Austin. You know, and then
Makes
he
it
gets into
25, and looks like, unfortunately for him, we're going to go a bunch of ways to a flop, but beautiful flop, top set. Can be the type of hand, though, it's hard to get paid off of because you dominate the board so heavily.
Good with me.
Little bit.
Goes, checks around, and now a flush draw for Rose. It's kind of been the story of his night.
Matthew, I think you might be pricing me out. Then again, you did do this exact bet
Good bet.
with like
Nothing.
Not the exact, but
it was. I mean, it was 100. I mean, it was in different.
Chase has bet 100 with 9-10.
I think I'm gonna have to get away from this one.
I'm all in.
And Shabazz jams here with the nuts.
how much more is it?
I think Chase is going to have to say, just kidding.
There's already 100 in the middle. He's getting like
94 more.
Yeah, Chase caught taking a stab here, and he'll have to let it go.
Wow.
Do you have anything?
Nice pick up there for Shabazz.
You got it.
So he will show it.
So everybody, Greg Vale
I was
on the
like-
16th of
I was on a
July.
flush draw, so I'm very
Greg Vale
glad.
of double
where were you?
suited
Stick around.
poker.com. I'm throwing it up here on the board. This is a Big O and PLO
Good fold,
8
Ross, too.
coaching and training
I'm surprised you made
website.
that because, like, you know, it was like another 90 to win, you know, 250 or something. But
So that's double suited poker. It didn't collect all of it into the hyperlink, but if you're interested in Big O or 08, which
Honestly,
is
you'd
ELO,
rather,
high
like, not
and
hit
low,
top set. You'd rather be like
look
a
up Greg
jack
Vale at
or something,
doublesuitedpoker.com.
there, you know?
And I will see you soon. Good night, everybody. Get away, Pard.
Good night, Uncle T. We'll talk to you in a moment.
I still spilled like.
Yeah, I do recall that
no, it was a good fold for this Ross, too.
somewhat funny
Do you have an 8?
URL from Greg Vale because no URL could be more perfect for a person that likes 4 and
You
5
got a
card
big pile of
games.
chips next to you. You got a beer in your hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ace Queen here for D Money. It's just gonna call. Get a call from JT as well.
50?
Collector's going to raise it up with the 6-9 and a smile on his face and get a call from
Only
DeQuavius.
like 5 minutes left.
Oh, that was such bad timing.
Can we do a bomb pot on the last hand, whatever that is?
Which bone mode?
Oh, we're gonna
Last
end
chance
right
to
now,
hop in the
too?
chat, folks. We will be finishing on hand 89.
Damn, what bad timing for me to do.
Just a few more minutes to go. Top pair, top kicker for D-Money.
Yeah, I was up.
Hey, you got time. You got
And
like
two
more
pair
hands.
for
Yeah, you gotta make that 100
DeQuavius.
back in the next 2 hands. We'll play a bomb pot
You have
too,
2
right?
more hands to donate the rest of your stack.
Could be expensive for D-Money. Going to be
It's been cold this second half.
tough to put your opponent on bottom 2. And D-Money jams and snap call from DeQuavius. And D-Money's going to need help. He needs an ace or a queen.
Super. What? I keep running into it.
That's tough.
You like the queens, though.
I literally just keep running into
I had a
it.
monster.
I was hoping you didn't do that. I wanted him to stay along.
I had a monster.
FB wants us to keep it on. We would love to, but
Oh, wow.
the staff
Oh, wow.
in the background does need to go home. This is their full-time jobs.
Damn. Lucky. How do I keep running into it, bro?
Hey, you made
I would have won that bottom board.
Certainly have enjoyed this game and the engagement from the chat.
So bomb pot now or 45?
Very nice. I like. At least you ran twice.
Uncle T and I can, unfortunately, do not get to make the decision to
Of course.
give overtime.
Well, I was hoping he
Better than just
I
losing
didn't want,
outright.
I didn't
Just
want
keep
him to
running
do
into
that. I wanted him to
Terrible.
I don't know why he thinks he's so far ahead.
All right, 2 minutes left.
Dude, I had to raise
No
that.
draws. It's dry.
I had to raise that.
What'd you
Just
have?
call.
6-9. Yeah, I would have won that bottom board. If
We'll
it
see it on
weren't
the
for you
stream.
meddling kids. All in. What the hell is going on? Like, we're just playing some kind poker.
Yeah, these highlights are gonna
How
be
does he
fun to
flop
watch
2
after.
pair there, bro?
Are they gonna create like a
How do
highlight?
you go runner?
Oh, I don't know. I know we can just watch the stream after.
I know,
and
it's like
find-
4 hours.
FB
If they
It's
chop up and do like,
TCH
like
does
shorts
not
from
close at
hands,
10 or at any
Yeah.
hour. If you are
Yeah.
in 07 poker room,
unfortunately.
I don't go.
any time of day you can come in. There will be a game going.
There's all sorts of worse
The
hands.
car right here was actually.
I have
Yeah,
been
but
driving
like,
home
that's
from the
terrible.
airport at 4 in the morning and stopped off to
Yeah,
play
you're
because
from
I was
downtown.
jet lagged.
It ended up taking me like 45 minutes from.
Where is?
I have to
where
defend
Couple
is
of
it.
fours here for JT.
I was working
Still raising
have it?
15.
45 minutes. If I was in the office, I would have been in the same
It's
boat
a call
as you.
from the
Relax.
collective.
Office is off of Riverside.
Check.
Oh.
I have a pair.
Oh,
And
yeah,
collector
you're moving
flops
farther.
middle pair.
I believe it.
You know,
But you
I'm
do too
on
if you
like
have 7 deuce.
9th and San
But I'm a low pair.
Yeah. So like, it's probably not that good.
Jason saying y'all been great. Thanks so much, Jason.
Forever.
Very much appreciated.
Started pouring rain on the way
I
too,
know.
and it was
Check.
just-
Y'all have been great yourselves. This has
Check.
been a really fun
Queen.
chat.
Oh, you do have a pair.
I just pockets. I think I have to be in this one.
Collector will take that down with his pair of queens.
we got one
And
bomb pot,
on to
or-
our final no limit hand. As is tradition around here, we will
Right?
finish things
Whatever
up
the
with the
last
bomb
hand of the
pot.
stream will be the bomb pot.
One more
Isn't that,
normal,
isn't that
and then
this or
one more normal, and then bomb.
whatever we got?
So
time
y'all are all
for.
done. All y'all are done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Why are they ending the stream? Do they have to end it?
No, I'll go play another table.
My big blind.
You can straddle.
And very nice way to finish up the no limit hold'em. JT with pocket
Yo.
queens.
Yo.
It's been kind of a theme with premiums in this game. Players limping in early position.
They just know where they're going.
G Money will call. Deuce 4 suited. Shabazz with better spades. King Queen for Chase B.
50?
Hit some folds and looks like somebody did raise and JT got a chance to back raise to 50.
The Queens won a hand tonight. We've seen them a few times. I don't remember them winning a hand.
I don't either. But I think this is just going to win him.
No, I'm just calling.
That looks like Chase. He's going to come along with King Queen.
Is that 50?
Good thing you said it.
I'm tired, bro.
It's a
Obviously
good thing you said it.
dominated. Still getting his king. No, that's a dry board. Gut
Nine.
shot to the jack for king queen.
Yeah, a couple of hearts, nobody with a heart, so queen's in good shape here. Obviously need to fade a jack or a king. And $100 bet from JT will take it down. And that man's up over 400 bucks from a low of 61. Nice spin up for him.
Real quickly for the last time, TCH Social Austin Summer Series 16-12 free events, July 15th through 28th. Final table for the big table will be the 28th. Probably Kyle and I in the booth for that. Be it Monday night. Player of the series, $25,000 going towards the player with the most points across all the different games. $10,000 to first. Don't miss it. $600,000 guaranteed.
Where's the button at?
Be here, be square. If you like mixed games, there's plenty to choose from. Go to our website and look for the schedule, and we hope to see you. Even if you're coming all the way from, I don't know, what do we say, Djibouti?
Yeah, early on, the Djibouti.
Not my booty. Maybe Djibouti.
Oh, I'm the dealer. I was so confused. I was like, how did you get cards?
That's how it's been all night tonight, folks.
I know,
Me making my partner make faces.
If only y'all could see. A couple of jack high flops.
Yeah,
we are doing great. Thank you.
See what everybody has here momentarily.
Well, there's a jack and a jack.
Open
and a
ender.
6 and a 6. These are what they call similar. Really, the ideal here is 10-8 or 8-7. You want to be open in.
Dream is pocket jacks.
7-8, yeah. That's pocket jacks. You're
Could only dream.
Yeah, you could only dream. I've done that before. It's
I have too.
top set
Yeah.
on the both boards. It's pretty rare. I see one jack with no friend. No 9s. No 6s, obviously.
Yeah, 5-3 has some equity with an open ender for D money.
Although it's a dummy in, you got to be careful. Does block the 5-7, which was the better draw.
Yeah, I got a wrap for DeQuavius.
DeQuavius Buckshank.
And he is going to bet. He'll raise to 100.
No sets at all. Well, that's a rarity. Just a lot of quarter draws.
Yeah, down to DeQuavius and the collector.
Your booty, Jordan.
Not a ton of incentive to continue here if you're the collector. I mean, you do have top two on one board, but
I know it feels stupid.
You're live. You're live as hell.
I don't think he's going to want to give away any of his profit on the very last hand.
Yeah, I'd hate to see that. This is like what I avoid when I've had a good night.
Oh, for sure. It's speculative spots, particularly in a bomb pot. Yeah, I'm not giving it away at the last second in a bomb
If you want to
pot.
run from that, like
Well, that will wrap up the action for tonight. Thanks everybody for joining us. We had an awesome night with you guys to chat, engaging with Uncle T and I want to thank you for your attendance and comments and questions. And
Yeah, you too, buddy.
want to also thank the staff here. Taylor in the background pushing the buttons, entering the bet sizes, keeping the action moving along.
Night, y'all.
Want to thank Jesse in the box. This has been TCH Live from Austin, Texas.
Surprised you made it.
Have
all
a
the
great
way,
night,
man.
everyone.
Dress clothes.
Dude, I came right from work.
Yeah.
No, I was actually
ready for business.
I was put into such a pickle.